but let me see. Put this here. Put this here.
How has it been 9 months? Thanks for the great rivals and variety content. Flats has really helped me through the last year or so.
Yeah. Thank you for the 9 months. Appreciate it. I don't know how it's been 9 months. I feel like it flew by. Honestly, the last years flew by.
Does this one land in that boundary? We will see. Does not. Still holding again.
All right, we're in. Is there actually 2 sets of streams again today too? Hold on, let me see if there is. There is. The other one's already done though. Carpet update? Is it still orange? Oh yeah, Operation Baking Soda failed. Yo, Jody. Stop thinking 300 bits. How are you?
I mean, this is just insane.
We deserve Doggo? What do you mean? He's right there. He's literally right there, being a little potato.
Down again. Do is going to be making that shift. Do is going to be holding on here.
But yeah, there's a nice orange circle under my foot.
Are owning this. OT is at a sliver. It's all about maintaining, but great positioning there by the strategists. They have to collapse on them. They're trying to put too much force here onto the front line. Got to change up that location. Lastro is going to find one onto Dudu. Are you kidding? Still getting these picks through. Out goes the invisible boundary from Svald. The bond out from the side of Crazy Raccoon. Everybody is just playing safe and on their heels as NX gets another.
What was I going to say?
And wow, Crazy Raccoon.
I didn't realize I was coming in so late in between, or the start of the first games. I don't think today we're going to watch a ton. We do have the sponsor to watch. Yeah, well, Jody, Gus butt stamped on the ground, on the carpet. And so cleaning it out yesterday, the cleaner I used contained bleach. And, well, I didn't figure that out until about 2 hours later when the carpet turned orange. So now there's just an orange circle underneath my foot.
Yeah, I mean, Crazy Raccoon just looked very,
I tried to put baking soda on it to get it off, and the baking soda did not work.
Just constantly switching and having conversations of what they needed to find an answer instead of just locking in for a single fight. They kept coming back.
Unfortunately,
losing alt charge, panicking, and in that moment, Crazy Raccoon made the switch to Adam.
Well, he's on the run, so you know, innocent men don't run.
Came in with Bond, which is a huge rebound, but even bigger in overtime, and managed to.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta get something specific for him. I know, but I didn't realize the one that I was using had bleach in it. So, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. That said, though, I think I'll probably watch the matches that were required to watch for today, because like this is the group stages, so these aren't really like the super exciting games yet. Also, I probably should tap into this. And then we'll figure something else up for after. You know, I was thinking we could either do more Battlefield. I was thinking we could do. More RV there yet if I get Somnus, but I don't know if I could get Somnus today.
If there's not a lot of bodies around, you can still get burst
what else?
Right now with the current Psylocke ult, so it's tough to find the right answer in the moment. We'll see what they choose to do. Taro Cookie on the high side going to use that Galactic Legend towards JT3 in the front line, and there's the dance floor.
Warframe? No, not Warframe.
Yeah, they found him. I mean,
yeah, Battlefield was fun. I was just playing the new BR mode though. Maybe I'll try a little Conquest or something. I thought that could be fun. Well, I mean, I just. Oh my god, he almost lost. Holy shit. I was gonna say, there's not a whole lot I want to play at the moment, you know? Road 96, true, Road 96. Maxi G, thank 3 months. Appreciate it, thank you. Oh, Road 96 actually might be gas.
you know, not very common here in Domination. They just seemed to panic and a little bit, you know, overcommit some of their abilities in ults, and I would argue Crazy Raccoon coming back with that comp change was what won them that fight. Look at this positioning here from Olan Ron in the back line, immediately going out with Lastro, trying to burn those crystals. Does not get the crystal cooldown, and it forces out Bubble. That's a trade there for Crazy Raccoon that they will take. Still owning that height.
Risk of rain too.
Always on height because it does give them fight advantage, and they'll commit.
Oh yeah, Arc Raiders is tomorrow.
Wait.
Wait,
Is their time to commit.
hang on. Let me double check.
The back line. Still going to keep eyes there, but is Dicey once more 75% HP in a Dream is still there. 100 now does go down from Vital with a nice headshot.
The little mosquito on the shoulder, you know, and sometimes you find it and finish it, and they did get the health back, but yeah, a nice stun there from Vital to finish it off. Vital, one of the most lethal in the aim department. Mechanics are on fire, play Black the whole time. We saw what he did earlier, though, as the show goes on, as Lastro continues to keep this team in it, and DRP tries to find their connection. Ooh, sneaks it in there and threads the needle from the shield, and just like that, the follow-up from OG cleans this thing up, and the point's still theirs, man. Just
looking for something.
Yeah, Bruce Banner has turned into the Hulk, folks. OUG is mad, and you can see it. Vital does have ult here. Svald will have an answer, but you see Taro Cookie and Molan ready as well to commit in these fights. There's not a lot of answers. Shung Hoon will have that ult for at least one, but again, we saw what happened last time. Can they still find value through it? Yes, they can. Taro Cookie, we'll see that crack and impact potentially here shortly with some decent influence. The pressure now moving forward. J-Mac, one of your personal stars on that cap, which was banned out here on that Magneto with great positioning. Again, looking on these off angles towards the back line, trying to pull eyes away so the team can move forward, and that is what you try to do to take spaces. Molan finds Lastro, and that cooldown of those crystals is gone.
Yeah, finding that within the neutral is massive because now there's going to be no response. Shung Hoon's going to be able to get the show out, but right shortly after, we'll see if Taro just puts on the full gas. That's what I would do, play aggro here because there's not much. You count the cooldowns, you know they have nothing.
Sorry.
So Taro, want to see that out? No, don't get hit by the whale, my friend. You took the entire 10,000 pounds right on you, my man. That was an absolute disgusting. Ooh, Giganto.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough right there when the horn comes through. You got.
Sorry, I was just signaling something. Yeah, tomorrow will be Arc Raiders.
Some crazy coordination. Molan gonna jump off the reset with the team.
I gotta ask.
Just try once more again. They're at 99%. The issue they had last time is they need to have one successful full team ult fight.
Let me tell you all the memories. My husband unexpectedly passed away on 9/17/25, and we met during Overwatch 1 in October 2017 on Xbox. You and ML basically lived with us because we watched all you guys on YouTube all the time. Plus Ryan was his tank main. I'll miss our little inside jokes from all your videos to the list. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's so sad. I can only imagine the pain of that. I'm glad that you guys got to have such great moments, though. Especially from something as small as the silly little videos, you know? Wishing the best, genuinely. How is Goss? He's good. He's on the run right now. He's gone. I don't know where he went. He was in here earlier. I missed matches yesterday. Were they good? There were some good ones yesterday. Apparently, I don't know what happened. I think Envy choked.
The retake has to start. Loki playing low, just waiting to come through, but what a shot there by Taro. Molan as well, just holding on to the point, not allowing them to get through, and they cannot. It's a 1-1.
That's exactly the point they wanted to have for the bounce back, right? You know, and what was the big difference again? Once again, I think Molan kind of got back into things, got back into the swing, and if you're Crazy Raccoon, that was the take.
What's up, TVG?
Don't let them get any time to adjust, readjust, and get ready. But really,
that watch streak thing is very interesting. I wonder how long you're gonna be able to like keep those up. Like, can you just like keep that going for forever?
Crazy Raccoon, that what they've been able to pull off has been pretty spicy. For me, the Vanguard difference, though, has been the big apparent.
I found some Jeff Caution, but it's his dolphin skin, not the default one. Is that the one where the eyes are just two buttons? I feel like that one looks kind of shit. But honestly, it's 2 days away from now. Honestly, I think my best bet is like going to a pet store and seeing if I can just find him a little costume.
Yeah, and hey, Molan Ron, 2 eliminations last match, up to 9 for the high of the lobby. That's what you want to see, right? From the big man. NX, though. I mean,
but I had 20? Oh, God.
Absolutely beauty. And again, keep your eyes on NX. Him and Vital are absolutely crazy. If they don't make it, you know, obviously in our next stage, as we've talked about, this team can put something really special together as we move on into this early esports scene here.
Yeah, we're very much in the infancy of this esport, and that's what's a beauty about it. Especially, you know, we talked about this in the past over on the other stream. Again, there is 2 streams here for 2 different sets of games. About that, you know, these teams are still learning.
Yo, what's up, multi-gamer dude? Hey, thank you for the Big 10 gift.
That are happening here with
Oh, that's fucking big gifted right there. Appreciate you, gamer dude. Much love, man. It's funny they're talking about the esports scene and how it's in its infancy. Why does he keep going and stopping though? It is actually in its infancy. Oh my goodness. Holy shit. It is in its infancy. But I'd be lying if I didn't say I was at least a little bit worried. Just esports in general just doesn't seem to be doing too hot anymore. You know?
JT3 with another pick, and that is space and that is percentage.
Yeah, nice little peekaboo there. Moment, way to stay with your target. And just a rotation from J-Mac. I mean, we can't highlight that enough. The skill ceiling for Angelo is so high. You have to keep your eyes on so many things.
Oh, thanks, Alaskan. Yeah, he's around here somewhere. I don't know where he is, though.
But also just trying to get some separation for the team. Again, J-Mac do it all here in the Vanguard position. But wow, what a great opening. And this time, shoes on the other front, right? They're able to get a little bit more of a comfortable spacing.
Golden age of esports is coming and on, I fear. I think it'll come back again someday. Potentially. But it kind of inorganically shot to the moon in like 2017, 2018, 2019, and especially 2020. Between like literally Overwatch League, CS still doing well, League of Legends, Valorant's coming onto the scene in 2020, COVID, and then all of the crypto pump of the COVID era, and then everyone just kind of going back to being outside again. Definitely like brought in a lot of investors that now probably will never touch it again because like they've lost so much money.
I've seen a couple times Taro set that up, gets the Angela grounded, slams down with the Kraken impact. What a 1-2 play now, just continuing to really not.
League of Legends is gonna have TXKO now. Is it? I mean,
exactly what Crazy Raccoon needed here to continue on the fight.
Yeah, that is an
I think fighting games are like some of the cooler, like honestly, like probably easiest accessible esports, but they're just not as popular. You know.
You don't want the enemy to get the same amount of ults. You have a desire to commit, and that is the mental battle of rivals.
Like viewership wise.
Off angle here from J-Mac, trying to find a pick, does not land, but ton of damage out, is holding on to that retribution. Will that come through in a moment? I believe it will. Bang, coming in heavy.
Huge ult, actually.
DRP again, gonna find one. There is that whale from NX on Asphalt.
Do they just combo the whale with the fucking Angela ult?
This one land, it does, but no reset as it's matched with the dance floor.
Yeah, show on show here, and I cannot highlight the movement enough from the Angela. I mean, just absolutely perfection. DRP has landed these time and time again. That's his third. Let's go and get a three-piece on it with the follow-up. Man, truly the master of magnetism. My guy with the quick follow from Molon well. Hey, man, DRP making a little name for himself, too, man. I'm sure you're happy over there as Vanguard player.
Oh, yeah.
I just if let's use streaming Marvel now. Is Overwatch streaming kind of done? No.
Looking to progress forward here. The wins coming. That was some real clean play and a lot of neutral.
When there's stuff to do in Overwatch, I go play it.
I mean,
but
Molon doing exactly what he needs to do. Always finding picks in the neutral without an ultimate on Psylocke into the backline, especially after a respawn like that.
I think after playing a game though for 7 straight years, it's not that unnatural to play other stuff too. You know.
Taking them out of the spawn door. DRP now going to find Chung Hoon. Numbers heavily up for OUG. Molon, can you make it 3? And yes.
I don't think it's an enjoyability thing. I think it's more of like just want to do other stuff. And with Rivals, it's like a whole new frontier, which is cool. But then they also do a lot of things like, for example, today, like they want me to watch the new esport, and so I have a sponsor to watch Rivals Esports in an hour from now. I think that's kind of cool. You know, feels appreciated. So I don't mind getting on early and getting a little bit of extra watch time before it and a little bit of watch time after it. To help promote the scene and, you know, see some of the matches. Something that I like for a long time wanted that to happen in Overwatch, so it's kind of cool. But I also don't play a whole ton of Rivals anymore either. I play a lot of other stuff too. Like last night, like yesterday, I streamed like 4 hours of Rivals, maybe 4.5 hours, and then I got off, ate dinner, and I came back and I did like another like 2 hours and 2.5 hours of Battlefield. It was fun.
We check out the highlights here again, and we're going to see some of these names that we just witnessed, folks. The map now is going to be chosen here by Crazy Raccoon. They choose mode and map. And that is how it will go throughout this tournament here in the group stages. Some good plays again from Crazy Raccoon but OUG showing up after that initial map loss.
Yeah, no, it's tough when you look at, you know, the comparison of role to role. I feel like they've measured up well. I guess now, I was talking about the Vanguards. I'm going to get the edge on the strategist front for OUG, though, really kind of shining and doing more than just that healing role, right? If you can get that extra value, typically be tough if there's a dive comp, but that time just kind of pure neutral ground fighting the old-fashioned way, and I feel like the extra edge that OUG gave was what was the final decision maker, and just locking in more as that unit.
Yeah, I feel that.
They
I think a lot of
really
people are.
Look like they just stepped it up a notch on map 2 and 3 there. They were far more locked in doing exactly what they needed to do. This combo was cool.
Rivals
though.
devs treat you better than Blizzard? No, I wouldn't say. I would never go out on a limb and say that. The Overwatch devs were always extremely kind to me. I understood that there was roadblocks though that they could not get through. That would be typically above them. So they were all very nice people though. Very, very nice people.
Listen, this is your first time seeing Crazy Raccoon and OUG at least in the casting front. What have you thought of these two teams so far?
I'll tell you what.
Plus Red Zone. Oh yeah, let me go take a look. Oh yeah, the other map's just starting. Let me go take a peek.
They're looking to be even more serious about being contenders in the entire world, but Reject right now are at that back foot. And a reminder, we have a substitution for Reject.
Yeah, that is so interesting. You know what? I don't want to be too negative about it because, you know, when that's happened, at least to me in the past, that can show a sign of.
Necros would say otherwise, but he could be just trolling in that. No shade to Necros at all. This is not supposed to be shade in any way. But to my knowledge, he was never close with the Overwatch team.
I'm sure they're fine.
I'm sure they're fine too. Let's see.
Like, I never saw him in any like calls. I never saw him in any big events. I never even saw him chatting in their Discord, like their creator server. So, I mean, I guess it's natural because like he has a very close relationship to the Rivals devs, and like they're from what I've heard, very nice people too. And they've always treated me with a lot of respect every time I've interacted with them, but I think you should take that with a bit of a grain of salt. You know, multi-game, or sorry, not multi-game, my bad. Lost Creator, thank you for the membership on the YouTube side. Appreciate you. The God of Boy or Ghost of Tsushima playthrough. True, God of Boy. Oh my God, I put that off for too long.
Are out of commission. And Reject as well, taking out.
Thank you though, appreciate the 6 months. I really do got to get on that.
Take away the Jeff, but Chopper Mag, they know that Dobie isn't playing right now, so they don't really have to invest a ban into the Jeff, and they can go elsewhere, like that Bucky.
That's such a smart play from them. I mean, it really is, because, like you said, I mean, you called it out. It's smart to adjust for your opponent, and they're doing it live, right? It's not about trying to ban out specific things like this, all like the Jeff, like you mentioned. They don't have to worry about that now, and they adjust group protect for Reject on the opposite side.
That is a crazy option here. I think Marvel is the one that really pilots that hero. Piggy also known on the Angela pick as well. He does really, really like to play that hero, but Reject are on the attacking side first. So Chopper Mag, I wouldn't be surprised if they go for a triple Vanguard, triple strategist composition, that triple composition that really has been common for most of these teams in these Convergence and Convoy maps. But Reject, they have to find a way to break through.
100%, 100%. They have to right here and now, because that could set them up for failure later on if they don't. And Chopper Mag on this map, and we've seen them. I think they had lost the Dark Zero on this map, if I'm recalling correctly, because
this is regular doing content drops, not so much Rivals drops. True, true. I will say though, Jody, I think they're lurkers, because I typically get DMs from when I have a sub from them. But I actually don't. I actually, even more truthfully, if there was a chatter that was one of them, I couldn't pick them out. I actually don't know. But I do know that I sometimes every once in a while get DMs. Like I got a DM the other day about the co-streaming thing as I was talking about it, so they be lurking, I think, or it was just coincidence. But we'll sing the Prime.
On the opposite side for Skittles on controller on strategist, and then Chopper Mag also. Smash from Dark Zero also on a controller. But we're starting out here in Reject on the attack with this composition alongside having Finale on Phoenix because of that Bucky.
Well, the bot didn't like that message.
Yep. Now he has to go for a different option. usually likes to go for another strategist pick. The Adam Warlock usually on Finale, but Gargoyle, without that Bucky hero, has to lock that hero instead. So it leaves Finale with a...
I love actually watching the Korea teams play. They play so differently, but it's cool.
Still a very strong pick at the end.
They don't win, but it's cool to watch. I think, like, come the next tournament, Korea is going to be scary. Like, the improvements they made from the China land to this are unbelievable.
Duep able to take down a Marvel earlier on, and you saw Marvel able to evade the group walls from earlier on in the fight because he had that Rocket Raccoon jetpack. Now on the backside, I mean, Gargoyle is going to be screwed in that corner. I mean, everybody's diving on him. He gets the bubble, but the investment doesn't matter. Maybe he's going to force that passive pop. He uses it, so they actually want to fight this now. They built up ultimates. Chopper Mag has as well. Here comes that Groot ultimate, but Piggy, I believe,
where is it?
In the sky, tries to land, could not. The overhealth
had the invisible mag ults.
That fades out. Now in the sky, here comes Finale. Down to the ground. Can he find any eliminations with follow-up? Marvel will be able to come through with that trailing prison in just a second.
They killed it.
Burned out of the air. Piggy grabbed, thrown against the wall, kicked back for now. They know it's coming in, but they popped the invisible boundary from Videl's side. Marvel waiting for that Stratus ultimate to run out. He knows maybe also on the opposite side, Panthic does have that Meteor M to eat it, has that trailing prison. Can he eat it though? Throws it out, doesn't eat on the opposite side from Panthic, but they have the peel, they have the sustain.
Yeah, they don't have the follow-up damage.
BRB, if somebody goes down, here comes that Meteor M from Panthic. No bubble on the opposite side from the Magneto, misses on the high ground.
It's his own mag.
His own Raccoon, but it doesn't matter. Everybody goes down, brought back by Gargoyle. Ultimate's going to be built up yet again.
Well, I think he was looking to see if there was somebody up there and ran out of time because he wasn't going to kill the Atom.
Gargoyle brings back Marvel. They're going to walk back in. We're going to see another ult cycle at this point. Finale's close to another.
Thoughts on esports viewership? FPS games versus team-based games. What is CS and /Valorant pull more views than Overwatch 2 / Rivals kind of games? Actually, I think there's two answers. Number one, a game like CS is timeless. That game, it's so timeless at this point that, like, it's its own anomaly, and you shouldn't compare yourself to CS esports. Now, you want to say Valorant and CS. I think the viewing experience is much easier because you can watch the POV of a player and see them turn a corner, fire their gun, shoot somebody, they fall over. In these games, there's so many things happening. Healing, abilities, ultimate charge, ultimate tracking, ults coming up mid-fight, multiple times ults are coming up mid-fight. That fight right there, what just happened? A mag got pulled off the high ground, was backing away, Wall tried to save him, the Wolverine grabbed him, pulled him into his team. The Invis tried to ult to save him. The other Invis ulted to save her Wolverine. Like, there was 9 things that happened in the span of a second there. It's almost sensory overload. And unless you really understand the game, you probably are looking at all these flashing lights and things on the screen and going, what the fuck am I looking at?
They have the portal. Can he stun out a spawn? That's the thing. Off the wall. Does he get it?
Did he get it?
Next on to Panthic, he got the portal off, I believe. So Piggy, wait. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't get it. He stunned him.
Oh my god, what a stun for Finale. They have touched with the rocket. I didn't see the stun icon above his head, but it didn't matter because Panthic
unfortunately, they always kind of have a bit of a uphill battle in that department because of that.
What a read from Finale to get that stun to stop that Doctor Strange portal.
That's the star of stage 1 right there, and maybe stage 2. That's the star of Reject as a whole.
I keep typing the once.
With the heads-up play, gets that right-click down from downtown.
Yeah, his stun was crazy.
Stun Chopper Mag away from a desperation portal attempt and
StarCraft Esports. Damn, I haven't heard about StarCraft Esports in forever.
Why Bobo used the cocoon to get himself res. I think he was under the assumption that Chopper Mag wanted to try to contest it still, but now that's a key cooldown gone.
Yeah, the pace was so smart for them. Also, Marvel with that trailing present able to take down Skittles yet again during that see you later, so that BRB won't be involved after that rocket dies. His BRB does as well. Now they have to back up. You do have some sustain on that main side with that invisible boundary from Fidel, but lacking Skittles now. I wonder if they'll be lacking a little bit of that extra healing that they need. Finale as well, close to
Pong's saying.
Piggy also, we have that Meteor M combination coming in a bit. We also have semi conduction from Duep to slow him down at the very least.
That guy's dead.
Gargoyle, it seems like Bobo, though, slows down Finale. He won't be able to resurrect back in the fight. Panthic swapping over to the Bucky. Meanwhile, on the defensive side, the cart's still going to be pushing along at the same time from Reject, who are just waiting for now to get back. No pops the invisible boundary. They're going to have that uncontested after Zen Starry. And his freedom charge is over. Gargoyle with the last stand, not able to connect.
Hello?
In the sky, can't follow up, but it's fine because the freedom charge is over. Gargoyle still falls down, though. So they're
Did he just not press the button?
You wonder, Reject, can you pop something? Can you stay alive? No, the answer is not. Piggy goes down. Great job from Chopper Mag. Want to fight without ultimates. This team, so well coached, so well coordinated to do that.
Yeah, the coordination from Chopper Mag is just absolutely perfect as Starry spots out the invisible woman of Gnome.
Well, I mean, I guess that is kind of true too, Retro, but I mean, he's still there, and Apex has fallen off a cliff in terms of esports popularity.
They are going to leave it as is. Marvel close to that. Strangling Prison, lots of low health bars, lots of blinking health bars, but the Soul Bond is still available on the side of Chopper Mag. But the dunk from downtown ends.
One thing Overwatch League did better was one team set a color for each team throughout the match. I find it very confusing when they switch team colors mid-game.
The tough part with these two ult combination is they're just countered by one Adam Warlock.
Yeah,
every single time.
You got a good point, actually. I mean, to be fair, honestly, one of the biggest call fors from players was to be able to use skins. And you couldn't use skins back then. Rivals lets everyone use skins, so that's why everyone's on like their own unique skin. But I can see where it makes it harder to read the lobby.
First move, Chopper Mag are just quick to respond. So many resources used, and now reject.
Yeah, Phoenix is still pretty decent, but I'd say Hella is better, but Hella gets banned a lot too.
Marvel walks in, Pet that gets walled off, able to fall back to his team. Here comes the dive from Sinstari. Gets that soul bond as well from the rest of his team to stay healthy. Make sure they're connected in terms of the overall healing output. But regardless, that freedom charge keeps them healthy as well. Reject still also has Gargoyle's ultimate. Are they reading that finale?
The blue and red swapping? Well, I think depending on who you're spectating, right?
Does he have his cocoon? He does, so he's going to be back in the fight.
Oh, I know what you mean. So like one map, one team's red, one map, then they're blue. Because I don't think it changes mid-game.
Bobo, high ground, flank, can he find something? Finale has to contest the invisible woman shield, so and the healing is there.
Should I watch with my wife? She says the same thing. It's limiting the non-players. Yeah.
Here comes the Galactic Legend trying to find that sneaky Adam Warlock in the back.
It is actually like a legibility thing, which is so fascinating. Because how do you fix that? You know, you'd have to make it very structured.
He doesn't have the res, but Pethig able to find one, find two. Can he find more? The crack on impact, the spin to win is not enough to stop Pethig in his pure dominance. Gargoyle.
It does, right? Attack is red, defense is blue. Right, but if it's constantly changing though, like game per game, it's like if you're not like super in tune with that, you get confused.
Between these two teams, but Reject are able to get it done in the end. The portal comes in.
Oh, the portal! Wait, portal blocks.
But they get shut down.
Damn, good block on the portal because they would have took that back.
Too late as they try to get everyone off of that site as Reject
pushing their spawn too. Wow, love the aggression.
On that gas pedal. Great plays coming in, but this area of the map, the stairs, this is where all the disruption comes into play. You can find ways to disrupt.
I was actually going to go get a haircut this morning, and then I didn't want to be too late.
Look to go for the Angela pick here.
I need one though.
Something to consider as Reject get closer and
I had to go to the pharmacy this morning, and I got gas too. And then so I stopped at the Costco, and it was like a fucking 9-mile. Oh, he pulled him off. I was gonna say 9 mile long line to get gas at Costco these days.
Chopper Mag right now. Fidel slept out of the spawn. Can they sustain? Bobo goes down again.
In Valorant, attackers are red, defense is cyan, but they swap colors in half, so viewers know who is attacking. But I also think it's much easier to read in Valorant because like it's very rare that teams are flipping sides mid-map consistently. Like in this game, like there can be times where things are so shaken up, you have players fighting all over the place. You know, the slower speed is easier to read. No, I haven't yet. Anything with 38 months, I appreciate it. No, I ended up playing Battlefield last night.
Finds two. Can the rest come in time? Overtime's gonna slowly tick down. Gargoyle above the point. What a spot to pull that res off. Comes back into the invisible boundary from Gnome. Do they have the ultimate advantage? Oh, it looks like they do. Skittles goes down. Bobo not close to that res just yet. Gargoyle in this match has done phenomenally, but still falls. Has to come back to the spawn with the portal. Here comes the meteor M, but the soul bond keeps them healthy because of the.
Actually, since you're here, Shade, do you know if is Sieg playing Arc Raiders tomorrow? I was gonna DM him later and see if he wanted to play.
Portal from Gargoyle is gonna come back though. They're gonna have overtime spawns. That means they have 30 seconds to come back. Regardless,
he is nice.
I
was supposed to have a sponsor for it tomorrow, but we moved it because I thought I had a rival sponsor, but it turns out it's not tomorrow. so I'll just be playing all day. I don't have to worry about the hashtag corporate clap. Around noon PST. Okay, I'll be on by then. I'll probably be on earlier than that.
Their minds right now. What a karmic revival from Gargoyle, going up sky high and just getting that res off.
Did you like Battlefield 6? It was fun. I might play a little bit later actually. But I might play some of the base game a little bit.
He died. Or sorry, got KO'd. We've seen Jess dodge like mag ults and stuff up there, but you're right. We haven't seen the Adam Warlock re-res in the passive. That was so smart by him, like you mentioned. It was a desperation play too.
I thought that was it. I thought that Reject were able to get it done.
That's the
no,
part about
I
the
had 6 of them for this week for all the Rivals Ignite stuff, but I didn't realize there was just nothing tomorrow. Like it was today, yesterday, the day before yesterday, not tomorrow, and then 3 days in a row after that. So I didn't realize tomorrow there isn't one, and then it's also Arc Raider, so I get to do Arc Raiders.
Pulling that play back in map 1 on Hell's Heaven. Chopper Mag, we're able
yeah,
to
apparently BF6 does have a campaign.
With the Strange Portal of all things, and now Reject, they get a creative play on their own by using that Gargoyle Cocoon from the Adam Warlock to go all the way up in the sky and just getting that res off before
It's
Chopper
BR
Mag
Battle
had any
Royale.
idea where in the world that giant sphere was.
Oh, it's kind of man.
We're having a fun one, Dan. I mean, we're blessed to have such amazing matches so far in this group stages so far. If you're just tuning in, and make sure to check out the main stream as well on twitch.tv/Marvel Rivals. Coming into it though.
Oh wait, that's so cute.
Playing that triple composition again, triple Vanguard, triple Strategist, alongside Chopper Mac on the offense, running that group yet again, alongside having Pethic on the solo Vanguard. Oh my God, he got pulled in. What a play from Reject.
Wiggy Wiggy is actually so
Reject
good too.
aren't opting to go for the Mantis this time around. They're putting Gnome on the Cloak and Dagger. Maybe this is a option here. It is a tight choke point, so that Cloak line could come in huge, but Pethic again and again slams down.
Yeah, it's on everything. The Battlefield one. I'll probably play it later after the
run away. Great hook onto
the
Gargoyle,
sponsor thing, which will be at 1:30.
Looks like the answer might be a resounding yes. As
Oh God, poor phone.
Wipe out Reject.
Poor phone.
The problem with the Bucky comps now to deal with for Reject is they don't have a lot of ultimate. They do.
I've been legit enjoying League of Legends. I'm so sorry for you. That's real.
Against Bucky now, like Bucky's one of the best heroes, especially with the recent bumps at like dealing with Rika tests. Like they take down Marvel, he'll be back with the portal for sure. Gargoyle has to be big with.
I mean, League is fun.
They know it's coming. They know he's ready, set up for it.
League does things to you. I've never personally played it, but I've watched it do things to others.
Who tried to collapse on it. There it comes from Pistol right now. They're here on the opposite side. So even though the Meteor M tried to sustain for Piggy in them, Chopper Mag, get it done. The damage there, the output from the team is too much for Reject to handle.
Chopper Mag were able to focus down Finale. Finale never had a chance to use a Karmic Revival. No way for Reject to get back into that fight. Although the portal might have been the difference there, but Marvel went down.
League is fun if you don't
early.
play comp or Summoner's Rift.
Coming in, so he had no support.
Their silly modes are actually pretty good.
Not even that second health bar was able to keep him alive. And now Chopper Mag, all you have to do is take the second point and then just barely get to Dracula's throne.
Not gonna lie, part of me makes me really suspicious of that.
I was gonna say Reject are really good at prioritizing objective, right? Making sure that cart didn't touch. We were talking about that behind the scenes. But now we start off with that Sonic Seduction, crack an impact follow.
Oh my God, hello?
Pethic! Are you kidding me? Bolt Strategist removed! Gets rid of them. Finale also swaps back to Hella at this point, but this fight is over. Chopper Mag have won it.
Hella Namor is available on the side of Reject. Do they want to go for that adjustment here? It's going to be a big
I wonder if they're going to swap off the
Groot
with the Bucky just kind of rolling him.
But will they have an option on the side of Reject to try to go for that Hella Namor comp that has been so strong for
yeah,
so
that was
many
the first thing I thought of
when
that guy said he was having fun playing League.
In the backside, they do get into strength prison.
Centauri, and just literally deletes their whole back line.
Has just been dominant, Dan. Huge ult from him.
Not even the CYA was necessary. Skittles just putting it down for good measure.
Yo, thank you super chat.
Reject get wiped out yet again.
Look at the
timer
adds
right
bows
now.
and arrows. I don't know if Battlefield's
to get
add
up
bows
the
and
stairs
arrows.
and get right in front of Dracula's throne. There is a world where Chopper Mag get the upset done, but they have to take the flight of stairs and
what is that wall
walk
there
the
for?
red carpet into victory. But for now,
Early
Reject
Groot
will
ult, but
stop them
worth,
right
I
at the
think.
front of the stairs. What in the world was that?
He just jumps off the map and hooks too.
Pethic, are you want, Jeff? Or
What
are
a
you
psycho.
Because
What the
right
fuck?
now, Reject are
And literally intentionally jumps off the map and pulls 2 down with him. That's crazy.
Even though in a lost fight, like what a ridiculous play that was from him. I think it's just that guy, but 4 minutes left. You mentioned Reject have looked good so far in this group, right? Chopper Mag, looks like they finally figured it out, right? We were talking to J-Mac behind the scenes. He mentioned his team, you know, maybe jet lag, whatever it could be, holding them back. Now they look fully online. On the flank now, Chopper Mag have ultimates ready to go, but Gargoyle has the res available, and they also have that cart. Reject rotated around the point. They've done a good rate rotation. You mentioned their experience, their veterancy in this team. It's because of that they're able to cap it, at least force back Chopper Mag to the point, but that's going to slow them down for now. Invisible Woman's going to be a big part of it. Here comes that.
Wait, they went back to the Phoenix. No more Hella.
Down with the Unsung.
Wonder why.
It doesn't result in any eliminations though, but it slows down Chopper Mag's push. And like you mentioned, they had a big time bank. Bobo commits that soul bomb or soul resurgence. Opposite side committed by Reject.
Is he gonna do it again?
Does he do it again? Oh, can't hit it though. Invisible shield in front of him, and the team.
I saw him try it.
Reject though, still in it, right? Ultimates slowly dwindling. That's what matters when we get back to these last 2 ultimates.
If the veterancy shows, it needs to show right here, right now. Zanstari is threatening with that strangling prison. He could be the seal, he could be the deal, but Reject have to defend with their life if they want to find something here as the Kraken Impact wipes out one. Pete was able to shoot down another as well as he gets the reset down.
He's looking
but
for him.
Gargoyle, he's going to try to do it again, but this time he is detected. He is spotted.
No, wait, did he get it? He got it off though.
Reject
He just, they're all just getting, they're all getting annihilated. Oh, they all got eaten.
We hear a roar from the players. We hear the OCE's last hope. Rejoice.
Yeah, the pro play's getting so good too with their ults that like the support ults being Omega strong is really starting to like rear its head. So yeah.
This might be a full-blown stallion. Chopper Mag, Pethig. What plays from him? I mean, just this entire series. Honestly, I mean, I would say it was close. Like, there were moments when it was close, but Chopper Mag, when they were online, they looked like they could beat even VP. I mean, we saw yesterday they took VP to 3 maps, and we were talking to them behind the scenes. They said they could have. Pethig with 30 final hits, 33 damage.
Jesus.
Damage. You're talking about Gargoyle, how good he was on Bucky. He couldn't play it because of that ban protect system, and they played that perfectly too. That's the tough part. Chopper Mag are playing a full game of Marvel Rivals that we haven't seen many other teams do here in the Grand Finals.
So far, as soon as I said this was one of the more creative games that we have ever seen, Pethig comes in clutch again. He's got 2 of those creative plays. He's got one where he blocks Isayaki with the Fate of Both Worlds, and then the other one where he just hooks them into the Abyss. He gets taken down with them as well. That is a ballsy move. If you don't land that hook, you look foolish when you go down into the Abyss. But my word, Chopper Mag, OCE's only hope. They are the last hope technically.
Yeah, OC and China. I mean, Bobo comes in, eliminates his own countrymen, and then comes in to a team that, with Pethig coming in as a star player already, he was kind of that second guy that tried to make the roster sort of cling together, or rather come together as a cohesive unit. And he's been that perfect glue figure, right? Maybe he wasn't playing the Adam Warlock perfectly, but he didn't need to because the whole team was a well-oiled machine. We saw map 1. Pethig was dominating. Zenstari with his flanks, with everything he did on Groot was amazing. And then that was just a phenomenal all-around series from them out of the squad. I mean, we haven't seen too many.
I don't know, actually.
I think
I need to lose 4 straight. Okay, the only teams I saw eliminated yesterday were the teams that had lost 4 games.
As much as I want
so I don't know what the
Asia region to pop off today here in day
limit
3.
is.
I gotta give it to Chopper Mag. I have to. They are just playing so well. The creative plays coming in. Gargoyle using the Karmic Revival up in the sky, but this time he was able to detect it.
I mean, this is scary now for Reject. This is what we're talking about at the very beginning of the broadcast, right? Reject has a chance to get eliminated here, and that's not something we could have said even a couple days ago. Like, when we watched Reject, we were like, damn, this team looks good. But now we could see them going home, which they're the last ones kind of holding up hope for this APAC region just because of the fact that Crazy Raccoon was stuck in that group of death.
Wait, did Envy get eliminated yesterday?
Group A, Reject, they move down. Chopper Mag moves up. That surely qualifies Chopper. Actually, I don't think it fully qualifies Chopper Mag just yet because everybody.
Wait, did they get knocked out?
There's still more series to play. Envy has a chance now back in it, considering their start was so poor. Na'Vi, opposite side.
They have a chance. Okay, never mind.
We're seeing that out of Citadel. Can Citadel qualify? Envy in their shoes right now.
Envy
The
needs to
door
win
is wide
2
open.
matches.
It's on them to make those plays.
Because right now, we talked about this right before we went into map number 2. If any of these teams, Chopper Mag, Reject, or Envy, if they lose 2 matches, they are done. And so far, Chopper Mag stay afloat for now, and Reject starting to find holes in their boat.
And those holes, they could be sinking the boat right now for sure. And
They could be sinking in their boat. Let me check the other match.
I mean, nobody does really in general.
Other one looks like it's about to start.
Map. It's been a ton
Map
of fun
3?
to watch, and I'll tell you what, Crazy Raccoon on that map was a ton of fun to watch. I've been having a blast over here on this stream, seeing these teams duke it out. And again, folks, OUG needs this, right? So their backs are against the wall. Will they be able to press through that pressure, or will it take them down with Crazy Raccoon?
You know, if you're watching, whether it be on YouTube, Twitch, drop it right now. Is it going to be the continuation of what we just saw from Crazy Raccoon? OUG, who is going to take it from them there? And it's crazy. We just feel the LAN energy even right behind us as the team's set up. They're staring each other right down the eyes. Draft is ready to go. And listen, this was the
It's kind of a cool system that they have now.
Cap. You just get Cap right out of there. Mantis to Emma, the other side of things, liked what they did with the Emma play. I like that.
Yeah, I see that. At least they're changing things up here. It shows that.
Yeah, he's definitely made a name for himself from casting and Rivals so far.
For them last time. I mean, this team, OUG, is very confident, but on that map, they looked like a team that was just not prepared for what. Or they just
I
did
got
not
a
have an
creator
answer for that
hub
kind of
invite
pressure.
from the Marvel
And,
Rivals
you can see the
subreddit. Would you
strategy
know what
was
that
up from
does
Crazy
entail?
Raccoon. They clearly had set
Couldn't
plays
tell
that
ya.
they were used to doing. You saw the Jeff Cap plays, you saw the portal plays, you even saw the
Could not
defensive
tell
portal
ya.
plays that was prepared in case they wanted to portal off.
Are we
but,
gambling?
they decided
Fuck
not
it.
to. So
Sure.
we'll see what OUG has on this map.
I'll give you 30
If that
seconds.
can
Gamble
shock
away your
Crazy
life
Raccoon.
savings.
Yeah, and there it is. There is the Cap save for them. So J-Mac's going to have exactly what he's looking for. Emma going to be banned.
30 seconds. Gamble away your life savings. Go.
If they aren't going to ban it, right? I mean, it's just, even if that's not the game plan, it's just too good. Mantis is too much of a difference maker here at the high level, folks. You enable your best player. Molan Ron is quite literally, if we see Iron Fist with a damage boost, good day. That is going to be absolutely the Karate Kid in the making.
Yeah, and just speaking from a world's perspective, the Americas region, although we absolutely respect the Mantis, it's not seen as frequently as these other regions, which is just really designed comps around Mantis completely. It was incredibly strong. Again, you see that Emma band there on the top side because they essentially don't want Cap to struggle. They don't want J-Mac to have any pressure, and Emma does a good job tracking that Cap and just constantly laser beam and then tackle anytime the attack comes through. The slapped in America on the back line.
Yeah, absolutely. With the mag band
Slapped in America is crazy.
It was a little bit more obviously shaky on the second map, but we saw what he did on the first one, so they're going to shut that down early too. The save to the Star-Lord is something I love to see.
Jeff ban?
Sometimes you see a rocket slip in there potentially, but love what they're going to do in the plan that they have dialed up. Expect in X there.
Venom save.
Always have the old triple Vanguard at times, but do
Getting Mantis and Venom through is kind of crazy.
Over to the Venom is going to now force the Jeff ban. They're baiting this out 100%. They don't even know if they're going to be okay. Woohoo! So Jeff, I like this. I like what they have available potentially.
The right heroes could make
Overall, this is looking strong on both ends. I like both drafts, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a glance on these, obviously, after the cast, watching these games back and how these teams perform, but I am very much looking forward to seeing this live in action with all of you and seeing how it breaks out. This map right here is very much known for that triple composition on defense, and depending on how you can battle back. But you know what's funny is you haven't seen, there's been plenty of answers to that triple Vanguard, triple strategist, but you know what's an answer that I would consider that hasn't been as meta is having that Iron Fist go in and just pummel those Vanguards and take percentage HP off all of them.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, and guess what? That Vanguard pool is limited, and when you take out Doctor Strange as well, my friend, I mean, it completely shakes up this first Main Street push because you have to play absolutely perfect if you're now Crazy Raccoon, who, you know, when you look at it, as we actually have these, a bit swapped here at the top, but yes, it is going to be on defense first.
Wait, are we going to see Penny?
We do have the Iron Fist, what we thought we would see, by the way.
Penny on the defense for the first time?
To get set up on their front.
Yeah, exactly. So that is going to be their solution. We've seen plenty of different teams running different compositions, things like Punisher Storm. We've seen answers like Moon Knight, but have yet to see a team
over
besides
under.
This team right here, OUG.
1 minute before the Penny swap.
That side
over under 1 minute.
That Iron Fist, DRP on the high side here, looking to make a play now. Let's see if that works out on the backside. J-Mac going to try to mark DRP, but there is a ton of survivability on both sides. But wow, that animation cancels clean here from J-Mac. And there's that
Holy
overhealth
shit.
popping E, but still going to be low. Finding that health back. What a bunch of beautiful movement back and forth here. Taro Cookie going to try to combine and get more damage on
Dude,
Cap,
he
but
lost.
J-Mac coming out on top. Are you
He
kidding me?
lost the 1v1 on Venom. That's
Man,
crazy.
I just want to get eyes on the prize here of what Molan Molan's trying to do with the kick.
30 seconds left.
Punches now as we take a look once again.
Maybe I should change it to one death. Over under one death. But I guess it could still end up being a minute. We'll see. There's still time. 10 seconds. It looks like it's gonna be over. The penny died.
To get more of that offensive leeway, and keep in mind there's not going to be this.
Okay, it's over, but let's see. 2, 1.
I am consistently saying I think this hero is slept on. I think he's the new Wolverine on the
Oh,
front
never
line.
mind.
You
There it
can
is.
see it right now as Molan has been
It was a minute, but not by much. It was over, but not by fucking much.
Just walking them, everyone down. Spald here going to launch the Sia now. Sia is going to be a huge threat. They're not able to burn it quite yet, and there's that damage.
Technically under. I mean, if you talk about like the fight starting and the respawn timer, maybe, but like realistically, no. It's over. But one fight.
Doesn't matter because everyone falls there on the side of Crazy Raccoon.
No, he swapped after he does. He respawned.
In action, dude. When you get the Rocket Raccoon damage boost or the Mantis, you continue to stack that on what is just the absolute assassin of Molan round. Felt like they found themselves yet again here. Nice little last-minute touch though.
Still proven otherwise, I have to choose to believe that Flats has a 50-90 on the floor next to the box in the dog bed behind the streamer. There is actually a. There's actually a 30-90 sitting in my closet, I think. But that's a PlayStation 4.
Cookie gonna find Vital there. Molan gonna find another on Alastro. This team is looking so strong. The touch comes through, but will it be for long? Does not seem like it will as J-Mac goes down. JT3 make it 3 from Molan, who is just built different.
The dog bed, though, is a dog bed.
It's so sick to see. I absolutely love it because, again, you know, we've seen it time and time again. Like, the Black Panther got more popular in group stage, and then we saw Jeff go and explode after what they did there in Rad and win the midseason. My guess is, hey, more.
I'm not the person to ask. I had other people set it up for me, Sage.
I'm sure you're jumping up and down.
You want to see what my remind me in between lobbies. I'll show you what my shit looks like. It looks fucking wild, but I didn't do it.
Raccoon is NX going to be going to that Punisher, and is going to be running the Storm Punisher combo on defense, which you typically see as an answer to that triple strategy or triple strat and triple Vanguard off the rip. So definitely something different, but again, they're just trying to find a way to have a solution, which we saw the exact reverse of last map.
Yeah, just get the shotgun out up close with the fists. You know, if you want to use punches, all right, I'll go and get the Frank Castle special on you, right? As he backs up with the
Oh yeah, and then the best part, remember when she asked me, Retro, if my game looks like muddied, like if it looks like the color looks wrong, and I was like, no, it's fine. It did. I fixed it for the second stream.
Yeah, Molan is very patient there as Do finds 2 onto NX and Shung Hoon, and that is a huge backline pick. Spald now on a JT3 playing aggressive there.
Is Gus limiting threats on house control? I don't know where he is. Last I saw him, he was in here. Before I saw him in here, he was downstairs just sitting in his dog bed. He was guarding this morning though. Do you want to see what he does every morning? I'll show you. Every morning he either sits with his nose right in front of the shower door, waiting till I get out, or he guards the edge of the bedroom door. You want to see? After this fight, I'll show you.
Dance of the Butterflies now, trying to find itself its best bit of it. JT3 slamming down, no connection, the rim shaking.
Yeah, that was good movement right there from Taro Cookie, taking that height and vulnerable or invisible, excuse me, at that same time. DRP though gonna find NX. Molan waiting for timing, comes in heavy with Taro
Gus
Cookie.
merch when? I don't know.
Shung Hoon goes down, keeping the pressure on.
I'm picky with merch.
One more, keep it running now, Molan, and another.
Damn, they're just running them down. All right. So every morning,
and they are just.
Every morning, Gus either sits at my shower door or he does this, where he sits at the edge of the door, frame to leave the bedroom, and he guards the door. He's a little guard dog.
Right now,
little guard pug.
How dangerous this man can be on the roll. Looking forward to what we have. Another imprisonment. He's hit every single one so far. Compare that up with a couple of options. They did that with Molan and the great
little guard pug.
Frontline brawler we keep talking about. On the opposition though, not a lot of room. Shung Hoon getting close.
Yeah, I think now the idea is to stay as separate as possible or use something like Final Judgment, as you see here from NX, to make sure you cannot be CC to try to help burn Groot if that all comes through. And they got to keep the pressure on Groot, who does escape. Taro Cookie
Okay, what a
from NX, who with a great
shift
play
into the middle of the open.
Now as the construction begins, JT is
Then
gonna
peeks
find
the fucking
Doom,
Punisher
and they're
ult.
gonna look towards the right side. Good retake here. They need to find one more on a match, and yes, everybody at this point is going to fall to reset.
Yeah, they're dead.
And probably not spend too much time, or it looks like they're still holding to see if they can turn this around, but at this point it's worth the reset, I believe. Mulan in a dangerous spot now, and the stagger comes through there from Vital.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could get to point pretty fast as the Iron Fist, but, you know, trying to get there, I mean, that's what you need. Sometimes you just need that one win of the point to get things recalibrated for the team now. It's going to be quick, though. DRP is allowing
What
no
the
time.
fuck?
Going all the way to the back line is a classic comic book cover of Venom going up the building, looking for his prey to be the slash, the dash as Vital, trying to continue to get that mash to go
Hey, he literally just goes
again, but Molan and
1v6 right past everyone. No one can stop him.
Fill the highlight reel.
I need to think about doing that more
They're
often.
really clutching up here. Those ults are obviously enabling a lot of those duelists to make big plays. Ults available here for Crazy Raccoon, but then you look over at OUG, and there are almost 4 ready for this next fight. Svald working the way up there right now, similar to NX. So there's going to be answers here for things like that Galactic Legend. We see the Eye of Agamotto. The push could be huge here from Svald to try to counter that. I'm sure that's what that cooldown is being held for here, and you see how strong Svald's look, but DRP going down early like that.
He had damage boost, but I don't think he wanted to rip it yet.
Unless the opposition does the same. J-Mac going to start up here and walk them forward with the Freedom Charge. The team is going to keep the pressure on. The team wants a reset here for OUG, but they're getting walked down, and that all was
Oh, that's so late.
as a few fall from Vital and Lastro.
That's such a late bad ult. Oh, they're cooked.
Nothing living about that Chi right there. I mean, that was an absolute. I've never seen an Iron Man ult and run back, right? Like that, an Iron Fist, if you will.
Psychotic.
But yeah, you know what's great about this combo that's working so well for them is, you know,
Is Goats viable in pro rivals? It's played all the time.
The health, and so you can combine that with the burst
All the time.
from Taro. That's kind of been the main game plan. But hey, after the start of that map, going 40 seconds left, that's already a win that they're looking for here. As DRP cannot. Oh, you can't get out here. So gonna pop the shield, get back with the team, get that full reset here. If you are going to be OUG looking for what they have for this, we'll see if Taro tries to find someone out of position.
Galactic Legend off the rip, potentially forcing something out, and that's going to make
Dude.
Mulan go down, and that's a huge pick. Great freeze.
CR just makes them first move every time.
That's a little bit of a communication error, but not a bad move.
Why is OUG so slow on the trigger pull? And it takes them forever to actually make a move. Like Taro Cookies had ult for like 3 minutes, and they just can't force anything.
There is the touch over height by a pretty smooth move, getting the touch while walking over, and there comes the ultimate
Yeah,
through.
and they have the green up. Their supports are both sitting there full HP. Yeah, that's GG.
OT ticking down slowly. What a defense here.
It's not a good looking map for OUG.
Can't get this done on us. And Vital with a quadra to clean up. Beautiful play.
No portal to be found. They will make
Does
a
loser
man
this one
out
go
of you
home?
for Mulan. What
I actually don't know what the records of
absolute
these two teams
way
are.
To finish strong. Again, this is a tough point 2 to get through, so not horrible if you are OUG, but this is it, y'all. Right here, right now. Can OUG stay alive in this thing? Keep it interesting.
What's the other match? I'm gonna take a quick peek.
For me, NX on that Star-Lord was a
Chopper
huge
mag,
answer
Acronex.
for was
So
that constant onslaught and of course the book.
For certain
Again,
situations
I couldn't agree more with that. If you're using that Galactic Legend, you see that block come out there for the fist. You
Underused? I don't think so. Are you talking about in pro play, or are you talking about like on your ladder games? Probably in your ladder games.
Commit ultimates consistently. You're always just trying to get ults as fast as possible with Star-Lord, and he really didn't have that much pressure in the sky there. Although you can do a decent job.
Yeah, I'm gonna arc raid tomorrow.
As we've seen in past seasons with Iron Fist, especially 100 Thieves, we're running that for a little bit. It's not great into somebody who's as mobile as Star-Lord, or can it use that right-click juke to stay away with those iframes. J-Mac going to be making the switch here to Daredevil with that. Oh, look at that Lord icon.
I was going to say, it's been how long, and this man has a Lord icon?
The Daredevil?
I'm telling you, time to defeat the Hans. How fitting, too, if Crazy Raccoon can, you know, pull that out now and be a man. Now, looking at what we've got here for the offensive angle, Crazy Raccoon, yeah, you know, honestly, I like the approach of the Daredevil into the next. Who knows if we'll see it here at the final bit, because, you know, typically it would make more sense for him to go back over to the gap eventually. But with the lineup, what they have could have plenty of snowball potential here as we do get that swap on, ready to go. Triple strat, triple van. Here we go.
Yeah, and the answer here from Crazy Raccoon is a little bit more of a traditional comp. Typically, this hasn't found a ton of success, but it's all about the confidence of that triple comp, and if they can keep them tight. It looks like they're playing a little deep, and that's in case a portal play comes through. We've seen.
You always gonna play Blade when Bucky and Daredevil exist.
Portal blocked off that backline and forced them into that space.
Well, I mean, even Daredevil hasn't gotten a ton of play yet, which actually, as I look at it, it's now gone. You saw the Daredevil flash, but
him healthy while he just jukes for days, but they're going to farm ults as much as possible.
Which is interesting because in ranked he's just like perma-meta.
You want your Vanguards to take a lot of damage so your strategists have ults available to counter everything. But with one Vanguard on the front, I'm not sure it's enough.
Yeah, not only that, they've got the Agamotto and the Kraken Impact ready to roll right here. So yes, trying to sustain as much as you can, but if they go down, they have no strain portal to get back, so you have to hold as long as you can here. If you are OUG, cannot afford a quick stagger. You've got the rocket res to at least have, as long as it has not been destroyed. They're going to be going right away with it, though. It's going to be Molon Ron throwing out the imprisonment. They got to find something here. They do find 1-2, make it 3, Shib, and that's going to be at least the time ticking down that they continue to need here on point 1.
Yeah, I guess never doubt OUG on this map. What am I talking
Wait,
about?
name more on how it'd be good against Iron Fist. In a ranked game, yeah. I mean, the only thing is like a lot of times in these matches they have already like set strats that they're looking for.
Did not work there. That is
Did he just aura farm?
healing reduction. Out goes the strat line.
Oh, no, he's dead.
There to find and this is going to be a more consistent answer for triple
but like
that Punisher, but
historically, like traditionally, yeah, for sure.
The hands of the guns.
And J-Mac tried to like push them into the window so he could get in the eyes of NX there. That was absolutely brutal. I mean, this is looking like.
But it might be hard to.
Well,
I mean, I actually depending on what. Was it OUG that was running Iron Fist or was it CR? I don't remember.
Zach saying that it took OUG to get originally, and that is a quick.
Putting your nomination for Twitch, thanks, dude.
There early. Now, whoever's over here, Roman, I think it's due. You got to stay alive, my friend. Oh no, it's gonna be the Venom DRP. So just kind of hanging up tight, ready for the team to dive in and at least stall this thing out a little longer. Ship.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of the but
that guy just exploded.
Vital gonna find due early on. The idea there was gonna try.
Bro, he literally disappeared, and he also disappeared.
With the setup from Punisher turret on point, J-Mac now walking forward, and Crazy Raccoon are playing lights out. They want to take OUG down with them in this tournament and not allow them to move.
OUG was the Iron Fist?
Spot, risky spot.
Well, I mean, CR has Bucky, so I mean that's good as you need, you know.
Raccoon and Dew, who did fall early in that fight on Cap, not able to get that off in time, does just get deleted. The idea, instead of portaling back in for point 2, was that they would have the touch come through from Venom or Cap, but they were not able to do that. They just got deleted. And it's very difficult to play those heroes into something like Vital's Bucky.
Yeah, oh, you dead. I mean, that was quick on point 1, man. Oh,
well, the bans, there was a lot of support bans this game. It was like Adam, Jeff.
You see these teams swap, and point 1 went a little bit rough. Now going to kind of stick with what was the tried and true. Molon
Who else?
Continuing on the assassin.
Mantis was banned for one team, saved for the other.
This is where they have to hold. If you are OUG, cannot allow this thing to get to point number 3. But if you're JT3, crazy.
Yeah, Adam's been getting banned a lot actually.
Relentless pressure. The Mantis ult is not going to be enough to outlast infinite bullets there. From
damn, they just kited that really well actually.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he almost put the delete there right on top of Svald. It was very close. Great tracking, but good movement again by Svald. But Lastro going to find DRP, and again, Crazy Raccoon has completely changed the momentum. This
poor Venom has been getting absolutely annihilated.
Here to see who can progress farther. This point is usually pretty defensible. Oh, Dudu is going to launch ult here. It's matched right back by Lastro with the boundary. Vital holding on ult. JT3, Shung-Hoon, Mash, and Molan, as well as Taro Cookie now. So everybody is prepared in this fight. Molan in a dangerous spot and trying to
oh, their ults are so fucking garbage right now. OUG, you guys are trolling. Trolling to epic proportions.
Giving them this point 2 that's so hard to take off to J-Mac. We know he's going to put the aggression on. At least DRP is there to kind of get some sustain, but that timer's going to tick up. Your cap that you need to be able to last there is not going to be available. Man, that is as rough as it gets for OUG. 2 minutes, 7 seconds. It's going to have plenty of time added on. J-Mac's going to go with the freedom charge.
Nice ult.
Yet again to get things rolling for the team. And
make sure the Psylocke Venom can't just delete somebody for free on the re-engage.
Early on, or do
oh my
god. That's just the entire goal there when you're playing Bucky like that. And there is 3 minutes and 20 on the clock here for Crazy Raccoon in a map that is heavily favored for OUG in terms of stats. They have clearly been working and locking in on this map, and they look insane even after losing that first fight.
And here's the last swap off, right? This is the last stand, last hope for OUG to continue on this thing. They don't even know what they want. We went from a quick little Jeff now over to Loki. That's when you can see teams
They're onto their own Bucky now.
Guess what? Crazy Raccoon. They were able to lock and load here, get that defensive hold. They're already halfway there.
They're going with the Loki Mantis comp, but they don't have anything to like actually use the damage boosts for the Loki. I don't know if it's gonna get really good value.
But right now, it's the Punisher.
Bucky, I guess.
It could be one ult away from victory.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting dicey now. It's all about just stalling and playing slow. Getting some answers now. Asphalt is ready with the ult to counter back here from NX, but it's all about tracking. Can NX make that happen through ult? It does do so on Asphalt as DRP now finds NX.
Damages Venomal, one-shots him, so they have a little bit of life, but...
Ultimate, but it is matched again as Lastro committed that boundary. Ults are getting launched once more. Taro Cookie comes in. No reset through just yet. Is going to drop back with the...
Gets hit with the E, holy shit.
Team up to escape, but falls to Vital, and Lastro takes out Mash and NX on to do. This is a horribly dangerous position.
They're matching this perfectly blow for blow, and this is the most important time ever. If you're an OUG fan, it all comes down
That's a
to
big
this.
stagger.
No
That might be GG.
at the moment. We're just gonna see
Yeah, that's definitely GG, actually.
Like
they might touch, but they're not going to win the fight, though. They don't have the stuff to win it.
We've got now Taro out.
Oh, actually, well, their cap is really close to ult.
This is looking all like Crazy Raccoon.
Wow, what a retake and what a touch, just meters away, not even at that point, a meter and 41.
Damn, they actually didn't even cap ult.
Insane. Again, another trade here. NX gonna find DRP up 2 numbers. As the spawn comes through, it's now 1. Is still holding on here. Freedom Charge can be matched right back by Dudu, who is essentially waiting till the perfect time.
Oh, Dudu's running through their backline.
Back Molan. NX gonna find 2 there. Taro Cookie being down is very scary. Hold on the front line, literally at the spawn door. Vital is gonna keep pressure on point, though. He's played a crazy Bucky. Lastro finds Mash, though, and that's 1 for Crazy Raccoon again. And there is that Bucky play off Agamotto launch. It finds 1. Down under, comes in with a feast who cannot hold on for long. And that is going to be a W.
They were in such a bad spot to even... I'm surprised they even held that for that as long as they did at the end. That was very sloppy last game from OUG, but it is what it is.
Absolutely in shambles on the what if, and if you're Crazy Raccoon, one way to make your mark as you leave.
Trying to do some Rivals Red Zone. The number 1 team from versus the last place team. That's kind of a shit stop. I'm in. I'm down.
Some internal AC potentially being there as you don't have that.
Also, I'm gonna go bathroom real quick while you have 2 seconds, okay? Everybody get up, stretch, do what you gotta do. Oh, hang on, actually, I forgot something really quick. Forgot something, my bad.
Jeff, because that has been popping off recently. I think Dridra, when it comes to the eats, to being able to cancel the ultimates, I'm still getting over the eat cancel on the Eye of Agamotto that you actually got to see first.
Oh yeah, your points.
Yeah, there were so many interesting cases like that. Like,
Crazy Raccoon won, yeah.
I think Dridro even talked about how it was crazy to see that. Like, I don't think he specifically set up for it, but and also our observant team was like, yeah, it just kind of happened. It just sort of was natural. Okay. And that's the sort of interesting thing for this game. I know people
I'm back 2 seconds. I'm gonna go pee. We're back.
A lot of times in maybe other games, but in hero shooters, we don't have that. Like, you have like gimmick plays and stuff, but consistently, Moxie, we're not seeing that consistent of like crazy dodges and crazy setup plays, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's because if you have a set play, then it's predictable. So it's a play that can only really work once, and then when teams see it on tape, especially because we have like the replay codes, which by the way is one of the best features of Marvel Rivals. Just as a whole, it's so good for the health of the esports and also for the community. If you want to go and see the tournament matches going on through, you can literally just open up your game, navigate over to the tournament tab, and all of them are listed, and you can actually go through player-specific POVs with your own camera angles to learn how exactly these pros have done it. But that means that if a play comes on through from a professional team, all eyes are immediately upon it. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, Dustin. If you're at the top of the pack, at the top of understanding the meta, everyone else is going to be trailing after trying to copycat you.
Good point. 100%. Teams have been watching Virtus Pro, been watching the opposite of Na'Vi and FlyQuest in this case in Group B. So everything's still up in the air right now overall, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to see these two teams kind of play together. Right now, Moxie, I mean, for VP, just they figured out these sort of dive comps. They've been playing a lot of Thor. That's kind of the odd part. Like, in the composition, they've been sort of mixing it up. It doesn't feel like things have been figured out, and we're, I mean, only a few weeks into the new patch, too, and some of the players have been traveling and stuff, too. So we'll have to see how these players adapt and move forward in this upcoming map in Hell's Heaven as VP is going to be taking on Aconix in our very first map on Hell's Heaven. The randomly generated domination map of the day. Best out of 3, by the way, if you are wondering. Ban phase, Moxie. What's your first thing you're noticing already? Double Mantis ban?
Yeah, double Mantis, so probably here's a Jeff save coming on through from the side of VODS Pro, or are they going to put more value into getting a duelist that they want? And indeed, there it is. Dritro's Jeff is going to be kept safe behind the bars of block. AEC lose the opportunity to remove it and instead have to burn the next ban on removing anything that the Jeff can potentially set further up. Venom with the symbiotic shenanigans is the next to go.
So I'm wondering what you think about this, Moxie. Like, the Jeff protects are both coming through, right? And because of that, like you said with the Venom. Yep. What do you think about first ban Jeff instead of first ban Mantis? Because we saw that last series, and Dobie got subbed out because they literally banned his Jeff and he couldn't play anything else.
I mean, Mantis is a really rough one to leave in because the 12% boost could at any opportunity. You have no idea whether or not that
I've got
swinging a lot
potential bad news.
Until it's a
I think I have to poop soon.
It also means if you get one-sided Mantis, your ultimate cycles are going to be generating much.
No, I'm not giving you guys a gamble. This is fucking free eats. This is just stealing from people if I give you a gamble for this one.
Utilizing those ultimates to force and pressure the opponents into a rough situation.
This is just fucking stealing from someone.
Can't allow that to come on through in the slightest. And speaking about not relying, or rather not allowing anything to come on through, that's the Winter Soldier going to be removed on the side of AC, which is now going to be making the dive a lot easier to stick around, but it also leaves out one of those main go-to counters against Dridro's ultimate with Kraken Impact in the CC immunity.
Or if you like gambling and losing points, then
also banned. You talked about
I'll throw them away whenever you want.
Even before we started on this map.
Adam Warlock, like you said, going to be removed, which now also weakens AEC if they want to go for something like a Luna setup. They're not going to get the Light and Shadow karma. We're likely going to be seeing the Luna pick because so far, Disaster Psylocke has been able to make it all the way through, as has the
Where's Gus? He's around here somewhere.
This is going to be all about Iconic setting Disaster up on the Psylocke, who has been a standout in the matches that they've played. We know that the mechanics are there. This is now about VODS Pro being able to mark the Psylocke's position and deny the dive from occurring, something which will be.
No, he's baiting you, unfortunately. They're probably not locking that.
Great points, Moxie.
If they do lock, it's because they feel like this is the by far the worst team currently. No disrespect, they're just 0-4, 0-5. So
outside of Marvel Rivals, but now together in person. And Leg Day,
you could preload Arc Raiders today. Oh.
He's probably going to be cringing at my cast. You know, we'll watch it back, and Leg Day's like, damn, Dogman sucks. You know, that should be me. And everybody else can be like that too. And I'm like, you guys are right. Leg Day is the GOAT because he really is that guy. And you guys have been phenomenal so far in EMEA. I mean, I watch all of the EMEA games. But enough about us. Enough about this game. Or starting with this
that
game.
Guy
Iconics
sucks.
versus Virtus Pro. Moxie, you mentioned all the things with Adam Warlock.
Talking about himself.
Iconics, like, they've run that Luna Snow, like you said, set up the Psylocke. But it almost feels like a selfless job that these strategist players play because Eggtard has been going down so much on that Luna Snow.
Yeah, I mean, Iconics are going to be trying to play this undivable composition with both the Rocket and the
No, you're not getting a gamble on this one. This is literally free eats. This is just stealing from your fellow chatters. Don't do that.
Which now means that Kuma
That's evil. No evil chatters.
From getting into that one strategist who's not going to be as mobile as the rest of the team. As the doors open, both sides roll out in it. These are fast-moving compositions, so they're already getting into place to start.
No evil chatters.
And that
bad.
Luna is prime target #1.
Already diving on the side of the back line of VP, and like you said, that Luna's always going to be target for Eggtart, so both of these divers kind of looking for each other.
Will I continue Dead of Night? I don't know. I don't have a plan to at the very moment. I kind of wanted to do maybe some Battlefield later. Again.
As well. Fi on the Bucky has been popping off lately, but right now has been doing so much for the side of VP, sending back Iconics already.
Yeah, Fi managing to find the catch as well onto Kuma before the Diamond Form comes on through from that Emma, pushing her further into Virtus Pro's hands. And off the back of 1-5, Fi's already 75% to the first Kraken Impact. And this is one of the problems with Iconics' composition. You're running triple
Mega blocking? Yeah, I have considered it, but I probably don't really want to that much. Is Crap here, by the way? I see you, actually. The thing starts in 2 minutes. You want to start getting everything set up now?
Because of exactly like you mentioned, triple shred at his composition resulting in him being lower ult charge on, I mean, a couple patches ago we had the nerfs to the ultimate, so it takes forever to build it now. VP, huge advantage. Sparker pops it into butterflies, everybody falls. And VP just looking as good as ever. Well-oiled machine that they are. Iconics. Now the diving team is like, where did my team go?
I mean, Dive just gets to play in full turns and half turns, and that's exactly what VODS Pro are
Yeah,
taking
Nevix
advantage
likes to
of,
play a lot of
going in
Angela
and
too.
the butterflies before Iconics had built up any strategist ultimate, which would have been able to stand up to the damages coming on through from those dashes, including something like a freedom charge coming on through from Cammy. As we're going
I tagged you in Discord and got 24-hour ban. Haha.
Have to be up to something like a down to the butterflies disaster.
Everybody point and
open up
laugh.
these spaces, but look at how VODS Pro are playing. They're expecting it. They're stacking up to make sure that everyone's going to be able to sustain through inside something like Saipe's Infamous boundary.
Sparker matching that flank with Disaster. He's been doing so well in these 1v1 matchups, feeling so confident. The BRB doesn't see it over there.
Hey, listen, it's in the rules. Should have read the rules, buddy.
Off map onto Cammy, head on the spear. Cammy off the map. Captain America, Eggtart gets kicked into a raw. Can't even use the ultimate Moxie. They do commit that see you later. They tried to live in it, but the damage, it's too much from VP. They're saving ultimates even.
Yeah, Iconics, like, they try to come on through with this 2-angle off hit from the
That shit wasn't even
but that
fucking
leaves
close. Oh my
Nevix
god.
Instead of being able to come through with the Assassin's Charge and plummet the Captain America.
That was
off
legitimately
of the
not
point.
close.
And then,
Actual
like you
belt
said,
to
the
ass.
CC chain from VODS Pro's players, like, you can see so often the coordination of these professional teams in how
What if it was
they
important? This
react to
isn't free
successful
speech,
Evans
bud.
Pro
This
Crush.
isn't a free speech
And
zone.
that
This is you're in the flat
coordination
zone.
follow-up.
Only one
It was
person gets to have
absolutely
free speech here, and that is me.
everything onto Eggtart on that Luna,
Everyone
so
else,
that after the
you live under my
combo
iron
they didn't
fist
get the
rule.
opportunity to use Fate of both worlds.
So smart from VP, but we know that at this point. I mean, the squad has been so good, and yeah, I want you to vote VP to win the grand finals.
I want
If we had a voting
you.
system, I'm sure
Why
if
no
they're watching
Gamba? Because this is a
games,
belt
people
to
would
ass
assume
type
VP
game.
is just
Speaking
gonna
of
win the whole
belt,
tournament, but we know UC
actually,
as well. It's so close.
I saw you
Everybody-
click it over at the
four
exact same
good
time.
teams, and we don't
Chat,
know
this
who is
section of the
actually
stream
on
is
top.
going
And
to be
people were
sponsored
VP
by Marvel
really
Rivals.
representing Iconics
Thank you to Marvel Rivals for sponsoring this section of the stream. All they want me to be telling you about is Rivals Ignite, which is happening right now. We've been watching the last few days, and we're watching today. So I don't got anything else to really tell you other than that. You can click on the link or do command Marvel Rivals, learn more about Marvel Rivals Ignite / learn more about the game if you don't already play it. I'm assuming if you're already here watching this, you probably do. So we'll be hanging out and just watching this for the next 2 hours, just like we have been. So thanks so much to Marvel Rivals for sponsoring this section of the stream.
Both the idle aura from his Luna as well. But that just means if he's caught
Appreciate it.
peeking, Vi finds the hook angle, and Iconics' entrance is delayed even further.
It's delayed, and right now they're walking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Their backs against the wall. They do commit that Sonic Seduction, but no eliminations found. Jeff.
I didn't say anything.
It's Jeff from Dridro on the back line. Eggtart, can he react? Yes, he does. Comes back into the point. Comes to the team. Missing that Jeff ultimate, but regardless, they have so many ults to work with.
I love how the Jeffs all do that now, where they all go on that little high ground spots when they can't, so they don't actually get rolled.
Disaster cannot, and with that, Kovac comes through. Maybe, oh my god, the Days of Butterflies is Sparker as well. Finds two BRB.
That's nothing?
Matter because
Oh
of
my
how
god,
much
he's 1
damage
HP.
Sparker has done with the Dance of the Butterflies, and that sends back Iconics once more.
I mean, they didn't have Fate of both worlds to be able to shut down the Dance of the Butterflies because it got forced. The CC immunity frames of the Lunar ultimate had to be used to dodge Dridro's ultimate, which means that
I don't actually know if Ignite's going tomorrow as well. I don't have a thing for it tomorrow, so good question.
Now, off of the Luna, it was too vulnerable, too easy to walk on. Instead, we're going over to the Invis woman. Harder to be able to pin down with the dive, but also better for Disaster with the Guardian Shield staggers. But VODS Pro, they've got the Kraken impact, and Freedom Charge is not going to be enough to stand up to all of the damage the Winter Soldier can do, especially if it's combined with the slow from Saipe.
It's too much. I mean, it's overwhelming presence right now from VP. They go to touch the point, but of course VP read it. Kovac brought back. Disaster finds one. Maybe can come back in. Has that Galactic Legend in just a moment, but with that elimination, they can take full advantage. This is the opportunity for Iconics. Can they fully collapse on VP?
Trip passes during DreamHack Atlanta this weekend? Yes. I don't know about tomorrow specifically, but the next day, yeah.
Huge. They don't have a defensive. They use the Invis boundary to be able to stand up to Mercury's Cosmic Ion Amplifier, which means that they just have to push in the tradition.
Oh, chase down. Dude, Nevix flying in like a fucking fighter jet just deleted him. Oh, it's tomorrow? Okay, so there's nothing tomorrow. Okay.
Onto the duelist, and this is just looking like a dominant performance currently. Out comes another It's Jab. Kuma getting caught up into a carbon crush, and Eggtart has no choice but to use the Invis boundary.
Oh my god, good eat.
Gets caught out of their own ultimate
Wait.
and taken out back.
Yeah, poor Darn into the corner, and there she goes. You know, you can't stay invisible when 3 people are shooting you. Here comes the Dance of Butterflies. Everybody's sort of grouped up for it. Can't
Surprised it took so long to kill him.
No, the healing's so good from them. Everybody keeping each other alive, even through. Yeah, the patty cake is enough to keep him, and Kovac goes down.
Yeah, not just the patty cake, but the shields as well.
Dude, Fincy and Nevix just feel like raid bosses. I don't think I've seen their health bar go below half this entire time.
Which means that Iconics have no choice but to go directly into the slow. Mercury's gonna have the Cosmic Ion Amplify, but that's
actual legitimate raid bosses.
Kuma comes in. Maybe they could touch with that. See you later, but you're right. Everybody gonna be shooting that ultimate coming in.
Rocket Ult just instantly exploded.
BP comes in, Heavens fall down to the back line, catches a
Heavens be fallen.
He's set up like a volleyball against the pole, and with that BP, I mean, they just destroy Iconics. No portal, just
oh boy.
But with overtime spawns,
actual raid boss. That's why we didn't do a Gamba, by the way.
We know map number 1.
They don't even match the Cosmic Ion Amplifier with the Invis boundary. They wait for
how's this game going?
Here can play elite level play.
Oh, it's already over.
Insane on the Vanguard
but this is a good looking game actually. FlyQuest and Citadel? Wait.
Other roles, I think, is where at least if you are
wait.
going to be Na'Vi,
no, this already happened.
Yeah, and then you look over to the duelist line.
Yeah, this one already happened.
One of the, you know, we talk about good duelist combos, and I would say that energy is obviously insane on virtually every single, you know, hero in terms of the
wait, what did you say? Since I caught you live a week or so ago, I came in here complaining about ranked, saying I could confidently hit GM, but losing in plat takes the wind out of my sails. You basically told me quit complaining and lock in or the game would leave you behind. After some grumbling, I did lock in and I hit GM again for the first time in over a season. Just so I wanted to say thanks for being tough on me. Hey, you know what? Sometimes everyone needs a little kick in the ass like that. Happy for you. You know, hey, everyone's allowed a little bit of bitchin' time. I love nothing more than some bitchin' time. I love to bitch. You know? It makes me feel better. But then after I'm done bitching, the bitching is done and it's time to lock in.
To speak with them at Mid-Season Worlds, and this team is so cohesive and they've got more pickups. I mean, this team is
wait, this is Na'Vi versus who?
Composition. You got Rajaro, Fate, Jerky, Level 1 Crook, Trust Me, and Naga. And Level 1 Crook was the MVP, obviously the Mid-Season Worlds, running a mean Mantis and that backline.
Wait, this is Na'Vi FlyQuest? Oh, this is a good game. All right. You're getting predictions for this one.
Runs comms, and everybody just fully, well, trusts him, and they do combo well on these one-shot compositions.
Yeah, I still have the confetti in my shoe.
All right, Na'Vi FlyQuest, 5-minute gambles. Gamble away your points. This should be a really good game. Na'Vi looked insane yesterday. FlyQuest has been looking really good recently, too.
And has been a big key to success for them to continue to push on against their fellow EMEA rival here in Citadel that we see now. And looking at it, you're right. Fate, one of the best strategists that we have in this tournament, the man that made Jeff so popular, as I like to give him the call. And yes, they just, again, not a lot of weak points for this team. No. You see them sound, you see them ready to answer the call. It's the coordination from Ship to give them that edge as well.
Yeah, and I was going to shout out Naga, who's been playing a ton of the Star-Lord. That is a comp they really seem to like right now. They have Fate with Cloak.
Is this live? No.
More that mainline healer, but really seems to like
this is a pre-recorded stream.
And that is not slept on in these comps. They've always been a damage boost composition team that finds ways to make that additional percentage of damage super valuable. That is their biggest strength. They honestly don't run triple that much either. 38% of their games are running triple. Outside of that, it's more traditional, which just goes to show you that it is not always the answer.
Yeah, honestly, if I was going to highlight one thing about the team, if you look at mid-season finals, Envy absolutely walloped them in the first 2 times they matched up, and guess what? When it counted the most, right, that's when they won the whole thing. Yeah. That defines this team, I feel like, right? Like, it doesn't matter what happened at first.
It's a pre-recorded chat as well, yes.
Defeated, so does it really matter all that much? We're going to see on
this Na'Vi is rad from EU, yes.
Yeah. Look for the battle of the
before they
and look for
re-signed.
A clash there on the Vanguard position. FlyQuest, we've highlighted they don't have weaknesses. Na'Vi not much as well, and so it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, and their strengths are different compositions. I really do believe that, and that's what's, you know, we're gonna find out which one comes.
I think it's 10 months.
We could highlight all players as you just saw them all performing across that reel right there, but it's just the question.
You're an AI-generated chatter. Yep.
Going to mess the momentum. The team that loses this, we talked about some of the best teams. Once they start losing, it kind of gets in their head, and it stays on that path. path, and you know, this is going to be that match.
Season 4.5 is just the season of throwers? Brother, I've heard that about every single half season and full season so far this season, and so since this game is released. Not every season can potentially be the season of throwers. That's legitimately statistically impossible, and that's not even because of the hashtag ad. That just kind of annoyed me.
As we look at the eyes of Wakanda Bass gazing down upon us for our first map, and you know what? Actually, we were just talking about this. I have not had the privilege of Wakanda. You had it like one time, correct?
Yeah, one time. Yeah, so I'm excited to get eyes on Vermin T'Challa.
OUG comeback starting now. They're gonna sweep. Well, I'm not watching the OUG game. I'm watching Navi FlyQuest. This is a fucking top tier game. Viewbot here.
At mid-season Worlds, and this team has not missed a beat.
All the viewbots check in. All the viewbots check it in type 1.
That just really performs at these lands.
Yeah, good Jeff map right here. And if I'm going to say, if you want to go ahead, they have the aggression there, Navi, what you just said, and FlyQuest can take some time to adjust here at the beginning of things. And
hey,
so
mods, the one that's spelt one, can we get someone to check that one out? I think that one's malfunctioning.
They want to take away from FlyQuest on the opposition now, and that's
get that one looked into.
A little bit. We know he's a dangerous mag, but I like the Imma to kind of get rid of the dive threat.
Yeah, I think that Vest really pops off on Mag.
Mantis bit and Mantis save.
In my personal opinion, one of the best mags in this game right now. Finds a lot of neutral picks.
Emma ban, Emma save.
A ton of those meteors. Struggled a little bit yesterday on a few of the matches, but has owned up to that mistake and says will not happen again. And that's what
terminate the malfunctioner
at this level. You need to take accountability and learn from your mistakes and not blame. Right? It's all about taking accountability, and I think all of these players do that very well. Navi as well, a team that when they lose have said to me, you know what, we just didn't show up, and it's on us, and we're going to bounce back, and I think you need that. Both these teams incredibly strong, both of them undefeated. I'm so stoked for this as we say goodbye to Adam and Cap.
Yeah, gonna go ahead and get rid of the Loki there. Obviously, you don't want to have any of that damage boosting ability for the Mantis that they are going to be able to save. And with the Mantis there, that is going to fuel one man, the man full of energy over there, and what they can do with that damage up. We saw that work for success a little bit for OUG. Obviously, came up short there at the end, but fueling your best players is one way to do it. Captain America, trust me, is an absolute fiend, so we are going to get that ban rolling for them. So you can expect the Venom swap over. Most likely,
Venom ban
is interesting. Oh, hello there too. Yeah.
Chef save.
There's a lot to break down.
Yeah, I mean, another ban towards Trust Me with that Venom. They really like that damage boost Venom composition, so they do not want him to be able to make that happen. And again, in that more divey front line is where Trust Me feels
are the colors flipped again? I mean, I don't know how they can be flipped because...
Yeah, you know what, Blaine's right. And
this is the first map.
I gotta say, we see this a lot where teams attack one player, right? You try to find the weak point, kind of like the pillar, the foundation, if you will, of the team. And not saying the most limited hero pool, but like the biggest difference maker, if you will, on what to get rid of early. And that's kind of what we're seeing in the attacking strategy of it all. Taking a look here at what we've got up above. Again, in blue is going to be Navi, and FlyQuest is going to be there down below. Energy on the sidelock. I
use Holy Ox and Rival Zombies. Don't. Just pick Blade and do nothing but red attack speed / damage. No ult, no lifesteal. That's it. All in.
Very much a tone setter. There has been conversations of, oh, you know, if you win in dumb, it doesn't always count, quote unquote. But I'll tell you what, it does definitely get the momentum shifted.
Nope, no lifesteal.
As we start off right now, composition's on screen. It looks like FlyQuest is going to put Spark Chief over there on that Venom that Trust Me loves so much, and we will be seeing Vess on that Magneto. Vision, very, very strong on that Jeff. Some big plays off map. Energy on that Psylocke. Zelos on the Invis. And on Navi's side.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it here on Navi,
look at this, like
this altogether, best of 3, the domination matters that much more, man.
Okay, production getting kind of getting.
Typically see that whenever they find the other.
Getting fancy.
For Crook here is going to be a look that I want to go ahead and try to focus on.
Lifesteal doesn't matter. Health matters. Lifesteal does not matter. Ult doesn't matter. Lifesteal doesn't matter. You do literally so much damage that you'll literally, with your normal lifesteal, you'll either be full HP or you're going to be dead.
Trust me though, showing off right away. Navi being aggressive. Hey, listen, as you know, Navi says, they're showing it right here.
And we begin now with a dive early on here from Spark Chief, forcing out
big
that
grab, good bubble.
As a good escape once more from Energy. Trust me, like a very strong Emma. Not always as frequent, but very, very consistently strong. A ton of damage out towards the backline of Vision, who was able to escape in that moment. And the pressure is being held here by Fly, but very low in HP, because that is what Emma does. Bully that front line very low again. The spin to win here from Jerky.
Oh my God, just walking over their backline right now.
And they will retake this point early on, or hold this point, excuse me, and get that percentage started.
Yeah, you want to know a big difference right now between these two teams. Hey, one team up available, one not. When you have the echoes rolling for Raj, for Jerky, Energy is going to be tough to match, and so he highlights that early.
Trust me, having the Emma, FlyQuest not having the Emma, spooky.
Yeah, there's a lot of value in that. Not only do you get double shields there from Rajaro on that Magneto, but you can have essentially almost an invisibility iframe there from Jerky when you're on that Psylocke, and it helps you win those
damage reduction is probably fine
immensely.
too. Yeah.
So there is going to be that switch up, and Vision also going to be making the switch to that more traditional comp we'd mentioned before with that Hella Namor. Energy already going to find one through the Psylocke. Jerky not able to make that happen as Vess finds that neutral pick without using an ultimate again. FlyQuest turning this right back.
10 get to Sozu, you play.
Have to get this point early if they want
Well, I'm gonna hashtag Corpa Clapper right now, but you know, honestly, in like 2 hours from now, remind me. We'll talk about it. Also, 10 gifted to get really into it. It seems a little
as they now bring out the dance
interesting.
From level 1 Crook to bide even more time and get the team back.
Yeah, they're really committing.
Oh my!
Legend was dead. I mean, what an absolute huge hit and pop from Energy there. If he doesn't nail that, it's most certainly going to be the end of the Goddess of Death.
Actually cooked his ass.
Two thorns with the name written on it of Star-Lord, and I didn't love that commit early there from Trust Me with this.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that too.
And then
My
they
bad.
all went with it, right? Crook into obviously what Naga was trying to do as well. But
Ouchie, my eardrums in 3 months. Appreciate it.
Locked and loaded as well, buddy.
Yeah, I think the idea there was they were just going to wait on ults as long as humanly possible, hoping that the team would be able to get back to point and still have that dance floor, at least keeping the rest of the team up on point. But I mean, again, just some really good focus on damage there.
I think the timing might have just been a little off right there.
57% is still a decent hold.
Oh, that's really bad actually. FlyQuest just used all their ults. They need to win the fight right now.
Right back on Mantis. Here goes a big meteor resist land. Weak and throw.
Good block.
Tries to get an off angle. Rajaro not able to make that work as Vess, Cooper, and the rest walk backward together.
They just used their Namor combo. They used their Rocket combo and their Mantis ult, and they got no kills. Never mind. Energy just kills one. Vision kills one.
Lights out in the comp that they know and love and has not been banned out. Still gonna keep the pressure as Energy gets a 2-piece.
Energy just kills everybody. Server admin.
Are you kidding me?
Gets a passive pop on that on top on Raj there.
Oh,
now,
big stagger too.
The adjustments made so quickly. You know Energy loves his side lock, but he's like, you know what? Let me go with the Hella, get that mid-range battle going. The sight lines are easy, especially when the walls are broken here. That's what you want to see here from FlyQuest. Still has that Goddess to throw up. The sustainability.
Who do I want to win? I feel like
FlyQuest
FlyQuest is kind of the underdog here, so I'm going to say FlyQuest. Also, FlyQuest I think is NA. Navi is EU.
Again, FlyQuest did a very good job after losing point early on in adjusting composition. Now Navi trying to find their answer to do it right back at them. Level 1 Crook holding on with the dance floor. Trust me here with that Psionic Seduction. But you see Energy, Goddess of Death. You do have that invisible boundary. You have the Meteor M and the Horde coming in. The big old whale to land on top. So there's a lot of answers right now. We'll see who comes out on top. Yes.
FlyQuest was founded by the Milwaukee Bucks owner. Didn't know that.
See them try to either get Cooper's ult out or just try to get him out of the match entirely there with 70% in climbing. That's a huge one to get unable to climb up for that next bit of sustain. Trust me, gonna get energy.
Are they good this season, or is it still just fucking Giannis and 4 Uber drivers versus everyone else?
Done the old-fashioned way, Ship.
Are you kidding me? Still, I thought they overcommitted there. I didn't think that was worth it, but they're still holding on point, and out goes an answer from level 1 Crook, forcing that out. Naga gonna be ready here soon with the Ensong Inferno to come in heavy. Nobody falling just yet. They're coming back with the portal immediately, and they're still holding point. That's gonna
They're still holding. My goodness. Wait, FlyQuest actually takes it.
Getting it done, bro. They just did it with the fist, man. I mean, nothing was done outside of a Triton and a ball of metal, and that's all they needed there.
Huh.
They match ults, bro. That was, and I gotta talk about the sustainability of the Venom too to keep things sustained and keep the point on lock for them. Dude, that was, man,
that was a huge hole from FlyQuest.
On all cylinders, man, they are scary.
Yeah, I mean, Navi has looked so good throughout this whole tournament, but I'm telling you, this seems to be a.
They saved the Jeff pick, but they didn't. They're not actually running
hold of this composition, and they damage boost something like Energy, who's got 7 finals, or even Vess now with 7. And you know what? I don't even doubt that they're going to put some damage boost there, because why not? Vess is so consistent in these neutrals. 13-1 again. Navi has the skill. Can they bounce back?
Yeah, you talked
Spark Chief has 0 final hits, just running around on the Venom, having a good time. I respect that.
I mean, this guy has been playing Namor for so long on
Shroud X.
Yeah, back in the day was the best. We really see the best Namor, and now he's able to play it into a meta so favorable. And when you have energy for the team up, man, on Hella, they do go for a different look.
Damn, the
here,
Shroud
so
X team. I remember that.
What they're predicting here is Navi's going to adjust, so let's go ahead and adjust to it as well. And guess what? They guessed perfectly.
I don't know what that is.
Over. Naga went over to the Atom, so we did have a Jeff look for a second. They might switch back after they see that again.
Yeah, Energy, they love using that speed boost out the door too, which is another one of those niche, like, smart things to do. So
this skin is so good. It really just makes Venom actually look like a bird. Like the way he walks,
so it's always an
he just looks like a bird.
Like you're saying. We see now Cooper does have one ult available here with the Resurgence.
He's just a bird.
Rajaro's Meteor M could be the answer to that if it finds value. Coming in heavy, Smart Chief doing a great job here on the Venom, just drawing attention. Use those cooldowns. E-pop maybe a little bit too early. Rajaro,
yeah, he did. You're actually really early there.
Great escape there with a very fast bird. Jerky gonna take out Vision, try to get point
Celia
early
Chessie,
on.
I think the fresher one. Appreciate it. Sorry if I said that wrong. I probably did.
Three here from Jerky. Oh, no, I don't. As Energy turns that right back. Rajaro gonna
headshots him out. The ult is crazy.
And more.
An absolute Grim Reaper himself on the top end there. And it was good to get Vision out early. You know, they're going to go with the into the splash zone, because if you have yourself
technical pause.
More whale to really get the kickback, the knockout. That is
JK, they're not in a match.
Navi, FlyQuest. This is just a
Rivals red zone.
Fire, even the servers
trying to keep an eye on what's going on.
Break here. But yeah, breaking down what we saw, at least Navi looked to get right back on track for me, man. It's just how dangerous FlyQuest is in the pure mechanics in the neutral.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing, though, so far from Navi. Them switching over to that Warlock comp has already shown success. It adds a little more hit scan in the back there from Naga and the Res, right? They saw value on some of those.
A lot of people. There's a lot of people co-streaming today.
Point priority, and that's what they
do. There's actually a decent amount.
Job of stalling the point, and that's where I on first map when I saw them lose it like 45%, I was like, something's not looking so right with their comp, and they must need to change stuff up. But they found the answer, at least so far.
Yeah, the answer for that.
Who won? Technical pause won.
You gotta highlight something huge. There was one roster change, and it was Melio going from Navi over to Citadel, right?
Yeah.
Guess who was the Adam player for that? Melio. Yeah. So now you have this kind of new adjustment for Navi to try to get things rolling. And Melio did play a big part on that team, so it's gonna be interesting as we continue to see.
No one's cheating.
None of them have been defeated yet, so we're seeing these two teams facing stranger tides, if you will, between it. And this
oh my God, it's like a plague. Don't spread this plague.
Yeah, I mean, again,
they're having issues with their PCs.
Strong. Both sides are looking strong, but you know.
Then why?
That is Namor. As we look over.
It is very normal that they have. Oh my God, it's like a disease.
To check this thing out, I mean, this thing is so cool. A lot of these new skins, obviously, in this Halloween season, coming in here. Dia de los Muertos style, looking beautiful.
Oh, that Spanish tongue was good there. Shiva al caliente, my friend, as you look at the dance, the move, and the shake there. Giving little Coco vibes as well. Love to see it here.
No, they've been having a lot of tech
Overall,
issues.
What a great hero to highlight is what we saw from Vision just moments ago, throwing down the Tritons. And the Whale is ready when we come back. You know, he was picked early in that first fight. So, you know, typically when we go off a pause, it's right back into the action. Look for Giganto to make his big appearance.
Yeah, a little bit of a sound change there, too, on this skin. But, yeah, I'm curious to see if they're going to be able to switch comp up, or they want to say this. Look at these squids, man. How cool is that?
And the sound effect there is awesome from the Whale as well.
Yeah, I think a PC might have died.
What map are we on?
I think someone had to. Someone had to run to the store on the second stream. You know what? Honestly, the 2 streams is kind of goated. I'm very thankful that there's the 2 streams going on.
But yeah, listen, when it comes to what we're seeing early in the matchups, trust me, and as that anchor of the team, you just talked about them having that sustain. I think they've been able to identify that pretty early.
Yeah, see, my thing is, I don't know if Fly is going to need to change comp again. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
Someone went to buy milk and doesn't come back. Dude, you know Walgreens doesn't carry milk anymore? I had to go to the pharmacy today, and I'm like, I'm out of milk. I'm gonna grab a gallon on the way out the door. No milk. They don't sell milk no more.
Obviously, yeah, for that particular fight was the bubble to get them out. But what a great answer to Adam typically is just the quick Jeff hunting for the prey, as it typically is.
Yeah.
He left alive 2 on that last map. We're gonna see if he's able to sustain and not get that.
Gamba? Well, we have a Gamba already. The match isn't over yet.
We're setting the stage for whenever we do go into our map once again. But yeah, it has been kind of the effect of what energy can do on the opposition, and you know, I expect.
Who gets milk at the pharmacy? Well, I mean, I didn't want to go stop at the grocery store for
Yeah,
just milk.
I think Phoenix is pretty good too.
I was in a rush this morning. I had to come back to stream.
You have 80% additional HP, and that's that overhealth. If you come in with Phoenix at the right time, all that's immediately deleted, and you're doing damage as well, and then it's very, very dangerous.
Do I have children? I have a pug.
Essentially, just put them in a very
that counts, right?
Readable to know where that ult's going to be. It's all about positioning. It's all
I have
about
Gus.
timing.
He's around here somewhere.
One thing that we need to know when you're playing Warlock, which I think some teams that maybe are less experienced running the Warlock hop, and that by no means is Navi, is essentially.
Trying to see if we can hear him somewhere around the house.
If I do ult with Warlock, the team has to essentially end. You have to go in there and
is Gus a good boy? He's a good boy.
Available because if you're positioning yourself for that,
you want to see a magic trick?
You have to know that and fully commit.
Which is going to give an advantage to aggressive teams right off the bat. We were actually highlighting this a lot when we were checking out the VODS yesterday and teams that did struggle. But again, 4-3-2-1, we find ourselves on the Warlock, as we just said, with Naga on ult, ready to go. Energy off that top end, and everyone else joining back into the fray as FlyQuest make their way back to this very point. Navi,
I didn't say his name first, so he might not.
Is going to climb up, and they're going to go aggressive, man. Love to see it.
He might not be listening.
Here we go now as Fate is holding on to that.
Oh, if he's downstairs, it might be too far. I'll do it in between the pauses.
A lot of time to be able to stall on point, and that is what Navi is looking for here, as they are already 20% in climbing. FlyQuest has some answers. Vest may need to land a big meteor here to make that shut down. Maybe even we'll see the whale coming in from Vision, which is launched right now towards the back line. It does
hit something, but no kills.
Does not find too much. Just gets rid of a clone, or yes, actually one.
Oh, that missed.
I saw that too. There's like an elimination.
Spark Chief's been not getting a whole lot done on the Venom here, honestly, so far. He's making good space, though, which is important. Just no kills or, like, kills.
Big one at that. Vest does not miss these, but there's going to be a Magneto shield on top of the nice little move up there from Naga. Now looking at the shield up, the Surge is out. That's going to get the healing reduction. Rolling with it, Vision to find one, Vest the other. Who needs the meteor when you got the old primary, my friend?
Yeah, another, you know, just compliment to those neutral picks. Good positioning there to body block. Just not
Did you hear
percentage on point. 51% for Navi is not their traditional stall, but it is enough to give them a comfortable start here.
All right, but my bad. You demand.
With another whale already. Rajaro has an answer here with that Meteor Ram. Naga with the res, though, and Jerky could be terrifying with the scariest dance in the game, the dance of the butterfly.
He doesn't want Patsy. Comes in, is like, try.
It's important because what Best can do there, and all together that damage up the from Mantis is a mistake we may not see.
Okay, you're gonna be a good boy, okay?
Dance, execution, trying to find his Great, but we got Jerky instead going down. Nothing gonna be slashing about that. But now with the whale down, the spot zone is on, and the fear is out. Slammed down is the dunk, and it's gonna find no one here as they rotate down there behind.
Dude, FlyQuest's kind of pushing him back.
But Navi has everything it
takes.
takes.
Oh, JK. Well, actually, it gets really low.
Circling around the sun a couple of times. We'll see if they're able to break through. This is a team.
Oh, good sneeze. You want to say hi to Chad? No, don't lick. No, don't lick. Just sniff. Sniff.
Huge fight. We will see some cues popped here.
Sniff.
And Naga ready, and again, this means that Navi will likely play very aggressively. There's nothing to lose when your team can back heavy here with that Karmic Revival. Vess building that ult does now have it. Energy Spark Chief as well, right on the same tail. Vision is gonna find one on a Trust Me, and there will be that Undead Squid now as you're trying to, just trying to do enough damage to Naga, and it's just not.
They can't stop the ult though.
Yeah, Venom not always the best to burst down there. What I'm watching here with Best, look for him to break the Imma shield to be able to then land the Meteor Imma a lot cleaner, is what we're trying to see if he can land down Best.
They have a Soul Link up and the Luna ult, so that's kind of a inspirational Venom ult.
Keeping the team up back-to-back shows. Tough to land now as we're going to have Energy flying towards his objective, but Raj quickly finds and ends that fate. But once again, it's the Vision and the Chief that continue to give this team vision of the win here. 95% and climbing, going to go back to the point, but they will touch the 99, which is ever so important as they do look to restack and reload.
Yeah, that's all they were looking to do there. They just didn't want to overcommit.
I think they're on the Strange right now, but do they really want to be on the Strange? Do they need to be?
Cooper making it a little bit slower. They're going to just bide time on this hold right here until the team is ready. Cooper should be back in a second now, right through, and as the team once again will re-engage, Navi is going to have Jerky with that ult. It looks like there is the drop back now, and the change right back.
Interesting TP though. I don't know if they really need to do that. Maybe they were already committed to the portal play.
In that alleyway, which is a very difficult spot to push through, which is what we saw FlyQuest doing right after they took point. So now that the team's out here, but Rajaro gonna find one early, and that is a huge neutral pick. Vision though is gonna
snice him out of the Psylocke ult.
down. As Vision again with the whale. Does that one land? Up goes Rajaro, bang! But no,
doesn't get
not gonna
nothing.
find one even through that ultimate. Once more,
It's even right
Vision
now.
in a dangerous spot is gonna be a
Yo,
little bit
Thirsty taking the
low,
prime.
but gets
Appreciate
immediately
it.
healed
We
back
do have
up.
a
Best
Gusty
just
mount.
playing around those shield cover, 97%. Back
Do you see?
in fourth in OT.
Oh, big Venomal. Doesn't get any kills, though.
There on Fate. Big props to
Do you see it,
Navi being
Gus?
able to locate, knowing Energy's not going to stay on the Strange. Found him off and wandering there as the Hella born again,
Look at,
ready again,
look
win
at,
again,
look at the
win
Adamults. Do you see the big
Navi's gonna
Adamults?
pay the ultimate price for bringing his team
They're-
back.
it looks like they might flip
Raj
it.
gonna find Vision. Big one at that best. Has hit these all the time. They're huge. They're
Oh,
huge.
wow.
But they do not land that time. Now is the quick shield able to protect the team. Now trust me. Once again,
Emma gets
all eyes on
everybody
the leader
pulled
of
off.
this team. Trusting himself
Someone's
to
1
get
HP in the
it done.
corner
He's gonna
there.
have the show to provide extra comfort. Energy low.
What do you
Whoa,
want?
looking for the quick health pack to respawn. Gonna dump on, but no one's there on
What
the
are you trying to
quick
do?
ship.
Eyes out,
What are you trying-
cries out.
you trying to
Gets the
scratch
team
my
walking
keyboard? What are you
towards, and
doing?
they do pay for
What are
it
you
as we are
doing?
heading to map 3,
What are
Imperial
you
Institute.
doing?
And this is going to be a heater. Everybody now, nerves
okay?
through the ceiling,
Are you
heading and
uncomfortable?
fighting for the #1 seed, Navi versus FlyQuest.
We knew it was going to be just an absolute.
Oh, he wants to
bloodbath.
stand on the desk,
I
but
wanna
he
highlight
can't
again,
stand because
to
the glass
find
mouse
Energy
pad.
there wandering off because the Strange portal went on. You would expect everyone to go through, but
No
they're like,
treats.
okay, we know
You
the
only
swamp's
get
gonna
treats
happen.
when there's
They
10
found this
gifted.
team, found Energy
Otherwise,
early,
you're on a
and then you guys
diet,
from there, right?
okay?
So that's exactly
You're on a
was the path to
diet.
success, and nothing able to land there
You're
for
on a
what they wanted
diet.
in FlyQuest. Even with the early trade, getting jerky out, trying
I
to
just
do their
owed
best,
one
their
from
vision goes
earlier.
down. After that, 10-10-10
Oh.
across the board for FlyQuest.
Now
and
he's
Seth's looking a lot
sad.
better on the other side of things.
Yeah, a lot more even across the board there for the side of, FlyQuest. But again, I mean, this team is bouncing back. I think Navi has found their solution. These
Well,
teams are
you're gonna
playing
be
chess,
excited.
And everybody else is playing checkers
Gussie.
right now because
Gussie.
they're consistently shifting comps
Hey,
and trying to find a way through it. And
someone
I'll tell you
gifted
what,
10
this is
subs.
clearly working out for them, even after losing that point. At
Yo, Bryn, where are they
51%,
the 10
they bounce
gifted?
back,
I
they
appreciate it,
stay
dude.
calm,
Oh,
and they
God.
take home map 2.
You know what that
Cooper
means?
now going to reset on the
Do you
high
know what
side,
that
trying to deal some
means?
damage, get that ult charge quickly. Fate is going to have that ult there for Navi.
Okay,
FlyQuest
I don't
doesn't have
like
much
how you're
answer
sitting
early
right
on
now.
in terms
I'm
of ultimate,
worried.
so
You're like
odds
slipping
are
through
in
my
Navi's
legs a
favor
little
for this
bit.
early point take.
No, absolutely, Cooper. One of the best, top 3 in my opinion, strategists in this game currently of Marvel rivals in the early scene. Spark Chief now swinging around, trying to get some early pressure rolling. Yeah, to your point, they can either use this and try to save up the tank. They're trying to ult track.
Now
and
he
see
ends
what
up
they
winning
have
that
rolling.
last point. I
Position
missed the
now
end of
to
it.
just right into
Dude,
the
good boy,
fray,
okay?
popping the
This
shield.
from
Ooh,
chat.
Not a good swing there.
Say
Forced to take
thank
the
you.
Elevator. The Venom does not
Say,
want to do that. And the
Gus,
chase down.
say
Look to
thank you
see.
to chat.
It's gonna be Spark
Say
Chief
thank you.
suffering early. Can he get
Say
out?
thank
Doesn't
you.
look like it. Good play by the strategist, keeping him up and ready to go as the arm of Dangerous lands down from Cherokee, trying to find
Chesner
the
with the 10 gifted. Oh, God.
Raj goes down, goes up. Another
What have we done?
Raj getting out of there. The pass
Thank you for
goes
the 10
south.
gifted. I appreciate it, dude.
Energy's
Thanks,
gonna
thank
find
you.
one right after that, too, on
Alright,
who
it
likely
looks
has
like
the
you're
res.
making your
Yes,
rent
right
money
back
today,
in it.
Gus.
Again, FlyQuest did a great job baiting out ultimates. And
Still no one's won this
allowing
fight
them to
yet.
get Value. Energy is going to find Jerky now, just playing lights out here, finding these headshots. Cooper
I
gonna
know,
go
you're
down.
getting-
Rajaro with some
oh,
really good
Rajaro with
movement
the
there, using
snipe.
the flight to find
You're
a
getting
high-side
treated so-
angle. Vesto
say
right
thank
back
you
at
to
Trust
chat,
Me,
okay?
As again, the
Say
the
thank you
res
to
coming
chat.
through here. The copy
Say
of the
thank
double
you to
res
chat.
composition here from
Say thank
Navi
you.
is going to
Say
be
thank
a
you right here.
problem.
Gus, right here.
Yeah, I mean, we had
Say thank
2
you.
Adams out there popping it at the same breath, if you will.
Thank you,
That is
Chesner. Appreciate the big
absolutely
10
communication.
gifted.
Bumbling there a bit for Navi. Cannot have a mistake like that at this level. Play against the #1 seed as well, and that is definitely going to be a tough one at that. It happened at the same tick. I kid, maybe.
All right, we're raising it to
Dallas
20
with the
gifted after
combos.
this one.
They both took it as their,
I gotta be
Brutal
careful.
odds are
It's
Level
going to
Up
20
had that
gifted now
copy
for
available,
a couple
had been holding
hours.
it, and maybe was in a
This is
spot
what they
where it
call
was necessary.
dynamic
There is
pricing,
some
okay?
Potential reasons as to why it happened like that, but yeah, that cannot be what is going on.
Dude, thank you,
here.
Chesner. I
Good
appreciate the
decision.
big
Come
10
on
gifted.
now.
I gotta.
Two immediately
I gotta
found.
change it for him.
Angle,
Otherwise,
throw
he's gonna be
those squids out, and you know what happens
Say
when you
thank
land
you to
those
chat,
squids?
okay?
Undead squids pop
Say
out, and the
thank you
team
to
just starts
chat.
walking in. Wow,
Thank you, thank you.
FlyQuest with 30% on now, and Navi.
I gotta.
in a dangerous
I'm
position.
combining
This
those
is one of
two.
the hardest
I'm combining
matches
the
every person
tens,
responds
the
to
double
range
tens for the
shots,
20
right?
gifted.
There's so little
Thank you,
room for
Multi.
error. You can take the
Thank
high
you, Mike
ground as these
Chesner.
Namors
Appreciate
and
you
Hellas
guys
rain
both. Thanks
down
so much for
quite
the
literally
gifted.
the hell from above.
Much love. Appreciate
Yes, they
it.
really
Yeah, I don't
continue
want him
have
to be
defensive
overfed.
approach too, and
He
like,
did
when
eat
you lose
early
both
this
those
morning
trap
though,
holds, now you
so
just have
that's
to
good.
completely rely on
The
fate
last like
to
week
sustain
we've
you
been
through.
eating
Vest
late,
can
but he
delete
was up
that,
early
so
this morning
Shearson
with
lands
me.
in vision, though, though, getting a
So
little
he
low,
did
forced
get
to
an
pop in,
earlier
looking for places
breakfast.
that the
He got an
defense
early
finds
breakfast.
himself looking for the
So
fray, and
I'll be
they're
sure
all calling
we'll
on
just take him on a
Viz
little
and
walk.
Vision right now.
Yeah, you're gonna go on a
Positioning here
walkie
by
later.
Smart Chief, Fade,
Yeah,
and trust me, gonna
later
come in
on.
heavy. Down goes Vision early. Well done by Na'Vi as they're continuing this pressure forward. Trust
Honestly,
me,
that
getting a
first
few
fight, it really
chances
did look like
is
Na'Vi was
not
gonna
enough.
win
That's a
it.
dangerous spot, potentially.
And Flyquest
Oh,
just can
thinking
flip
about
it back.
kicking down into the basement, divide more time.
It's gonna be a round low.
Again, Rajaro gonna find energy.
Are
though,
you
is
a
down.
round
Goes Smart
low?
Chief just trying to stay on the point for as long as possible, but goes down and
Taking
will
for a
give
good
them that
pace
take.
walk.
This has just 1 health.
Oh no,
He's at 1 health, just
he gets like a
struggling
10-minute
to
walk
find
into these.
health that whole time, and he does at that. That was a good recap, man. Actually, a very solid win for Navi. To win with just the neutral, was able to get a lot of it done that way here as Spark Chief almost out as well. Naga does find
Last
the
one
best
for a while.
It's a brutal blow when you look at
30
things here.
gifted now. We're raising the price.
What we have ult economy wise. Again, just slow down here, FlyQuest. You're up 72% if you need it, but Navi, I'm just blown away with the continued
Chat
resilience
loves
of
you.
this
You
team.
know
Look at
that,
we
right?
there against what they did.
Chat
So
loves you
smart.
very
Here they are
much.
again.
Yeah, they're just
Very,
so smart.
very,
I mean,
very
they don't
much,
overcommit there.
okay?
They don't use strategist line ults.
I'm gonna have to remember this when we eat dinner later, okay?
Still up in numbers. I mean, again, this team is just so cerebral. That is their strength.
Thank you, Andy. Appreciate the 20 gifted.
Value in that, and that's
Appreciate you. Thank you, buddy.
FlyQuest
Much
coming
love.
in heavy though with these ults shortly, but it's going to be matched right back. It's all about who gets more value with these Qs. Jerky going to start off here early on. Everybody going to stack together to ensure that doesn't get too much value. Cooper pops all to the
Gets
same
nothing
time,
out of that,
though.
actually.
Now the team's got to walk heavy as Vest finds Naga, and that's not a good. Another double stack as energy hits the sky. Vest with a meteor ram vision with the whale, but Vestas lands on
Might have to be
Fate, who
50
does have it
gifted
all.
soon, yeah,
And
no
that is
shit.
another huge trade for them as Naga reses right back and brings the team with it.
Yeah, it is just trying to
We
locate
love you,
where that was
Gus.
happening, and
We
yeah,
love you.
both one seats here essentially getting double res or double support ults is not what you want to see, but you know what? Hey, blow for blow, it's gonna match. History finds a way to repeat itself. Vision is gonna get the hit there on Crook, and energy continues to get it.
Chester with the 25
do not matter right
gifted.
now. They're just able
No, I
to
made it
throw down.
30.
We're just seeing
It's
mechanics at the
close,
highest
but
level.
it's not.
Yeah,
For his
FlyQuest looking lights
sake.
out, but so is Navi. One of the things
For
I would
his
like
sake.
just to call out here is, yes, they do have that Luna, which they are switching now over to Cloak, but the double res makes a lot of sense because when you have this amount of anti-heal on Fly or the healing reduction, a lot of these strategy line ultimates aren't as worth it as bringing them back into the fight. So a really good comp, but once again, they just got to show up and take this back. FlyQuest, though, holding on to the point right now, 93% and counting, 73 there for
Let me
Navi.
finish-
No
let
ults
me finish
available.
this
There's
fight.
a lot of value in the neutrals throughout these battles as Spark Chief has a huge slam, bringing up the back line.
Yeah, it's looking like FlyQuest is going to have a lot of ult economy just advantage here. Cooper's going to be right here, and if I'm them, pop the undefeated.
Let's give him a little break.
Something to match it. You just saw all those other ults come off cooldown vision, though. They don't need it. Friends, gather around. FlyQuest,
They're luckily
gather
very
around me,
small.
Cooper says, as they continue the relentless effort. FlyQuest
Jesus.
takes map 1 against Navi. It's the
Okay.
best versus the best. and
I'm
we
shutting
found
it
the
down after
results
this.
on map 1.
Because he needs a little break.
Yeah, I mean, that's a comp that I think we will see changed up. They are so dominant there with that team up with Hella Namor and Navi. You know, I liked the idea of their solution. Don't really go down that route where healing means everything. Instead, just res the team and consistently fight and try to stay on point. But the problem was there's some overcommitment, there was some double stacking ults. But what do you know? The Magneto here in this tournament that's looked insane. Vest coming through with the MVP.
Once again, just farms it. And yeah, you know, when it comes to
They're
bulky
actually
strats,
relatively
ulting at
pretty
the same
healthy
time,
treats,
the bit more punishing
so,
one is the Adam and
okay.
the Loki, just because of the length
the
of
last
time
one
it
from
does
chat,
take
okay?
to go ahead and
And
get
then
that.
after that,
And just the where the fight happened to
you're a
be,
good boy.
because you had the
You're a good boy,
Psylocke ult
okay?
happen. That's what triggered it. And of
You're a
course,
very
that's just
good
an
boy.
impulse thing usually.
I
You try and calm
think
that beforehand, say,
you
okay,
should
if
run
this
away
does
before
happen, we
chat
know
starts
it's coming,
sending more
you ult first, but
for your
that
own
time,
sake.
Bo just
Although I
trying to
know
stay
that you
alive,
would probably
cannot
want to
fall
eat
there.
yourself
Take
to
a quick
death
look
if you
at the
could.
highlights and what was
You would just
what
keep
we
eating
saw
them
there,
all day
38,
long.
41, 35 limbs for FlyQuest, absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, and we're going to see some strong.
FlyQuest looked really damn good, though. I gotta pay out you guys, though.
Good in that matchup. Again, it is a domination, and we've seen a lot of success in midseason from
You doing
Navi
okay?
on Dom as they do a great job stalling point. But some big plays here in these neutrals are what brought FlyQuest out on top. So many neutral picks there from this crazy combination.
And one thing I think Navi does so well is their team coordination. And when you have domination, it's almost just this mechanical matchup, right? It's almost just like pure raw talent, a bloodbath, as we like to say. When you go to these other game modes, that's where a lot of other attributes can shine, and that's how they won that midseason final. So expect them to bounce back. They get to pick the map as well, as we have an electrifying matchup here. Match number 2, Atlanta,
I'll let you down,
Georgia.
okay, buddy?
Ship goes, bring it to you.
Come on now, this has been insane already, and this
no
is
more
what
treats.
the battle
You
for
already
one
got
seed
a
here in this
bunch.
bracket
You got-
can look
you
like.
got
Again,
so
Navi
many
and Fly
already.
duking it out in every single one of
You
these
got
maps
so
exactly
many.
like we wanted, and I'm
You
telling
got
you,
so
I'm having a
many.
ton of fun. I can't wait to see what they choose.
You already got a
Sorry
ton.
over here, man. No Luna song right now, just jamming it out. And listen, guys, this is our kind of early preview potentially of what we will see there on the biggest stage.
He wants them so
Literally
bad.
the biggest stage in Rivals history to date, coming in just a couple of days here as they get ready, y'all. Listen, we need a breath of air here after we just saw an absolute crazy domination. So
Oh, hang on, I wasn't paid out to the wrong one. Holy shit. FlyQuest. All right, start the next prediction. Zoom in on his face. I don't have a zoom feature. And treats are 50 gifted now, because otherwise he would let. He's gonna get sick. Look at him. Look at him. Look at the eyes. You've been so good. You did a good job today. No. I know. We already cut it off. It's okay, buddy. He ain't leaving now? Chat spoiled him? Yeah, I tried to let him go back down. He doesn't want to go down. Yo, so King name the super chat. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Darth brought thank the Prime as well. Appreciate it. You having a good day? You covered me in hair again. You are shedding like crazy. Hey. Hey. You want to sleep over here? You want a nap? You want a nap? Okay, he wants to nap. You're on my cable. You wanna go in your bed? You wanna go in your bed for a little while? You wanna go in your bed?
Which ones have what it takes to become the best of the best?
He doesn't want to go in his bed. He just wants to sit here.
Hey, we're FlyQuest.
We're here in Atlanta.
And you're watching Marvel Rivals Grand Finals.
Of that energy, the energy not on the shop, but that was like you're watching Disney Channel 5, kind of like, you know, you're watching FlyQuest. Hey, listen, man, Na'Vi has everything it takes to make this thing back interesting, and I cannot wait to see the talent unfold here as we continue on to what is this absolute awesome matchup. Easily, for me, talent-wise matchup.
You're sliding, you're sliding.
Yeah, it's been a ton of fun just to witness the raw, like you're saying, talent on these teams.
If you try to lay down, if you try to lay down, I'm not holding you, you're gonna
these teams.
fall.
And again, we talk about the cerebral picks of Na'Vi. They always have a solution. I liked what they were doing. They just couldn't quite execute it at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, this
is Gus.
I love being a fan of this game. You know, like it's so easy to cast when you just love what you're watching, and at the highest level of play, I'm like writing it down. I'm like, all right, okay, if I plan on playing Hell, I'm just gonna follow what Energy did there, vice versa. Trust me on the cap. So cool to see it all put together. Big ban phase. I think we're gonna see some adjustments for Na'Vi as well.
Yeah.
And maybe how they approach. You know, we saw that in the last matchup. Get rid of the name or the Hella if needed.
Yeah, and again, just talking about like just being a fan of this while we're casting, you guys should see us. We're just bumping each other, hyping each other up. It's just a ton of fun to witness. But now, again, folks, for those who do not know, this is going to be a selection from Na'Vi in terms of mode and map, either Convoy or Convergence. So it's balls in their court. It's all dependent on what
he seems like such a good boy. He is a good boy. He's a very good boy. Can you explain Adam's soul bond? Is there a way for it to survive Hella's ult? Yeah, if everyone's stacked up together. It splits your health pool between everybody that's around you.
Showed it there. You cannot give the damage up to FlyQuest. And Vest is like, fine, I'll play Magneto. No problem.
When is Gus getting his own stream?
Then they don't have to do the Loki ban followed by the Mantis save.
Isn't this already his stream at this point?
For that pick ban phase, y'all. Listen, we saw a lot of Adam Warlock. I like to call it Marvel Zombies because it's kind of rising from the dead there. And speaking of Marvel Zombies, an absolute insane game mode added. If you have not played, I mean, this has been all the buzz around the block.
Yeah, I've had hands-on with this PvE mode, and it's been a ton of fun to play as I was up there on the leaderboard for a little bit.
Yeah, dude, Blade is the MVP here, man. Blade is absolutely disgusting. If you're having a tough time in the old Nightmare 4, Blade is the answer to it. You can build up buff stacks and ready to go. I mean, this pretty much looks like what we've seen Punishers, at least in this tournament, without the buffs. But man, what an insane cool mode.
We can't see the cast? Oh, well.
A little Magic. You know, maybe we'll see some more of Magic. We're still definitely up in the conversation for playable, maybe even in that meta. But again, ton of fun to play. A lot of different options to make these builds stronger here. And you just, you know, you work your way through through the difficulties. You eventually go to a more endless mode.
Okay.
You head to a
You wanna
20
lie
round
down?
mode and try to get through some of these
wanna lie
bosses.
down?
This is so much fun to play. Make sure you get
Lie
hands on. I
down.
know the audience has been
Can.
loving it.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, if
you
you
can lie
haven't
down.
tried it,
Go
give it
ahead.
a chance because it is a blast.
Dude, because here's the thing, no question, Marvel Rivals represents Marvel Heroes the best I've seen in any video game. And you know, hero shooters, people vibe with it, they love it, but people just want to play their favorite hero, and that's what you get to do here in Marvel, the zombies, getting this PvE mode. I think, you know, testing the waters a
Does
little bit.
Gus
Guess
ever
what?
match
We've
the
got a huge
carpet?
fish here because everyone
And you
is
can't tell
loving
it's
it. We
him?
want more
No,
of that.
but I'm glad it matches the carpet because he
Yeah.
sheds like a
I've been seeing the
motherfucker.
feedback
I'm
consistently.
covered
Give us more
in a
heroes,
little
give us
Gus
more
at this
maps, 'cause
point.
I'll tell you what, these devs just consistently find ways to shake up the way this game works, whether it's patching, whether it's new maps, whether it's new heroes, or adding a mode like a PvE mode that has been insanely
Well, I guess I could take a look at the
successful
other,
in
see if
terms
there's
of
another
servers
match
and
that's on right
fun.
now.
Like, I just have so much fun on this, and that, you know, finding more ways to play this game and still having a good time. I can't tell you the last time that's happened.
No, for sure.
That one's in
It's
between
it's
two.
a good cycling of game modes that we've had. You know, we've going back all the way to the Big Brain Blast, and we've had Ultron Auto Chess. If you're a fan of that,
Oh,
you know, I
loved it.
believe that will come back eventually with even more fine tuning. And so excited to see, you know, them kind of again test the water, see what you know the audience is liking here. And again, you're looking at the charts; it's booming right now with Marvel, Zombies, and Rivals. But again, speaking of it, I
He
do
already
expect
gets
to see
unlimited
Zombies
pets.
ourselves here with more of that
He gets
Adam
pets
Combo
every
kind of
morning for
Yeah, I
like
mean, that
20
comes
minutes.
definitely in the meta, there's no doubt about it,
And
but
then he gets his
apparently it's not always
food,
the end-all
he
be-all
goes
solution,
outside,
because we've been through
then he
with that,
comes
you know,
back
talking about
in,
zombie count
and then he
on
gets
zombies,
more
Swiss
pets,
out there, right? Every
and
single time
then
you gotta
I
pick
start
there with
stream,
vision.
and then he gets
Counts like
pets
that. So
during the
let's go back, folks.
stream,
You and
and then I go
talked about
downstairs and I
how
give
they
him
changed the
dinner and
fan
take him
base here.
outside,
It's like
and then he
it's
gets
going to be
pets
Navi's
after,
selection in
and then I
that.
come back and then I either watch something at night and he gets more pets, or I start streaming and he gets more pets, and then go to bed and then he gets pets before bed.
It could be that map that we see them pick to go ahead and reset and reload, but you know, and FlyQuest, they're good.
I thought you had a blanket in the thumbnail, it's just Gus. I mean, he might as well be a blanket. He's a heated blanket.
FlyQuest kind of, you know, they're good around the board, but
Are you a heated blanket?
I expect to go that way. They could
Are you
take
a
it over
heated
here to Hall of
blanket?
the Jolly as well, or just throw us a complete curveball. We're actually finding out right here with you guys that is going to be
It is
Hall of the
Hall of the
Jolly.
Jolly,
It was one or the other I thought was going to go, and again, we get the pleasure, man. We're going to Wakanda twice, my guy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this map, and I haven't had a lot of eyes on it throughout this cast, so I'm stoked to see it back-to-back here in our 2 matches together. But it
Wish
does
someone
lend
would pet
itself
me
a
and
lot to
feed me
3-2-1
like that,
competition
husband.
that we know that these teams can
That's
run. Justin
crazy.
does a good job of that, but he wasn't allowed to play any of those.
Has
dive
Gus tried to
guards
kick you out of the
Bitcoin
bed?
in
Yes,
the banning phase of
actively.
FlyQuest. Now, they've got to turn that
Yeah,
back on.
and oh, now I am his bed now.
Because,
Oh, great.
you know, if you leave
Yippee,
Magneto open,
lucky me.
typically Vess is going to be on that Magneto.
Sure, for sure. And I would say a couple things to look
He
out
does
for.
this
First,
thing
Jeff Band
where
could
at
have a
night
lot
he'll
more
fall
here
asleep
now.
next to
Also,
me,
this
and then
leads
as the
to
night goes on,
of
he will
nine, right?
press
Trying to get
himself
that
harder
footwork
into
but
me
then going offense
because he wants
first.
to be even
Sometimes the team
closer,
picks usually likes
and
to
so
go
he'll
offense.
start pushing me
When you
little
go
by
offense
little.
first, we're seeing that right here, right now.
So if I turn
Here's the deal.
over,
Energy on
that
Ella,
spot's gone.
point one, it's
I
just
gotta move
not
over a
there.
little
So
more
tough
now.
to get those sight lines. So bring
And so
that
he'll just
aggression
chase me to
into
the
momentum,
edge.
Make them struggle early on point 2. You can get that point just as easily. Now we continue to see they're going to go with that Emma ban once again to slow
Emma ban,
slow
Emma
down and
save?
stop,
Makes
anything
sense.
that they would have against the dive here, and now we're finding ourselves with the same probably Loki ban here.
Yeah, again, these teams have been working on a ton of things behind the scenes.
Oh.
And trust me, obviously, is a very, very strong Emma
Sorry.
player, but
I'm not
curious
sure
if
if
they
this
will
is
allow
the
that
right time.
Namor composition.
Oh, and that guy said we couldn't see the cast earlier? I thought they meant the casters, not the screen. Oh, my bad.
Remove all the dive here as we say goodbye to Mantis and
I thought we were all looking
Again,
at the
so we
same
don't have that
thing.
Simple one-shot
How long have I been on that
combination for
scene?
folks
Oh,
who maybe
boy.
don't know. If you damage boost with Mantis and you go under with Venom, if you do have something like a Luna there with the damage boost, you can take out anyone through any combination immediately. But
Like 10 minutes?
Like that, but outside of
All right,
that,
to be
damage
fair, it
boost
was during a
alone
break,
from
so you didn't
Mantis
miss
will
anything.
take out various heroes and the backline instantly, so you can just press the Q button without having to land tentacles, etc. Now we see Cap here banned out once more. So again, the double dive Vanguard removed, and I think that's a good
The
decision.
points? I
Goodbye
already
to
paid out the
Ella.
last one, didn't I?
Like we thought.
Exactly.
Yeah, I already
As
paid
soon
out
as
the
they
last
go with
one. This
Ella,
is a new
Ella's
one.
Definitely the answer to get there. Vision is going to lean over to the Shark if they do have that available, and with that save there. You know, Zealous plays a good Shark as well, but with Vision not having to be on the Namor
Sorry,
anymore,
I'm
they're
just
gonna
moving you.
look to
I'm moving
flex
you
that
in
up. I
because
expect now the
you're
Psylocke and
slipping.
Shark
I'm
kinda come up with
trying to
that dive
keep you
push
from
as well. Adam
falling.
Warlock gonna be banned.
I'm
actually liking what Navi's
sorry.
putting together here, buddy.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
again, they're learning, and we knew
You
that
were
was going to be the case. We'll
falling.
see what they lock in here. I'm curious. It's going to be
You
obviously
were
a staple of
sliding
their comp. Maybe
'cause
the
you're a
Warlock
little
again if
loaf.
need be, but yeah, this team looks really, really
I can't let him sleep if he's gonna
Yeah,
fall.
looking at our last save from each side of things, we've got the Psylocke going to the lower half. half, which we saw Jerky do plenty fine with the ban on the top end. And the last
I missed work today because our gravel road died. What does that even mean?
Echo hit, but no, if I'm them, you're gonna go with the Jeff opposition. Yeah, that's a smart move.
What do you mean your gravel road
there's
died?
a lot of off-mapping potential early on attack there with Jeff, even on defense. So looks like that is going to be what we're seeing removed so far. Lock in, obviously, of the Jeff, and it looks like you're saying
cause the road to shift.
Vision likely going to be on that Jeff, and has found some big games here in this tournament so far, helping them take home some of these wins. But we'll see a little bit of a same composition in terms of just having a lot of bodies coming back after getting KO'd with that BRB and with that Karmic Revival here from Na'Vi, who will be on attack.
Yeah, I like Na'Vi calling on their own number here and saying, you know what, put us on offense first. Let's show them what we're made out of. Let's try to finish this thing strong, and then we know exactly what they need to do to get the job done. Now, as we see the offense approach, what the strat is for Na'Vi.
It is the fluff ball.
Defensive end, we got energy over to the Phoenix. So you know what, take away my Hella, I'll just play the next bit. You know, and listen, a lot of nerves to Phoenix.
I think 300 bits. No, I don't think so. Salty.
And we often see that. You know, no Raccoon though. You sometimes see that on the defensive end to get that huge in-song Inferno ship. Anything jump out to you?
Yeah, I mean, there's also an answer to Rocket, right? I mean, when you do get rid of that Sia instantly there with Phoenix and still find value through it, it's impactful. We talk about the damage boost composition that we've seen from some of these teams, and when there's a low ceiling, you can use Phoenix with Rocket together on the same team to instantly almost KO virtually everyone, because that 40% damage boost is huge, and when you can't break the Phoenix as it's coming down from a low ceiling, it's very detrimental, but it is very niche, and it's forced on specific windows and locations.
It's funny, you think that the Emma comps would actually be stronger?
Haven't seen a lot of it in this tournament so far. Wow, using the jump there.
Wow.
Top,
that's
very smart.
Holy shit.
Actually so smart as a unit. Everybody playing on this high side as one is so cool to see, but he is immediately pushed off. So they've clearly been doing their homework.
Yeah, can't get back up there after that. And, you know, listen, we have the two Jeffs pretty much in this entire
and they glide over the other high ground. Wait, that's actually so sick.
Big threat here for them. And when you talk about that top end approach, now it's going to be, trust me, trying to go on the lower half of things. And again, this kind of just closes off sight lines if you're trying to hide from energy, seeing the rotation happen there. Jerky has his job and his assignment. We'll see if he continues to do that. And look at Spark Chief. I love the aggression.
1 second on his E.
Yeah, big commitment, and on defense,
I feel like Spark Chief's been doing a lot of that this series. He's been kind of like going a little too deep, and then he kind of gets either bailed out or
but being this separated is dicey, because now some of the focus can
just
go
gets a little bit lucky getting back
and make it again a dangerous situation. But here comes the retake shortly, and out goes that Sia with some really good positioning there from Fate, so the team can use it to its best advantage, almost on the touch. And here comes a huge counter with damage was Bang coming down.
One shot
to immediately shut down Vision. Big play by Naga once more, who is playing a very strong Bucky now. Spark Chief gonna be dancing inside of this invisible boundary. Trust me now. Getting the team walk thighs out, cries out from Trust Me. Down goes Cooper, Vess, and Spark Chief, and Na'Vi.
Damn, good take by Na'Vi. That was actually clinical.
And it's all about that first Jeff. Well, first of all, if they can even get there,
how they jump there? Can you explain? They have the rocket jump. They all got the rocket jumps and spawn, and then the characters that don't have movement abilities just jumped up.
Able to have things fueled up for their team as well. Continuing, this is such a point of momentum. Carry on what you had there from the first bit. Plenty of time to get it done. 427 is a lifetime in Rivals. Best trying to look to slow them down. He can start that by hitting the best special. That meteor.
Puck hair in my eye.
Yeah, now Alt's going to be slightly in the advantage of FlyQuest in this fight, as Fate goes down early there to Energy, who is going to be switching over. Also a very strong Bucky player. Vest now taking the space right back, ensuring this cart does not move any more forward. You want to try to
They're doing a really good job of giving space when FlyQuest walks up. Because then they walk up a little bit too far sometimes, or they punish Spark Chief, and then they go.
Free space and just force you to have less fights on these various phases. This one being the streets phase. Team's going to drop back now as Vest is going to try to maintain position. He's still doing a good job, but in the back line, team is in danger. It's matched right back by the resurgence from Cooper with a good answer. Jerky going to cancel that and take the height.
Yeah, got what they wanted out of that either way. Remember, Jerky had the most eliminations in this tournament as his side lock.
Hits the door frame.
As one ball goes down the other, it finds its mark. It's going to land all blue here for FlyQuest, able to get it done. And this is exact. They had to have the win here. They had the commit, and they also had the pressure with 3 minutes and counting down here now as Zelos gets the finish pick on Naga. 4 reset going to happen here. They have Fate to go with the aggression, and Energy's just trying to find a little bit, maybe opposing hits.
Comes back up top, gets some early poke.
Right
Smart.
Now, keep this aggression up if you're Na'Vi, though. I'd go in there with Fate heavy.
You
Yeah, I like
okay?
that initial take there, using it to take the height and just get a little more damage out. Built that all already.
Oh, you big
30%,
snoring.
So big play there by
He big snoring. Do you hear the
Just those
big
small little
snoring?
things are huge
He's
at this level of
snoring.
play.
He's
Jerky
snoring some
gonna find
logs
Spark
over
Chief
there.
now. Keep the space forward.
He's
Invisible
sawing
Boundary
logs.
match right back, and they are holding. But again, down a number now, and Zelos commits that alt vision. Gonna be looking
I don't
for
know why
something
he's
that's down
eepy. He
under with
slept
Jeff.
like a
It's
fucking
huge
rock
eat.
yesterday.
Not be able to get off
That's a
map.
big eat.
Is gonna get walked down. The damage boost on Rocket just juking.
Wait, he's not gonna make it.
Vision. It's gonna hit those bubbles who try to set that up prior. But
Damn,
it's
he didn't
gonna
get
fall.
close.
And that was some really good work there by Faith.
Yo, sometimes B ain't the pressure one. Appreciate it, dude.
That is kind of something you learn pretty early as a Jeff. It looks like the space is there and you can't go through vision. As just a veteran Jeff player, thought that we would not see that, but instead going to try and take that angle. Rough look there because he had 3 with the escape as well, but looks to balance back.
He got so many treats, he's got to sleep it off. They're luckily like very small treats. They don't have a whole lot in them. They're not like very calorically
really
dense.
Like there from the side, when you're looking at vision, is he preset those bubbles to be able to get more speed boost towards off map, and that's something you should take into ladder, folks. That was big brain.
But I should go to the store today and get him another bully stick. He's had one for the last like 2 weeks. Bought him one, and it was probably the best thing I ever bought him. Huge hook.
This is the FlyQuest special.
Big ult. Oh my god.
From downtown, Vest weaves it over the shield, and still they're gonna
Dog
find
treat
another
sponsor
on the Jerky.
when.
That is another big retake there from FlyQuest. Jerky has ultimate available. Naga as well.
Does he love to chew?
From Cooper, whose job
Yeah, he's a chewer and he's a sucker.
Every single one of those dances.
He likes to suckle.
Consistently going to be countered right back. Again, these teams just so much good back and forth play. A great first take there from the side of Navi, who are now being held up on the streets phase. 1:12 on here. Pulled right through. Trust me, gonna have to use Diamond. Almost has that psionic seduction. Here comes Rajaro with this meteor ram, which bang does land, but just clips the edge of the wall there. Does not do enough damage to anyone, and Vision gonna take the height. Is gonna find Jerky, and that's
holy
great
flank.
focus. Are you kidding me?
What? Absolute crazy landing every bit of it. Finds another Naga from afar. Goodness gracious, he's a water type, just born for it. He's evolving in front of our eyes, y'all. Just a Blastoise in the making. I mean, listen, right now, they've got, they took 4 minutes down to 30 seconds just like that. That momentum's so important to carry through.
Dude, FlyQuest looks locked in. That first point was a little rough, but Spark Chief no feed, and they win.
He's starving. He just had the old one not landing the connect, so we'll see if we get it again. Energy, though, right there with that impact, Mr. Ship.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's sawing some
serious
big
PSI
logs.
from downtown here. Just dealing a ton of damage, able to find 2 in that fight without using an ultimate. That was wild to see. Jerky, though, is going to find Cooper with that damage boost, and that is some really good commitment, and I believe it is going to get them enough value to walk forward a little bit here. Out goes some counter ultimates right back. The team trying to maintain presence on the point as FlyQuest is going to use that. It's Jeff. Vest still holding onto that meteor.
He had the third shot there. I think he would have got the kill.
Likely, yes, it is. Up in the sky. A need here from Vision is going to find Trust Me. Try to deal enough
Throw the ammo way back.
Good movement there with the bubble from Vest. Naga still gets a pick there. Spark Chief goes down. Jerky is going to find that. Trust Me, though, even being eaten by Jeff.
And they can't get the kill on the ammo, though.
With full HP and still get a pick. Hand delivering them to the back line once more.
Two dogs always trying to body meld with me. Yeah, I understand. I get it now.
That psionic seduction.
Yeah, that's a good point. They're really close to everything. I mean, Jerky, we'll see who gets there quicker. It's going to be Cooper or him. I think it's going to be on the side of Jerky as everyone's kneeling in front of Mother herself. Finding good mag bubble to keep Spark Chief in this thing, but it's going to be the quick punch, the diamond form that makes Vest pay the ultimate price early, or energy for that matter now as we look forward to more. It's going to be the slice, the dice. Jerky finds it again, but the undefeatable coming at the same mark. Here comes the up, the down, the slam, the connection. No hit there as now we find ourselves meters away. The amplifier on. Volume turned all the way up here for Na'Vi as they're just vibing out with confidence.
And Na'Vi walks through point 2 there. That looked very smooth and very coordinated, making sure each ult was utilized before they committed another, ensuring they didn't have to overcommit if not needed. Again, Na'Vi really well played in that moment. I thought the movement there from Fly
Navi did play that last fight really well, but FlyQuest I think is still in a great spot here. They've got Venom ult coming up. They've got 2 support ults coming up, Mag ult coming up. As long as they just don't overcommit.
A little bit more sharp with the Psylocke lethal that we continue to see now as Cooper is going to go ahead and try to get this team The edge needed again, lethal here.
Doesn't get anyone with that.
Strategist position, if you will. Now good
maybe a little early.
Kraken Impact coming online for energy. Gonna try to find more. Try to get the look over here as Vision does his part as well. Now I'll go with the legendary again. Galactic Legend up and in that the invisible boundary. Vest gonna go ahead and counter that as well with the Meteor Imp. So a double defensive effort here. Got to make the most of that. If you're Vest with no connection to it, that's one that.
Damn, that was a lot of ults FlyQuest just used.
Try to keep themselves alive, and you belong to me. Shouted from the echoes is trust me, pushing in. This is the aggression that they continue to have and what makes this team great.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great retake.
Spark Chief goes down again.
Spark Chief now with a nice early pick on a Vanguard in the front line. Out goes that dance, so the Cutterfly does not seem.
Good freeze.
Frozen right after landing with a Kraken Impact is a huge freeze, and notice how none of the team is going to wake that freeze up. A huge eat here from Vision, who might be able to escape. No, not for long, as there is no follow-up. Rojaro with a two-piece now, and Fate going to find
FlyQuest, guys.
OT heading towards point 3.
Yeah, they fully committed.
Guys.
Them to reset and
Crafty thing the prime.
Last bit in the final hole, but they went all in. Vision
they used so many ults like in weird times. Like the Venom ult was really early, the double ult on the Mag and the Invis, the Jeff ult really late.
Trying to land one that hits, does not connect this time, but the spin to win. Oh, the quick hit from Naga going
Spark Chief goes down, but that's a good trade.
Oh, wow.
This would be a massive hold and a massive victory for Navi. Trust
These are worthwhile trades so far.
Yeah, and everybody's trading, but this time and more in the favor of Na'Vi as Rojaro finds Vest.
Oh, Na'Vi is actually slowly winning.
Falling quickly like dominoes, and that should
and can't make it back.
3 points.
I think Spark Chief's just slightly either getting punished or just off. Timing might be slightly off from everyone else.
Honestly, a bit of a falling of the tower there if you are FlyQuest with some of those ults just not.
Has there been any Hulk? No.
Again, wish maybe would have held on to those
not at all.
Towards that back end. You never know if you're going to get enough time, so you do have to try to set up with what you have. But with the early pick, again, that clock stopper moment, that Crook hit on energy was insane. The man was literally punching the ground as you saw him come down. The tentacles were put away there once again. But taking a look, you know, at least you got the time all the way down. FlyQuest just has a match.
Yeah, I mean, that timing of that freeze has to be perfect with that CC immunity. Like, this is just such high level of
still
play.
Best of 3? Yep.
Team back against the wall. Na'Vi is just so good. Being able to do that in OT on point 3, which is a very defensible position. Your spawn incredibly close to where the point ends.
Yeah, Spark Chief's 9-7, 0 final hits again. Last game wasn't looking too good either.
They just stay consistent.
I don't know what's up. Either they got his number and they're punishing him really hard, or he's just engaging slightly off with everybody else.
Really seems to value that Emma at this moment. Rojaro 18-3. The entirety of this team looking so strong. A ton of damage out there across the board, and we will have to see a strong performance from Fly to push this to overtime.
Yeah, honestly, the stat line is beautiful, and we're actually seeing just the best of the best get highlighted. I mean, Crook in the strategist position is just so dang good. If you're a strategist player, you got to take notes there. And Raj was not connecting so much on those Meteor Imps. If he lands those, this team's going to get the easy dub here.
TP early?
Continue to play that real well as well, but again, it's going to be Vest and Spark Chief on the Vanguard side of the FlyQuest.
Right on top of the Luna's forehead.
Know exactly where to expect it. Get on that health pack early. Spark Chief now going over to the Venom, I'm sure, to go ahead and catch up with the team as they all fly in. No, going to be the Angela, the one-wing Angel ship.
Yeah, and notice the portal.
Okay, I actually like the Angela here.
Isolate the back line, but the communication from the front line saying, hey, nobody has pushed up their portaling. The team elected to drop back together, so nobody was there upon that portal spawning through. So again, just another smart play by Na'Vi.
Spark Chief's already 1 HP. Holy shit.
Early fights and not give up this point too quickly. Try to burn some time here. So they rotate spawn now, very similar to what we saw prior, but the only difference from the strategy from Na'Vi on that high side right is that there is no trade in terms of value in numbers. Everybody's still even.
Wait, the Mag got grabbed? The Mag's dead. Huge snag. Oh, that's a bad trade, though. Losing energy is really bad.
The trade is 1-1 here as Rojaro's down in energy. Zelos now falls from Naga in the height. And Spark Chief at 18 HP does go down with a chase there from Jerky.
That was a really good grab, but losing someone is just not worth.
Able to push into the defensive wall, but no, unable to connect, and the finish in the flush from Na'Vi. Like we highlighted in other game modes, you start to see the whole picture come together. What Na'Vi does so well.
Oh, this poor Mantis, dude.
Stagger is going to be brutal here. Cooper, get back to your team there.
Brutal stagger.
Kind of the forced way, if you will. But yeah, good job here as now set up for success. Have the amplifier. Jerky can try to get something out if he wants to. Cooper's still a little bit away.
Yeah, I was going to switch to that Luna, and one thing I wanted to call out as we were looking at stats, level 1 Crook on this Luna with very, only falling a few times. Luna, very diveable, though still has that defensive cooldown, is kind of in a dangerous spot right now with how strong dive is in this meta, so being able to only fall a few times like that just goes to show how strong level 1 Crook is, who's, again, that MVP at midseason Worlds as they took home the cup there. Vision now going to be
okay. Sawing logs.
A comp we don't see as traditionally. Rajaro finds one. Energy now.
Sawing the biggest logs right now. Oh.
Fate's going to bring back Naga, so the numbers back in their favor again. Jerky going to find Cooper, and they're still
block magician thing to prime.
As Jerky gets another, trust me on a vest, and FlyQuest is crumbling at this moment into Na'Vi, who are looking so strong.
Yeah, not even giving them an inch, man. And if you look at what they had to use, really nothing, right? They just got it done easily, and it's Jerky again, just really showing.
I mean, FlyQuest has some big ults coming up. Oh, they're swapping again though.
There's only a minute
more
and 30
swaps.
seconds left. FlyQuest is going to have to win a battle they are not favored in right now. If the house was betting, looking at it, hey, we've seen this song and dance before.
I wonder if Sparkchief's kind of losing some confidence in these 2 games. He's been struggling for a little bit. A lot of swaps coming in.
First thing that's up for them. Going to try to use it aggressively. It looks like here's Shiv, as once again we do have the in-song as well. It's going to go ahead and have the flash, the dash, and the finish. Sparkchief pushing in. Alex trying to get down Crook. The big difference maker of that team. Shield is up. Butterfly 2 effect can't use it. Aggressive now going on the DK.
Big invis pull. Holy shit.
With the force physics from Zelos to force Jerky early on, and I'm telling you, that is a huge pick. As out goes the Galactic Legend.
Big mag ults.
By Vast, who tried to land it out of the sky. Does not work out, and that's a tough look, but does eat enough damage.
Try to hit him out of the sky is crazy.
Now by Cooper walking forward here with the fate of both worlds, and now is Rajaro's chance at it, playing by that shield, but it does land, but it's just not enough. Good work on the movement there. These teams moving, the movement is crazy. Keeping the pressure on.
That would have been the best POV of all time for that hit the Star-Lord at the end. You saw the purple there at the end, but Energy able to dodge yet again from Rajaro. But you are going to have the res back. Trust me, getting that res is a big one at that. The Vanguard going right back to full. Ain't going to allow the cooldowns with it. Going to hit the top of the building. Nothing from there. From Vision. Trying to kill it. A little bit of life and finding the white room once again. Vision, though, does find Jerky. That's a big one at that. Sparkchief pushes in.
Nice. I think he blocked the freeze.
More life. They could not find on point 1.
The Luna gets the kill, though.
Wow, that was insane damage on the back line there. Beautiful work by level 1 Crook to find that pick and turn the momentum.
Dude, level 1 Crook is just crazy.
On Energy, who tried to make that play, who's going to force the portal now through. No ults available here for FlyQuest. No ults available for Na'Vi just yet, but Sparkchief going to find one.
They get the kill finally.
That's a huge pick as that puts them up.
Dude, they've been on his ass for like 45 seconds and he finally died.
This height is very close to this ult and looking for it quickly. Playing around that. Oh, good ult on the counter.
Oh, double support ults.
Oh, they doubled up as Cooper did the same, switching to damage to try to get this pick onto Trust Me, and they do.
Uh-oh.
Now, at least you can go damage mode, right? So you have one for the sustain, DPS for the rest. They
double support ult. Uh-ohs. So they capped the point now, but ooh, double support ulting, not good.
And I gotta say, someone get this guy a skill cape. Level 1 Crook needs to be level 99. He's absolutely cooking.
Yeah, the experience is flowing here for level 1 Crook, but again, FlyQuest, a little bit of overcommitment in that moment is going to make this next few fights difficult as they are going to be low. Zelos getting that ult back relatively quickly.
The rocket ult damage boost is now enough to one-shot the Phoenix ult. The irony, true.
Really good timing. I want to highlight using that Sia, that Cosmic Yarn amplifier, right after Vision landed. Good patience on that to ensure it doesn't get deleted there by the Phoenix.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the fear going up to go ahead and stop.
Both supports get rolled because they don't have.
Three Shib, absolute pure domination there, even with the best.
And the Phoenix ult gets rolled.
Play, it's all the offense on Naga, looking all the more confident here on that early trade and battle.
Na'Vi looking good.
Not only with a 3-piece.
FlyQuest's been making some mistakes this round. Big mistakes.
Get more value than that, folks. That is a huge ultimate there by Naga, who has been really loving Peter Quill. And here comes the engagement now from FlyQuest. Energy with that Kraken impact. Seen some success in the past. Sparkchief does have the chance here to keep the team healthy in the back line, to hold on until Cooper can get that ult back. Same with Zelos, who's at 90%. As we begin now, here comes that dance of the butterfly from Jerky out of the back line. Good focus, and they do find
don't have any support ults still.
The whole team is going to pressure
They just got an invis ult right there.
Sparkchief likely going to reset or drop out, and yes, Rajaro going to find Vess. FlyQuest with even ults across
winning
the
that
board.
whole fight off one ult.
Na'Vi and Rajaro going to try to take this space to try to get
Is that one double support ult snowballed into like 2 minutes of them struggling now.
On the dance of the butterflies, because there's gonna be nothing to stop it. A little bit of diamond kicks in there too, and it's all but over. Trust me, does have the seduction as well.
The mic is falling. I only have one arm. Oh boy. Oh, I'm in trouble. Oh boy.
Off of what FlyQuest usually does. Rosh has that meteor aim once again. Will this one connect? Doesn't matter how many.
Sorry, Puggy. I had to readjust all this stuff.
See the seduction coming out from Trust Me, trying to land this thing, Chip, and it's gonna be the full commit from Na'Vi for another third defensive effort.
Yeah, and there was a couple ults there committed, but the side of FlyQuest dropped back. But this could be huge here from Rajaro, looking at Energy, who does get bubbled up. Really well done.
Sorry, buddy.
Again by Vess, but
I didn't mean to wake you up.
Still gonna find Cooper, which is a huge pick here.
That's a massive kill.
Keeping this pressure forward. 8 seconds on, having to commit that all.
Because even if FlyQuest wins this fight, Na'Vi can just back away and take one more fight at the end.
From Vision with the Ensong Inferno, and here comes Naga Heavy onto the front line now. A ton of damage out.
They don't have any support ults.
There's a second pick onto Energy. That is 2. Make it 3 here shortly as they are dropping away. Will the portal come through?
They got nothing.
It will not at the moment, and that is going to be a W here for Na'Vi.
Wow. That was sloppy from FlyQuest. They looked great map 1. That was not good.
From point 1, I thought would give them the advantage into what was the different of the strat bands.
You gotta give Na'Vi credit too. They played well, but I think FlyQuest made more mistakes than plays.
Great performance from them, and you're happy to see it. Wow, Jerky, welcome back to the spotlight, my guy. Absolute craziness as we take a look at the final stats, Shib, and it's going to help tell the story of what we just saw.
I mean, that was really well played. Jerky with 19. Their Energy obviously was 16, 33, 31, and 33k damage respectively up the board. Jerky, Naga, excuse me, and Trust Me. Are you joking me? That is so much damage on that team.
Yeah, man, and look at the difference of the eliminations on the strategist front. Fate and Crook were able to stay alive nearly that entire time on the defensive effort. Cooper and Zelos really making a permanent home there.
Put on the next prediction.
For a bit. Looking at all together, that was a big difference maker.
Go again. Gamble your points.
Gap in the healing, even though we did have vision on Jeff.
All right, Rivals Red Zone is here.
The highlights, what we just saw from
Rivals Red Zone is here. It's flipping to another match while we got some time.
Just gonna be struck by the Yancy Street charge and stuck quite literally at Street.
Envy's up 1-0 right now against Chopper MG.
Coming on through from the side of Envy. The ultimate from the rest of the team might be slow.
Yes, less deaths is super important.
Able to build up super fast, and Speedily's already forced Rage of Ultron to stop any momentum taken from the defensive ult.
2 up to dash so fast right around inside that Omega Hurricane. The invisible boundary. Zenz, he couldn't do anything. He literally got pushed in by the Invisible Woman Month. Also going to be able to hang out by the back end because Skittles up
big
on
eat.
the ground. He tries to get it. He gets at the very end, but the safety of the Goddess of
good
Death
kill
to protect his fellow duelists as Cal does not stop.
Oh my goodness, Window uses the jump up tech against the Flyers.
Juggled.
To try and knock the Ultron down. And Chopper back, no, okay, this is up. The strategy is done. You can't run Flyers into the composition that Envy has adapted, and that is the danger of running a defensive composition into an offensive composition because the attackers get to scout it and swap to the counter component. That's why the draft system is so important. Pefik is hanging around on the wall. Now he's on the floor, on the objective, stalling it out for the rest of his team to be able to come on through. But
wasn't Pethig their Bucky player? Nuked. If Envy loses their outright out, yes. I think they have to win both their next matches to have a chance.
Clip the one last wing that the Angel had left going for her here as the Omega Hurricane following up to get Bobo. It is Envy clearing Chopper Mag as they desperately try to put it
every game is not going to be that.
What? Nothing that comes from it as they get the first checkpoint looking at Envy and Speedery looking to make the swap now that we go over to the second checkpoint, which is smart considering that there is that ceiling.
Here comes Pefik though, going over to the Daredevil, looking for the
got a minute 50 still.
Alongside Bobo on the solo, can dance with the butterflies, shoots
Lady Jane, thank you for 6 months. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate the tier 1 for 6 months.
And if they stack, it might not be enough to prevent all of the follow-up damage, especially if Vidal contributes that Cosmic on Amplifier. But for Chopper Mag, they need to win that fight.
No, the other game is FlyQuest and Na'Vi. We're just watching something else because this is Rivals Red Zone with Flats until their they come back from a break.
You don't really have to call out which theater he is if he's going to harass our back line. It's clobbering time from Window as Fidel lingers back, has to see it. Now you see it, now you don't. Just immediately right afterwards, by the way. Nero and Cal, though. Cal has not been stopped once. This is the brutal retaliation of the damage output from a damage-boosted Hela.
Oh my goodness, Soul Trainer into sedation follow-up from Nero to be able to find
that was
the
gross.
damage onto Zensari before the Venom can make it out. And Chopper Mag, Zensari, the Venom is one of the heroes that you're relying on, just going onto the objective and stalling out long enough for a
The Daredevil's out. He's letting his devil out. He's letting it out.
Players have to go in, and that means that
Cal?
is in a little bit of an awkward
Cal?
angle there. Cal is going to be playing a little bit above the sky, which means he's at least outside of Skittles' ultimate.
Yeah, y'all didn't see that, but unfortunately, they kind of pay for it here, too, because he can't clear out that space with the damage output that could come from the risk of being in the line of sight of that Goddess of Death.
This should be the swap. There should be a swap over to something like the Bucky I would expect to see coming up for her from Cal, but no, he's actually going to commit to this. I mean, this angle here for the Hela is actually really, really strong, and because they know he's still on the Hela, they can't actually commit in until Envy round the corner, which means the Window gets to clear out
There goes the devil.
He was trying to be sneaky, too, by the wall, and he said no.
Oh, they got the kill on Cal, though.
Right back by the BRB. Nero keeps him alive. The anti-heal coming out from the Feast of the Abyss from Zensari, but unfortunately no.
Did they just rush point? Like, what are they doing?
Ethic, let the devil out. Everybody within the domain as Zenz gets the
He's letting his devil out again.
Strategist and Envy are dropping like flies, while Chopper Mag, they take control of another team fight.
There's the Winter Soldier. Winter is very much in season here at Atlanta. They've got a clobbering time to open up the space as well. Nero's also
He's not perfect. Jesus, chill. It's not that serious, brother. It's really not.
Things like Cape, the vulnerability applied to these dive components coming on through from Chopper Max and making it a little bit harder for Zensari and Duep to hold their position and on these Vanguards and set up the spaces for both the Solok and the Daredevil to commit. There's Zensari with the commitment into the Yantisu charge, into the vulnerability, but Chopper Mag, it was a bait. They made it look like the Venom was vulnerable and it was Envy who
Holy shit, dude, they're engaging so fast. Hang on, I gotta check the other game.
Envy find themselves rubbing the sleep out of their eyes and waking up in respawn.
Maybe get some coffee real quick. Maybe this is the wake-up call they needed, Moxie Duep with that freedom charge to be the MVP to help out Zenz in the process, while Bobo, he had his way with the backline of Envy and the rest of this team. Now, as back to the drawing board, you're reaching nearly 80% on that Winter Soldier possible reset here, while he dives in the Captain America from Duep, wants to waste more time away from Envy with less than 20 seconds on the clock.
Great hook coming on through from Cal, but he's just too squishy. Windows all the way in the backline, disrupting both of the strategists. The undiveable composition is not unspearable, as Window is going to be able to put enough pressure to force the pure pivot.
Oh, he doesn't get it, though.
Team. However, without the Angela there to absorb,
dude, what just happened to Envy?
Chopper Mag just go aggressively at the rest of the team, and that is an overtime push. Cal's got to use the Kraken Impact, but even he knows he's not going to be able to hit the overtime in time, and that is going to be where the payload finishes.
That's a tough one, Moxie.
All right, back to the other game.
That they try to make...
Back to the other game. I don't know what's going on with Envy,
and there it is.
but they're kind of getting smoked.
Emma Frost.
Cockney, everything in 9 months or membership on the YouTube side. Origami gave it up. Too much paperwork. Okay, dude. Yo, thank you for the 9 months. Appreciate it. Much all dude. All right, the bans seem to be the same again. Emma ban, Emma save.
They go in yet again with something to slow down what was the absolute heat here in Ignite from Na'Vi on Wakanda.
Yeah, and again, I think Trust Me is really
valuing Mantis ban, Venom ban. It looks like the exact same again. Mantis save, question mark?
Team. There is communication across the board, but typically leads comms and bans with some help of teammates, but very much valuing that Emma, who has been locked a ton in this tournament, a very strong Vanguard that bullies frontline, and if you're going to be running triple, having a Vanguard that can bully the frontline is a huge win. Again, even more value here in locking out and making sure they remove Loki, which in this more dive-focused meta has been taking a huge bump in terms of where he's located in the meta.
Absolutely. I mean, they're sticking with what has worked there. No damage boost for FlyQuest and those lanterns that cover.
Banning here bans for the enemy team. Saving it saves it so they can't ban it.
Not going to get that hometown favorite. As we just pointed out, the Atom as well in return. This is a team that plays Atom very well, and so they continue to just go with what the game plan has been. If you're FlyQuest, you should expect that though and adjust here on the back end. in the save. Going to what I would expect to be potential. You know, they could go a couple ways. The Hella is
Ooh, the Hella save.
Yeah, they're gonna lock out.
And
they gotta get rid of Namor again. Yeah. See, and that's the tricky thing, and that's again just smart play by Na'Vi. That's a.
Are they gonna do it? Make them ban Namor?
Right now, I have no doubt. You know, unless something, you know, maybe they do a Vanguard, I guess, to help shut down the triple.
No.
But odds are it is
the first pick, the first ban, you can ban whoever you want. There's no way to stop it.
For themselves.
Yeah, and it's the Namor ban. They have to.
Again, a smart play. This team's banning very, very well.
It is, and honestly, I think maybe you can still rotate and have Vision go over to the Jet. The Psylocke save, though, why not with Jerky? And what he was able to do, again, the new addition to this squad is really showing up for the part with the ban now. They're gonna have the team up with Emma. The Jeff is going to be banned. Cannot allow Fate to continue to end the fate of FlyQuest in the form of the baby shark. Jerky
baby shark.
Don't think we'll see it, but a little tip of the cap maybe to Mulan Ron. But we might because it is the offense. A couple approaches, right? The Moon Knight. There's a few things you can roll out here.
Yeah, the blade's there. I'm not sure we'll see it, but you know, if you are going to combo with anything, it would be that Groot hug, that you like to call it, right there with that strangling prison, because that anti can be, that reduction in healing can be a huge detriment and help you sweep right through Mantis Assault, because Mantis can still be CC'd in that.
As to be before, you can't save after it's already gone.
And then when you have that reduction in healing, you are in trouble. But you know, I don't know if it'll happen, but it is something to call out.
Absolutely, chat viewers, you're watching it right now. Drop it in. What
all right, guys, I gotta put you down. You are overheating me like crazy. You are like a little furnace.
Match number 12 to end our final day. We have more matches coming to you, but this one is electric, and we see the defensive effort. We'll pay attention to that roster at the moment. Jerky going to be going to the Storm for the damage boost, but other than that, kind of what we expected. Energy, Star-Lord play here is so good, right? And maybe, just maybe, they had the Hella save
trying to work with me here,
just
not
to
fight
force
against
the
getting off
Namor,
my lap.
and then they continue on that Star-Lord, you know, instead.
Exactly, and that's another smart play by Fly. I think that was exactly what they were.
I love you, buddy,
there.
but I'm dying.
There's no other option but to get rid of Namor, so allowing them to play something they
I'm overheating.
Consistently play here as we start once more. Change up right off that blade quickly. Well, the Squirrel Girl here from Naga, which does a good job shutting down triple, but in this moment,
all right, he's under the desk now.
Triple. It's more traditional, and actually there's 3 triple strategists as we see a switch in comp.
I was gonna say first in the tournament there. I was like, okay, we got the SQ coming out. Naga doesn't know what he wants to play right now, buddy.
Another swap there to the Bucky, who is just so
Bucky
strong
swap.
in this meta. We've talked about it already in this match.
Psylocke swap.
Is going to be on that Jeff Cooper.
Oh no! Don't tell me Spark Chief goes down again.
Energy, and we'll see Energy a lot of the time using that spin to win over the
Spark Chief has been getting punished.
You know, you gotta say this Psylocke has looked so good. It may have been worth removing.
Yeah, Jerky there with the quick finish. If you're Spark Chief, you gotta identify that they have everything to stop you in your tracks there, and you can't get that early pick now. Now that forces FlyQuest to completely rotate back and give so much space to Na'Vi. At a point, you know, that they both have Strange. They have access to the portal. Jerky finding himself at 1.
He went under my desk and now he's gone. I don't know where he went.
Insanity, and able to get the 1-2 quick pop there. Wow. Spark Chief is gonna find a little bit of lunch there in Fate. Vision going down to Raj though. Ooh.
Yeah, and another pick here from Jerky. Ult's available for Na'Vi, and there's that commitment. Gonna find another on a vest now, and it's matched right back by Cooper on the back line. Not sure how I feel. I guess they are just going to try to fall on point here to bide more time, but not sure it was necessary. A little bit of maybe overcommitment, or just likely going to see a switch up here in comp.
Again, both these teams punch their ticket through, but it's all about pride here as they find themselves getting point 1 pretty confidently. They're going to be able to push, though, and at least sustain this thing forward, Vision. Best Energy and Zelos locked and loaded here, but plenty of response there from Trust Me, who's going to go ahead and use this. Oh, defensively doesn't even want to use the.
It's kind of an early.
The full rotation and the respect there.
Star-Lord ult. They just backed away and just waited.
Wow,
they didn't even have to ult it.
Yeah, I mean, really good move
there.
Trust Me, gonna find Cooper early on here with the Meteor Rev, and there goes that boundary, and that Meteor lands
they trade
from Vest onto Jerkies, and you're not the only one that can throw the rocks here, as Spark Chief gonna engage here with a Feast of the Abyss very shortly. The combination, using those tentacles first to do even more damage, essentially count to 2.
Gets the Bucky, there we go.
And that is another good trade for Fly, who are coming back with a vengeance. Level 1 Crook in a dangerous spot. Out goes that Crystal, burning 25% of the HP of the max HP.
Surprised he backed away there.
For those who maybe didn't know that, and again,
might be just trying to play more safe now after the multiple punishes. I don't have any predictions now.
Well,
Venom's extremely good. Even though Spark Chief's been struggling a little bit, I think it's still worth playing.
retake. I mean, this was bigger than it looks. Minute 19 seconds left, man, and they had the whole recharge on the ult. Looking at it, Vision gonna go ahead and just try to separate the team here.
Came for drops,
okay. Huge launch, looking at the stack up, nothing to respond to it. Finds two, including Crook, who's got himself the ult, and he's gonna take them all the way away as he's now just trying to find a nice little hotel suite for them.
Yeah, and this is a 4 stagger.
Yeah, gets two of them. Big staggers right there.
I mean, again, we saw that early pick there from Vest. It was matched right back. A huge Jeff ult coming in. FlyQuest still holding on to 2 ultimates. Even through that. Again,
probably not today. I finished it.
Playing a little bit right now, nervous at the moment. Looked so good off the start, but FlyQuest came back with a vengeance, taking that point and really making some big plays. Energy holding on here with the Galactic Legend. Cooper does have an answer, and Vest as well to try to counter potentially Naga or make a big play on a Jerky if available once more.
There's Energy throwing what he does best. The Galactic Legend is going against the show of Crook, keeping them up alive. Cooper also going to undefeated pull the entire Soul Resurgence of this team and giving them a surge towards victory now as the sword is out and Jerky's looking for what they've done so good now. Trust me, trying to follow up as well. We have no connection. Ults are flying, Qs are pressed, but no limbs in the grave so far now as Vest pushes forward, has that meteor aim as well. Disappear up.
Disappear.
Fate. Oh, that was a huge, huge feast right there on a level 1 Crook in the back line who was trying to stay healthy, but the dive is just too much. Best
it actually hits a few of them.
And enough value, yes it does, as Energy cleans up Naga there, and everyone is falling now as OT ticks down.
Emma goes down. Wait, is FlyQuest gonna hold this?
Spark Chief cleans it up. Cooper on a Fate, and the OT is ticking down. This could be it
wow.
here for Navi on this.
That was a much better round for Spark Chief, and honestly, they kind of rolled.
What a way to just stop the absolute threat that is Navi for a team that's so aggressive. Best way is to put that light out quickly here. A tremendous job.
I wonder if that was them screaming.
The defensive front there as we look towards now what will have to be quite literally for the dang history books if Navi wants to put
I don't even plan to take.
And you can hear the hype behind us from this matchup already being intense. Now it's all about
yo,
the
leave the $10 super channel YouTube sign. No, I didn't. I couldn't find one. I found like a
little bit tighter again. This is a map that
I found like a really shitty one that was like used like buttons for eyes and stuff like that. It just didn't look good. And I was like, eh. There was a couple shark costumes too, but I was like, I want a Jeff costume. That's what I want. So I think I'm probably gonna go to like the pet store and just get him something that I can find.
Experience yourself shortly. Again, this is one stream we have going on over here. It's a 1-1 FlyQuest Navi. The other side, y'all, is Envy versus Chopper Mag. Winner gonna be going on most likely from that. I think now Envy has to win against VP as well with what they have going over there. Both streams just pure entertainment, but right now it's the final fight. It's Navi ready to go on the defensive front, and hey, you know, Vision gonna flex the scroll for 5 seconds as well, and maybe they roll it out. Energy's been deadly on this Conchu.
Oh yeah, no, this is a really good choice for Energy against these compositions. We've seen it a lot in the past, but it's looking like you're not gonna actually run at the moment, but you know, definitely an option. They definitely discussed it likely as they do start up here now once more with the exact same comp that ran in on the defense. Naga is going to be now back on that Warlock, which they have found success with, but there will be no copy for the double res. Instead, Fate is going to be on that Cloak, which we've seen
no.
Fate in this tournament really loves that damage from the team.
Gus is done with treats for the day. He already got like 5 or 6 earlier.
We saw that with Navi and what they picked there, and this time around, when you know where you have to go and it's only this far, you can play your ults differently, right, Shib?
Yeah.
As we take a look here as Energy's climbing up and ready, Spark Chief at 50 as well. Jerky's going to have to get
Namor? It's actually Namor.
There, but it's not going to find
I asked the actual voice actor of Namor.
Having to swap over to the Doctor Strange. No, it's going to be probably Trust Me in that role instead. Holy Spark!
He said it was Namor.
Yeah, that was a huge play from Spark, heavily distracting the back line, looking for another. Vest going to clean up Naga, another full here.
Oh, good cleanup.
And this is a huge take here from FlyQuest and Momentum, trying to hold them at the door now. They may not be able to get the portal through. Yes, they are, as the portal is starting in from Rajaro. As it will fight right here, exactly where they're looking for this ambulance. But again, that was a fast take, really well played by Spark Chief onto the back line, coming in, finding 2 after that is a huge play. And here goes the next fight now. Spark Chief available with the Feast of the Abyss goes down. Energy gonna find Naga, a huge eat there of the Feast, and out comes a huge bond, and this is gonna keep the team healthy for the moment as Naga is building towards that ult, trying to res on top, but not enough percentage just yet as Jeff is gonna find that pick, and that could be huge back in here. The team just trying to focus up.
I'm gonna film these the other way. I'm telling you that I asked the voice actor. He was in my chat one day, and I was like, hey, is it Namor or Numor? And he was like, Namor. And I was like, okay, sounds good.
And Trance with the Psionic Seduction kicked into a wall on the back line. Match right back once more by Jerky with the Galactic Legend. But everybody
Namor is comics, Numor is the movies.
Gets the first pick, make it now. Match right back by Jerky onto Zelos, onto the strat line.
Yeah, now Nog is going to have potentially the chance to come
hey, FlyQuest slowly but surely winning these fights. Jerky's doing a good job though of stalling out. Oh god, what's going on in here? Oh, did he save him? He does save him. Oh my god. Spark Chief with the heads up play saves his backline.
Fly now trying to get and move on, but everyone's coming back into this fight. Minute and 40 Shib on the clock. The
big res.
Set, ready to load, but energy. Look for this legendary.
Oh, Spark Chief's eating now.
No, my Spark Chief.
Spark Chief is eating. Was struggling a little bit earlier in this series. Wow. Wow. Spark Chief came back to life in that last map, and you can see how much better they played as a whole team. They were dominating. Good shit. Love to see it. FlyQuest takes down Navi. Navi smoked 100 Thieves. Does that mean FlyQuest is the best NA team by far?
What an absolute match to watch. Vest
maybe even the best team right now? Question mark?
Time and time again, one of the best Magnetos in this game. Maybe
Navi smoked 100 Thieves? Yes.
Especially, you know, maybe not getting rid of the Emma. They're valuing Emma a ton on Navi, and it's been successful, especially on map 2 there. But wow, FlyQuest looked very good. You know, shout out to Spark Chief too on those attacks.
I was going to say Spark Chief really rose up really in there, and I've got to say, yeah, I've not seen a defensive effort that well against Navi.
Pay out to FlyQuest.
Listen, you're talking about the former champs right now. This is the team to beat. I don't care who's
as we're doing Rivals Red Zone with Flats, let's just go check. Oh, 2 minutes.
What a way to go into the most important stage of this entire thing. But yeah, man, from start to finish, both these, I'm just excited to see both these teams there.
Yeah.
And what is going to be an inevitable clash at some point between the
a lot of people co-stream me. This is crazy. Hey, that's kind of a cool system.
Just give me more of these twos matching up. This was
kind of a cool system they've got going,
folks. A ton of fun. I'm sure those in the chat are getting hyped up right now for either team. But again, FlyQuest comes out on top as they push through with an insane attack. Very fluid. Only a few falling. As Vest and Energy only going down one time. Zelos as well. Really good movement in the back.
Yeah, let's
I enjoyed it. I had fun.
We flashed the Emma or the Hela. Look over here. No, we wanted the Star-Lord all along.
Bum, bum.
Now coming in. You've been here the whole entire ride. Look at the adrenaline that took us to match number 3 between these two elite organizations here in Marvel Rivals. As we see the clips from FlyQuest, the energy with the quick Thor taking out that Peter Quill, Legendary, and Fate doing what they can on the Luna.
Yeah, I think having the necessity to ban out Hela Namor in some capacity does enable them to have more of a quote-unquote meta pick situation, and they're taking advantage of that. The question now is Navi going to be able to go back, look at the tapes, and find a way to get around that, and maybe find a composition that they're more comfortable into that? Because I'm telling you, FlyQuest, teams having to force that out. For example, even like we're in 100 Thieves, they're forcing out Psylocke because they don't really have a lot of answers for that. It just puts them in a worse position, and they clearly took advantage of that here.
That's a good point too, because we did not have round robin in the mid-season. The big thing about this is it makes you play every single team, at least in your group 1. So now you can at least have tape going into. We have a rest day on Thursday, going into Friday. Teams can reset and look at what they need to change. But the same story here in America has been FlyQuest and their flexibility. Bringing in Vision there has opened that tenfold, right? And yes, you said it. What a perfect time for Namor Hela to be in the meta, because they're able to have yet another threat. You got to take rid of their Adam, got to get rid of the Jeff. Doesn't matter. They're able to play something new.
Oh man, that was crazy. We saw that ending there, coming in with a Feast of the Abyss on a Strange who just eyed the back line, and then you come in and you take out Strange together. That coordination, those call outs, so beautiful across the board. A ton of fun combinations and crazy plays from both sides.
I have a few ideas.
Really well played across the board, and congratulations to FlyQuest, who are now #1 seed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Spark Chief too, I mean, early on got that quick death, right? And then just quickly flipped it and was able to play, I think, the match of his tournament so far. As we take a look at the standings, how we find ourselves after that matchup again, FlyQuest going to be 4 for 4. They are perfect right now in Group B. This is, again, they've been calling it the elimination group, right? Just so much.
Right, I originally thought it was Namor, because when I was first playing Rivals, when it first came out, and like Season 0, whenever I'd face a Namor, I was like, oh, Namor. A Namor. And then I asked him, and he was like, it's Namor, and I was like, oh, okay. So I'm just
OUG. I want to see that same
Forwarding information.
Citadel, even though we've seen that story
Oh, this next one's Citadel versus OUG. Oh, that's not even
You
gonna be
know,
close.
This is a testament to a team that is still dedicated
100
to the
Thieves
sport.
Fly Quest.
OUG
That'll be a
is team has
banger.
ton of talent. Citadel known for how strong they are.
Let's flip over to the other match though, because they're still going. This is Envy.
So when you want to play into third map, you've got to have a strategy.
Envy
up your
and
sleeve. Oh boy, do we have a trump card coming on from Chopper Mag. They
Chopper Mag.
knocked out Convoy. Whenever Envy lose a map, especially whenever they lose domination, do you know what their immediate turn is? Convoy Yggdrasil Path, which means that Envy have no choice
Go.
but to take us now
2 minutes.
to a convergence map. They don't get their comfort pick, they don't get their comfort map, and they don't get to utilize that
I mean, they're all
free
part of a team. Like,
composition
teams
to
pick players
hold
up,
the
drop
attacking
players.
teams at spawn
It's
and
not like a
absolutely
pickup
dismantle
games.
the
It's
overall time bank.
And we're going
They're
on
signed
to Central Park at that here
a lot
too.
of
and you
times,
have to
especially at this
imagine,
level.
especially in that first choke. Sure, you have to look at the high to low ground disposition too, but Chopper Mag at the moment, from what we've seen thus far, I believe within group stages, I believe they're 2-1. So they've had a good amount of pressure, but also being able to find that success here. While we take a look at our final draft within this series, Mox, it's been interesting because it's also been
Go quick,
hand in hand
go
with
quick,
Envy
because I'm
looking
ending the
their
prediction at the end of the
Vanguard
draft
lineup.
phase.
First ban comes out onto the Mantis and no Emma.
Yeah, it's going to be Emma coming on through from Chopper Mag against Envy, Mantis from Envy's end against Chopper Mag, but they don't go for the Mantis save, they go for the Jeff save instead. And I mean, this is one of Jeff's best convergence maps. Drop-off point on
Mantis
first,
ban
drop-off
Jeff
point
save.
on second, and stair drop-off point on third, which is incredibly easy for the Jeff to be able to get to, even if there's a counter ultimate on the other side. Chopper Mag, though, get to take advantage of this. They do get another
Mantis
ban before
ban.
we can get some of these more saves.
Emma ban.
Which means that the
Emma
Mantis
save?
has been removed. So we can see that Envy are putting a lot of power into what Jeff can do for them, this team.
And this is also, with the Emma save, is forcing Envy. Do they decide over here, do they
bans
want to
for the
ban
enemy
against
team.
themselves? Do they want to ban
That's
them?
why.
Do they want to ban a Groot instead, so that way they won't have the Groot together with the Emma?
Helps
It's a
avoid
bit
mirror
of a-
matchups.
Because if Emma's in play, then Psylocke gets her double, which means that that Dance of the Butterflies is going to be charging and playing off at double speed, as they're still going to be going. We can see from Envy's side, they saw that it worked on domination. They're really looking at just dismantling all of the Vanguard lineups coming on through from Zendari. Venom removed, Groot removed. Now, do they go for another Vanguard to yet again weaken his compositions?
Yeah, because in that last map, they banned the Mantis, they banned the Groot again, they banned the Atom that time around, and then they banned the Emma, which this time around they can't do, obviously, because Chopper Mag ends up being able
Venom
to save
ban,
it with
Groot ban,
another
Atom
set onto
ban.
the Captain America,
Whoa.
but Envy still stick to that ban on the Atom Warlock.
The rocket
Chopper
ban's
Mag,
smart.
double res coming out since, of course,
Envy
that
likes to
is
run the
not only
rocket on
last
defense
ban,
here.
They would rather just not deal with it at all.
Something to note as well is that Envy don't have any more bans coming on through, so we do know that Pethic will be able to get access to the Winter Soldier on a map where we got to see him earlier today almost topple the most amount of final elimination records that we've seen coming on through from all of our duelists on this part of the stage, as we're actually going to get to see a low-key ban come through late from the side of Chopper Mag as they see the Atom save, and they cannot afford to let Envy gain access to the stall cycle that is God of Mischief, Comic Revival, actual Comic Revival.
And something that Envy can't rely on, that you were mentioning about Chopper Mag, when you save that Emma Frost, you could try to get that team up, and guess what? That's something Envy cannot rely on, something that Kalush usually likes to use, and now forced to be on that Magneto as our final map within our series between Chopper Mag versus Envy.
You know, I'm going to step away from this name war conversation. You guys can have fun. I want nothing to do with it anymore. You guys have fun.
It is the last day for group stages here, and we will be saying goodbye to a total of 4 teams between Group A and Group B together. And Envy do not want to be one of the teams on the chopping block.
Envy do have.
Yeah, I have seen Goats get played against
gets the Groot for the Strangling Prison to lead
teams on
into
Convoy.
The Kraken Impact follow through, and they got Magneto for Kalush as well, so he can give the Bulwark over to either.
Wait, I thought they were playing on the Goats map. The heck?
Chopper Mag, it looks like they're going to be going for a triple strategist defensive hold right now with no duelist, relying on just stabilizing and sustaining against all of the burst damage that Envy can bring to the table.
All right, what month is it here? Getting a little bit of deja vu as Chopper Mag Look at Zenslari's positioning on that Captain America. Up on the high ground.
What month is it?
Opportunity to get the follow-up, and you mentioned about the team up together with the Ember Frost. Well, you get it with that Magneto too. That's why I highlighted that of Envy that Kalush cannot rely on since they don't have access to that. But talk about that damage output. Cal forcing Chopper Mag.
A lot of teams run
building,
the triple here.
Window, the fact that they have the crew is so strong on this map, and they've isolated the Captain America.
It's not so much a force as much as a kite coming on through from Chopper Mag, though. By taking cover inside that building, they allow both the Loki and the Invis and the Jeff to start pushing the ultimate charges.
I'm gonna stay on the Bucky. They are gonna stay on the Bucky.
All the damage that Envy is outputting, so they will have strategist ultimates when the wombo combo conditions come on through from Envy's end. Jeff Nado is something that Chopper Mag do have to worry about, though, because whether or not Skittles goes for a copy on the Invis or the Invis of his own team, Jeff Nado takes everybody else.
I thought Jeff was F tier. Why is he in pro play? Question mark, exclamation point, question mark. Brother, what are you, 6 months behind? Are you in April of 2025? Welcome to the future, brother.
Forced out instead, as Fidel is going to be able to save him for now, as how Skittles was waiting at the very end.
Glad to see you.
Invisible boundary, he gets booted out here. It's a meteor.
Oh, it actually didn't hit.
It's Jeff. Speedery able to find Patrick in the process, and Window goes out because of Bobo's It's Jeff without being able to have that root hug.
I mean, Bobo had the iframe still. If you didn't know, It's Jeff has invuln frames attached to it. If the Jeff is currently in the eat animation where he's cycling around the players, he is entirely undamageable. So the meteor was just a little
big knowledge.
Too early, and that means that Fidel was also
oh my god, one shot. I think he literally got headshot at the same time he's got sprayed.
Coming on through from Cal, and Envy are going to want to push him forward. They've got the Strangling Prison, they've got the Kraken Impact, and Chopper Mag don't have an answer outside of a regeneration domain.
But that shark
I think the loser of this game, by the way, doesn't have a chance to move on. I'm like 90% sure, actually, both of these teams are in must-win scenario. So, this is a big match.
And even right behind these group walls, as Window tries to harass them, they keep trying to kite away, as we saw before, Mox. And Nero does have that It's Jeff, but I like the repositioning as Cal
big kill.
Enabled, followed up by Kalush to find these pigs.
Skittles denies the echo chamber of the again.
No. That's a big eat. That's a big eat. Oh, he could have tried to eat them back at the edge, but oh god. Oh, Envy. Oh, Envy. Oh, Envy. Not true. Envy has to beat VP still? Yes, but they have to win this game. If they don't win this game, it doesn't matter if they lose to VP or not.
You know, it would have been so big brain if Nero had timed that It's Jeff to save his teammates.
That I think was what he was looking for, but he just didn't get the opportunity.
Right, so this game is a big one. Like, if Chopper Mag loses, I think they're out. And I think if Envy loses, they're out no matter what.
Patrick, Eye of Agamotto, it's only found month, but it at least forces out the invisible boundary as Speedery with some follow potential.
I'd rather play at a tournament than watch, then go play. Go, hey, sign up, get into Pro League. I'll be rooting for you when you get there.
That invisible boundary, Window keeps trying to wall them inside that room. Cal isolates Patrick, and this is the number advantage that Envy needed to get progress with the payload.
Do Chopper Mag give this, or do they try and put another one of their players onto the objective and stall long enough for Skittles?
It finally took. That, I'm not gonna lie, that took a little too long though.
Fidel gets taken down by
a little worried.
And Chopper Mag will not be able to have to Loki go on through with the cast.
Oh, I saw the Daredevil.
He was looking for the Daredevil because of how fast he moves. Goes over towards the Winter Soldier instead, as we actually get to see that Envy, there's a reason they took us to Central Park. It's one of the better maps for flyers, which means that Speedily is going to get to go over towards the Ultron.
Get a lot more of those rooftops, get out of the line of sight. As you see,
predictions aren't showing up because it's already closed. It got closed a while ago before the game started. Actually gets 2 on that.
On top of the Heaven's Retribution, they would have gone into the eat, and they go into the eat regardless. Unfortunately, however,
no way.
Find the target land onto the spawn doors, and
they both got away.
Bunk them on the rooftop.
And they nah.
just the kidnap.
That's
from Bobo
insane.
Said. It's the itch Jeff getting way
Nah.
more Chopper Mag at the hands of Bobo, and now they have to wait for Window if you are Envy, because Window, even though he's been getting picked off a lot by these Jeffs, it's just so impactful to see these walls, but now they're stuck by the spawn room gates and an eternal bond from Skittles.
Oh my goodness, Skittles gets the Terror Cape, then gets the Duck Teleportation to avoid any follow-up comeuppance of being that close to Envy's spawn room. And they're just, again, stopping Envy from making these attacks forward.
Do I figure to win the whole thing? I think FlyQuest looks really fucking good.
Chopper Mag have been able to drain time off of the bank, they've been able to disengage, so that the Kraken Impact, if it comes on through, isn't going to be able to catch
Although I have this feeling VP might... We haven't seen VP full power yet. They haven't been getting really challenged, or that challenged yet.
Comes out early against Envy's absolute ultimate attrition warfare, and Chopper Mag are losing players without a strategist ultimate to fend off Cal's resets.
Cal got a reset off Videl at the very end too. Once that
if he gets this kill right here, oh, that's huge.
Out of it so that way he wouldn't get called out.
And is he gonna get one more reset off this?
Now this is Cal gonna be able to have another reset, but at least try to go back, or at least try to harass them by the gates. You see Do Up saying,
damn,
I can't do this, but they
didn't know he was at the door. But I mean, it's probably better to not hard commit for the door anyways.
And Chopper Mag, they have the silent seduction, and they can boost that into a huge stun though to find Bobo, to find Zenz, and even with Heaven's Retribution right around the corner, the Meteor M and Nero.
Oh, that's a fucking massive kill.
Gets that dunk with the Meteor.
Mumph had a huge blind as well, entirely stopped Chopper Mag from having the line of sight on the players of Envy's position. As we can see, Nero just holding Skittles.
Alright, they're gonna cap that.
To deny any
Envy looking pretty good here, but this last point's tough.
From that Loki, Chopper Mag, they'd swap Bobo over to the Psylocke.
LOL, Flats get smashed against these guys. That's like me being like a pretty decent D2 or D1 college basketball player, and you saying I'm gonna get slammed by NBA pros. Okay.
Looking at that swap that we had a lot earlier when Envy was getting pushed into the spawn room gates with Speedery.
Sure, I guess that makes you feel better.
To work with those rooftops too, of course, works into what they want to feel more comfortable.
Do I have a favorite player? No, not really. I mean, I've bumped into most of these people in ranked and stuff like that over the years.
Have been able to make this progress right below the stairs. Zenz isolated before dropping down, force to pop that.
Has he answered a question?
Himself, but look
question
at
could you
what
possibly
Envy
answer?
For them. They're about to have the Eternal Bond, and they have the Extermination to start things off as Bobo, the Dance of the Butterfly.
Oh, guys, it's where do you see yourself ranked? I mean, like in ranked play, I bump into them quite often, but a little bit less these days. But the pro play is a different level.
But no, they actually decide to just hold off onto it. 20 seconds left. They're going to go for a full reset. Chopper Mag can punish this though if they want to try and push forward and prevent Envy from getting a regroup, and that's exactly what they're currently doing. They were checking to see whether or not they could find any preventative measures on the Strange portal, because Envy have put Window on the Strange, and I think they're going to try just as
can they touch?
To flip the map position and go to objective instead.
Bro, what just happened? I literally have no idea what are we even looking at. Where did everybody go?
Through the silent seduction, through the itch chef. Sorry, Nero. You won't be able to find the impact that you were looking for, backing away, but with overtime ticking away, you
Dude, what just happened?
Point. Oh no, a Jeff goes out, but even better is Chopper Mag holding back Envy and dwindling away in their time.
Huh?
I mean, Envy did get
Dude, that last fight, I literally couldn't tell you what happened. I saw someone was in third point attacker spawn. Someone, like multiple people were in third point attack or defensive spawn. One was a defensive spawn, one was an attacker spawn. There's a Jeff portal fucking running around. Okay.
They've got the Adam, they've got the stall, they've got flyers if they want it. Chopper Mag are going to have to put every single fight perfectly if they want to have the time bank to actually get through the map where it matters.
And that's what scares me too, because it's very difficult to try to get that point unlocked unless we see an insane dominating push and separating that back line and the front line that we've seen sometimes when it comes to these
favorite team in general. You know who I miss? I miss Jobless Bums. They were my favorite team.
Consider the bands, right?
Yeah.
They don't have
R.I.P. Jobless Bums. Real ones remember.
So now that they're the ones on the attack, sure, we could see how they were able to be pretty strong at defense. The way that they were able to back away was fantastic to avoid Window's walls. but that's not going to be the case this time around when they're the ones on the attack.
Yeah, and I mean, Bobo on this Psylocke as well. Psylocke is really, really good, but where she struggles is the sustainability compositions of things like the Adam, the Invis, and the Jeff, because she just doesn't have the damage. Like, what you have to essentially do in these kinds of compositions is shoot the Vanguards, farm up your ultimate as many times as you possibly can, and then come through with the hit on the backline, as Cal is using the third-person POV to read Chopper Mag's composition and also make sure that no one from the attack flanks around the back of the point to prevent a different.
Did this disband? I think they just lost. I don't know. I just honestly, I only liked them because of the name. The name was fire.
Cheeky with their ramp, but wants to play it safe here. Up
Playing in semi-pro, going into pro play, being named Jobless Bums, you got my vote every damn time.
Because of the Karoo.
Yep, 99 wood cutting. He is here to slay, but nice pushback to help out Window.
Oh, big
but
grab.
You can only get it so many times before it's on cooldown as he tries to slice before backing away. Beautiful survivability at the hands of Month, Nero, and Cal to keep Envy.
So are they just trying to do double kidnap where they have the Angela grab and then the Wolverine grabs after?
He's literally just been farming these Vanguards. Did get taken down earlier because of the good force basics coming on through from Month, and Envy are starting to actually get the heals necessary to build up Invis boundary to match the Psylocke's ultimate. However, Skittles could be the breaking point with the Cosmic Ion Amplifier, pushing the damages up past the Invis woman's parameters.
Epic on the hunt. On the Wolverine now.
Here we go again.
Jumping in to try to get the kidnap as he gets it.
Oh, good pull.
In from Month, who was ready. A lot of pressure on this player, and he has been ready every single time to protect Window. Invisible boundary, though, called in a little early to try to protect him here as the group hug comes out next. And
good soul bond.
Getting blocked out without getting impact on that dance of Butterfly, but with the It's Jeff here, you have Nero being able to find that Wolverine as it's hasta la vista for Pethig, but two members are finding Envy.
They didn't get the Chef onto Cal on the Adam though, which means that he's still got the self-res, and there comes the team res. Karmic Revival cast, Envy's players entirely.
You gonna go for the Strangel here?
This time though, Chopper Mag don't have the ultimates to be able to take them down. The Eye of Agamotto.
What in the world was that?
Managed to catch both the Groot and the
Holy airball.
Chopper Mag are starting to walk away with the fight. Zensari invades into the back corridor to make sure that the strategists don't get to regroup, and that's going to be Chopper Mag picking up first with 2 minutes.
Holy airball.
You have to imagine, from Kaluja's point of view, after activating that Meteor and looking up by the stairwell over to his right side, the rest of his team, separated by his own Groot wall, were getting Eye of Agamotto'd by Zenz and couldn't really help them out because he was still in the animation of Meteor as the recontest portal comes out from Kaluj.
Envy want to take this fight inside Castle. Window is going to be there on the thing, but the Cosmic Ion Amplify from Chopper Mag, the last stand coming on through from Patrick. Envy tried to come on through with the Invis boundary.
What are they cooking with this play? What was the strat? Hey guys, let's TP on their forehead and let's just fucking instantly die. Maybe because someone had already went strange, I guess.
The space that I personally
I don't know.
So many times with you too, how difficult it is to hold if you, the defensive side, could hold a much more forward position.
That's why Cal's going over to the house, because this linear line of sight is going to be able to punish Chopper Mag if they do decide to play aggressively around that corner. But you don't have targeting if you're a Psylocke in your dance of the butterflies. So they've been able to pass the spy check and the that the Hella would provide, and Chopper Mag continue the momentum push forward.
Envy looking a little
Envy back into the side room here,
rough right here, forcing 3 fights. Is that what the plan is? I guess maybe.
Was one of the first to go alongside Nero.
Also, Window's still on the thing here. I don't know about this one.
The strategist ultimates to survive through that too, not expecting it as Window. He comes in. Eye of Agamotto though, the interruption before clobbering them, stopping Zenz and helping them out. Nero with the It's Chef finds 2, but he needs some protection himself as he gets healed up to take away Chopper Mag's 2 members. Is
that Bucky gonna kill him? Yeah, he did. Dude, I was just thinking to myself, there's no way they're gonna hand deliver the Bucky to kill multiple, right? And then the Bucky kills multiple in the back line. Wait, they're actually just rolling back there. Okay, Kaluja has to go back and help out. Alright, well they... that was, close. You had to commit Maggle for that one.
And the Hella can now set up to pressure Chopper Mag, but look at what Chopper Mag are doing. Just like with Envy, Zensari goes for the Strange, not for a portal, but for the shield to cover the Hella's angle.
Good haul out here as Window Also on that Captain America to help out the stall. Kalush had made that so just earlier.
Oh, there's running forward with the damage amp.
Now you see the Eye of Agamotto, they try to push him back,
big stop.
They interrupt him.
That's a major interrupt.
He's got the reset. He's got the ultimate. As again and again, as I hear in my nightmares, he's found two. The although Kalush finds Fidel.
As I hear in my nightmares, again. Guys, I think Envy might be going home.
We go into third. And
guys, Envy might be going home.
Well, they hang in the balance.
3 minutes to take half of first. Or sorry, half of third.
2 minutes 45 seconds to be able to do it. Cal's gonna stay with the
Actually, it's not even half. It's like more like a third. I know the bar says it's a half, but like the map itself.
Feeling so good about this push right now. Psionic Seduction to be able to open up.
Last fight for Envy. They have to win like 4 fights in a row.
If Envy decide to overextend,
how far did Envy make it in the last tournament? They were the semi. They lost in the finals against Navi, who won the whole China land.
Psylocke is insane to match that against Speedery to shut him down another time, and even with the Freedom Charge to build the space that Envy needs to breathe. Bobo has not been stopped because now he's following the strategist. It's forced out now. Fidel looking on the inside to at least have the invisible boundary, but no pressure from the front line.
That's a big strange jolt.
He finds Month and Speedery, even with Nero though, he's got the internal bond to at least keep this going, Moxie.
The Cosmic Ion Amplifier is going to finish. The Goddess of Death still has an angle, but it means that Cal doesn't have the health reset, but it's done enough. Dance off the butterflies, but so too has Bobo.
They're gonna have C9. Envy's going home.
Chopper Mag takes Central Park.
Chopper Mag wins, sends Envy home.
I'm listening to the players behind us. I'm letting it soak in, Moxie. I can't believe this. Chopper Mag, a team that had to make the adjustments that they needed when Sal was unable to
Envy goes home.
One of their strategists, Fidel,
didn't even make playoffs at LAN.
Intergalactic
crazy.
in with the rest of this team, and look at this stat line. Duep going crazy with 18 final hits. Look at the survivability. Even on the other side, Envy, they tried so hard, Moxie, but I'm gonna be real right now. I don't say it very often when I talk about another Psylocke from Bobo's hand.
Yep.
Always marking Speedery.
Bobo was just insane. I mean, everyone from Chopper Mag, the adaptations that they had were so good. Like the Eye of Agamotto's, because Envy, they kept this was the Envy that we expected to see coming into this tournament. They were innovating, they were showing new compositions, they were adapting, hero swapping, giving all of these separate win conditions that we hadn't seen from them before, trying to just push Chopper Mag into losing the evolution rate.
Envy sent home. I think they technically still have to play one more match, but I don't think they have I don't think their record is good enough to make it anymore. I think they're dead. Or not, they're not dead, but like, you know what I mean.
Just not enough. We saw on the walk up to third, right? Cal is in position on the high ground. He's got the full pocket, he's got the Guardian Shield, he's looking for those opening eliminations. But by the time he tries to find any sort of angle, Chopper Mag had already pushed themselves all the way under the stairs so that they didn't get picked by the Hella. The amount of eats coming on through from Bobo. You talked about his Psylocke, but the fact that he was able to come on through with the its jabs on .1 as well goes to show the flexibility of this player. And you have to remember too, he is Chinese. He's coming on through with Chopper Mag's team. His main language isn't even the one that the team normally speak. That's why the loss of Salvation, that was the thing that I was concerned about, because when he plays with Salvation, he looks insane. He looks incredible. The two of them are in perfect sync. When it came to putting Fidel into this composition, not only are you putting him in with less time, less practice, less scrims, you're also putting him in with a duelist who's never played with him before, doesn't understand the specific timings that he wants to go for, and could potentially get punished if he tries to go for the same extensions that Salvation was able to help save. And they've just been able to perfectly synchronize.
Other match is on. Boom. Did I pay out already?
Tanuki will revive at the Battle Rebirth. Beacon means they can keep this pressure on as Polly is forced to back up. Able to find
we're not going to have prediction for this game because this one's already going. This one is OUG versus Citadel.
Jeff from Ken that's also trying to see if he can grab onto anything. Dewey's looking in for that fight. Speaking of which, Ken now just in the back
Yeah,
line,
it does.
trying to give some support.
Invis
some
push stops
healing
both.
for all of the people are now on the objective as Tanuki has found himself too. Alongside Melio, that's half of the roster down for OUG. Not able to get any progression onto the point. It's looking at Citadel Gaming. Might have to force out a portal play from OUG to actually touch. Yeah, Mullenran is going to switch over.
DRP utilizing the Emma team up there to just make sure they can avoid Melio shots and land the final hit. Portal is forced out from Mullenran to give OUG one last chance on this defense in the first point as they're trying to zone away Citadel, but Tanuki and Ken are just hanging out up here with the double fish on the high ground to siege away. Push up from Molan to try and create some zoning potential. Enzo gets locked down, is currently holding the point for that 99. Overtime beginning to take down Mash with the fate of both worlds. No defensive ultimates yet ready for Citadel Gaming, meaning that we will start to see OUG creep ahead in terms of the sustain unless the burst comes out. Tanuki takes down Svolb.
So far, Citadel holding on nicely. OUG running out of options here. Zabira back has been used. Heaven's Descent has found Polly. Another pick in the end as Vald. Nowhere near having invisible boundary, but there's just less people on the board for OUG to keep that front line alive.
Oh yeah, CTG is also one of the teams that likes to play a lot of Angela. A lot of the European teams do.
Thrown out. Citadel Gaming not willing to give this up now. They're still a respite. OUG, even if they take the point, they still have 48 points of progression to get. But they have to jump off of the point for a second. The Citadel Gaming take first.
Citadel in control, able to push back OUG making them fight for it, but that high ground control seems to be really what's getting Citadel these points, and then when they choose to strike, Tanuki and Melio are always on the flank. They're honestly playing a bit like Poly today, where they're just wrapping around and popping out when you least expect them, getting huge
Tanuki has 9 final hits, oh my god.
That many times, Poly only going down once. Melio and Tanuki will go down the most in this game, alongside Ken for the side of Citadel. So far, Svolb and Mash are suffering for that. We're talking about how they're flanking often, and of course the strategists are the ones who will get punished by that.
Not to mention that you have got the one-sided Mantis that wasn't in play at all from OUG in that last round.
Yeah,
now they've decided to...
Yeah, that's RBP! That's RBP!
Even if it wasn't really as hard meta as it seems to be at the moment, this second point that we're seeing on Benim T'Challa is so
OUG's the team with the 3 subs, I believe, right?
So
yeah, they are.
Open sight lines, the crossfires, just the bunkering that could set you up once you take that point first. But OUG, they don't have any ultimates to work with. In fact, it's just Melio that has got that Goddess of Death handy.
No, you can't trade players. I mean, players can leave a team and get signed to somewhere else, though.
They're going to have a huge amount of burst damage, and you look at what OUG
it's not a franchise league.
50% on the soul rejuvenation from Svolb.
Thank God.
Mash 20% towards a fate of both worlds, meaning that they do not have any kind of defensive tools to deal
You would
with
think franchising in a lot of esports would be like the way to go, because it creates sustainability, stability, player stability, stuff like that. But like time and time again, it's actually ended up being the opposite. It's actually caused more issues.
Sort of took some of the wind out of the sails, and even Melio gets taken off from across the map. Back is going to bring him in.
Not
and Paulie
that one.
Into
The other one was,
going down first on this second point, able to find a trade on the other side. Soul Resurgence used then.
The Who was franchise,
including you. So OUG maybe having an opportunity there to try and punish Citadel Gaming, it flounders.
Citadel continue to live up to their name, creating an enclosure, moving up to the high ground and raising the drawbridge, trying to make it impossible for OUG to step back onto the point. Aggressive ultimates now available for OUGs. They have got.
How blind am I? Oh, I'm really blind.
So if
I don't have my glasses on, it's bad.
But they have to make sure that they
actually, just thinking about having to see it for distance without my glasses on literally like makes my eyes water.
Built around just picking you from the sides, and that's exactly what we're seeing. They're all completely spread out.
Yeah, just having your vanguard.
Like, I'm trying to have a conversation with someone at like a decent distance, and I don't have my glasses on. I'm like squinting and like going like this.
And then your 2 duelists just sat 2 postcodes away, being able to do chip damage from a very safe position. I wonder how many eliminations have gone against Melio and Tanuki at this rate. Enzo though takes the full brunt of it, but it seems to be the common thing that happens for Citadel Gaming.
No, I can see like shapes and stuff. I just can't say I can't see details.
OUG's hand was forced there as the Jeff came in from Ked, was avoided by Bash with the fate of both.
Like, I don't need my glasses to go to the bathroom at night. Like, I'm not gonna walk into walls and stuff like that, but
as the portal comes back in, Citadel, they don't want to give up a single percentage here. They're just gonna be able to
wow, they TP'd back. Holy. He's dead.
Which he will not. There was a chance they could contest this. It looks like OUG might finally be able to flip this. Evans is dead. Order Bronius into the backline. But
they're actually getting a good amount of percentage off this, but I don't know if it's worth.
Damage output is just removed from Citadel.
Yeah, I don't know know if the amp was worth it. That might have been a little bit of trolly.
There seems to be a nice combination there with that Heaven's Descent Horn of Proteus, but then you had the Yam Amplifier. Actually, it was the Horn of Proteus on the other side. Actually, Polly got everybody tied down, and Molan used it as a counter-attack, because then Alex was a little bit late with the Yam Amplifier. So at least there's still some stuff for Citadel Gaming to work with as they try and retake this point. But it's hard enough. With everything that you just mentioned about what makes Citadel Gaming's comp so good, it repeats on the other side because it's pretty much a mirrored composition for OUG to be working with too.
Looking for the flank. You notice, honestly, on a lot of these run. And a lot of these matches, if they have a Rocket Raccoon, like they always send a DPS on the flank. And then Rez, he might have been too far. He's too far for the BRB. Uh-oh. See, Tanuki gets rezzed by it. But the idea is you just have one of your DPS constantly flank.
Taro is down, and they're into the backline looking for Mash, which they will get, but can they get away with it? Tidal Dirge for the anti-heal. Anti-user Mapfield is just going to yeet them off the edge.
Wow, he got the yeet. That's crazy.
Over Citadel Gaming in stage 2.
How did Citadel flip that back? I couldn't tell you.
A little bit later on in groups. And that fight is going to go the way of Citadel Gaming. There's still that portal play for OUG. It was Enzo that used it before on the other side, as now we're getting towards like 90%. OUG having a lot to work with if they can stall out these kind of fights, and Dewey's going to be the one that swaps over.
To be back last second.
Final touch of second. Could be the final touch of this first map.
For one last portal, they're going in for a flank from above. Portal onto the point.
And send the Angela.
And of course,
honestly, he can just chill there. He doesn't even have to fight him. His team's fighting 3v5 on the point right now.
But on the actual point, Polly is dropping low here. Molan is creating a
I mean, are they losing? They're kind of losing on point. Uh-oh.
Double setting up beautifully, and suddenly the numbers for OUG aren't looking that good. There's no BRB. Fate of both worlds will buy him a little bit of time, but the silent seduction will potentially pull them in. Media M finds no target, and Enzo goes into melee. Carbon Crush to lock him down.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that was disgusting. Both their tanks were full HP, and kicked into the wall, punch, slammed, kicked into the wall. Angela ult, hits the ground, Namor team up, slams, kicks again, they just disappeared.
We've known him as being pretty good at
Jesus!
this event. Certainly the last couple of days has not really gone in there.
That was evil.
All of these games pretty much going to full best-of-3 series. But here, able to win up against OUG, who's been pesky in the right areas,
still on
doing
break.
it in a different style.
All right, chat though, while I've got a second, this section of the stream was sponsored by Marvel Rivals. Thank you to Rivals for sponsoring this section of the stream. All they want me to tell you about is about Rivals Ignite, which is what we've been watching. And you can do command Marvel Rivals to learn more about Marvel Rivals Ignite. And pick up the game, but I'm assuming if you're here, you probably already know about the game and you probably already play it. But thank you so much to Marvel Rivals for sponsoring this section of the stream. It's cool to get to hang out and watch these matches. Tomorrow, there's not going to be matches. The day after will be the LAN matches, and we'll pick back up watching those then. Again, so not tomorrow, but the day after, we'll be doing a lot more then. So thank you so much to Rivals for sponsoring this section of the stream, but that is the end, officially, of this sponsored section. Alright, crap. You can turn them back whenever you get a sec.
There is still, of course, the need to make sure that your vanguards are topped up.
Yeah, they were also on a different strategist.
Oh, hang on, I got an important phone call coming in. 1 sec.
Taro played the Ultron, so yeah, even then it still seems pretty small for Svald.
Still doesn't add up.
Yeah, it's where you're going to try and find those picks, but so far for Citadel, being able to actually like show a different side than we've been seeing, able to sort of show quite a lot with the different compositions. Not that I ever think the Citadel are like a one-dimensional team, but it's just that what they've been playing so far has been very like standard for them, which maybe is a reason why Na'Vi and FlyQuest were able to get such a good read on them in the end, like knowing what map Citadel would like to take you to at Yggdrasil, knowing the kind of priorities they put in the draft and trying to get a one-sided Jeff. Citadel Gaming using this game, which really only means for seeding, as a way to try out stuff and show that they aren't just a one-trick pony that they might be seeming at this event.
It's really good to see Citadel starting to spread their wings a little bit. We have seen them play like similar competitions to this, but like you said, they are evolving, they are changing throughout this, and honestly, over Ultra Gaming are making them work for it as usual, but Citadel, this is very strong looking in terms of performance from them.
I imagine that OUG have been loving to go to Midtown, but that's not a bad map for Citadel Gaming either. They love a sort of nighttime brawl over in the streets of New York, and it's been a map that's gone well with them for the most part, albeit we've not seen that much of it in Stage 2 in comparison to Stage 1, where it was one of the maps that actually qualified them for the mid-season finals. So at least there, it's like OUG, they have the choice to take us somewhere a little bit different, see if they can maybe throw in a curveball, knowing that Citadel Gaming's results on Jalia haven't been great. Maybe that's a choice. Maybe that's a choice.
It could be an option, like you said. Well, Jalia hasn't been their best performance, that could be, but we haven't seen it as much from OUG, so we've got a lot of flexibility when it comes to that. We're not even going to make you wait. We're making up for the time that we had in those previous series on some of the other days where we had some teething issues, and we are just going to bring you straight into it, and it is going to be Midtown. OUG, like clockwork at this point.
Yeah, Citadel Gaming haven't played it so far at this event, but like, usually they would go to Yggdrasil for one, but also it is just usually like the convoy game mode full stop, whether it's Araco, whether it's Midtown. That's always worked really, really well for Citadel Gaming, no matter what. It just seems to be the way that they're able to just keep stalling fights, keep Polly standing on an objective for 7 minutes, those kind of things.
They have
but also
strategies as well.
Yeah. So, like, you know, fair play to both the teams, because there's only really just bragging rights for OUG and Citadel to play for. Citadel for seeding. Both teams are like, let's just go into it straight away. Like, let's not wait around. We don't need to talk strats. Let's just send it.
Tanuki, don't tease me with that Black Panther. We have not seen at this event so far, as it seems to be Daredevil and even for one game Magic who have taken the role of those melee duelists in these first setups. But this is the map where OUG have been busting out the Iron Fist basically every single time. Are Citadel just going to ban it out? Because at this point, that Iron Fist has been problematic, and while some teams have dealt with it, you don't get a lot of chances to practice versus Iron Fist. But now, though, we're sticking standard. We're not going to see Mantis on either side. But Citadel, they could guarantee themselves a one-sided Emma Frost here.
A Protect on Magneto first is something, I suppose. Like, for DRP, I'd say mostly. But, like, I feel like Venom would be such a...
Shields for Iron Fist, potentially?
Probably. Or just to go for, like, the mitigation... protect the president as much as he possibly can. But Citadel Gaming, going for something that we are seeing a lot more outside of like one-sided Mantis to one-sided Jeff, is like the Emma Frost. So this time, in the last map at the very least, Emma Frost was protected from both teams. It meant that there was no ban. So a one-sided Emma Frost on a game mode like this, smart from Citadel Gaming. Lots of teams going in this direction too.
Captain America going to be taken away. That is, of course, the Poly special. Salute in chat. And there it is! Well deserved. Finally, we have seen Molan Ran force the Iron Fist ban here at the Grand Finals for Marvel Rivals Ignite. Love to see it. We love it when we start to see those real special picks getting banned away.
I'd count that as a win for OUG. They take the map. It feels like a sort of Exodia moment of like, all right, you've been forced to ban out the Iron Fist. It's chopped. It's done. But it does genuinely make sense for Citadel Gaming. If there's characters that you're worried about and like all of the synergies that can make up to it, especially with, like you said, if you're sort of protecting the Magneto because it's how it's going to play with the Iron Fist, it basically makes it all for naught. The Adam is going to be banned out too. Knowing the Citadel Gaming, your triple strategist, Adam Warlock is in there quite a bit. And the Venom is also banned out, so it is just trying to go for the divey compositions for Citadel Gaming, to go for something a little bit more brawly in their approach. Stuff like Groot, we're seeing a lot more of at the moment.
Adam going to be one-sided saved here. Last ban for Citadel. They don't have Venom on their own side, so they choose to take away the Jeff from their opponents, as they had the option to either ban out Venom or Jeff, and it looks like Jeff will be the priority here. The first objective point, Venom can be useful, but you'll see, like you say, a lot of teams lean more heavily into Groot and stuff like that. So with that Jeff taken away, you're at least removing that extra movement speed and some burst damage, and importantly, it does mean that Citadel now have a one-sided Jeff, which OUG do not have in Citadel. While they haven't used it in a while, that's teasing us. I don't know if that's coming out the door from Tanuki.
Could you imagine? Please. Because I think that says a lot, though, because it is, like, I think a lot of teams, when talking about Sparker from VODS Pro, there was a genuine sentiment that came out quite a lot. It's like, why is Sparker one of the best duelist players in the world on a strategist? Doesn't matter which strategist. Why are you putting LeBron in goal? It's that kind of vibe. So I think here it's a little bit of like, if you know, Tanuki with the Jeff compositions, it hasn't been working out. He is on defense. He is locking it in. This is just sending a message. But I would have loved to see a head-to-head Iron Fist here, you know?
Okay.
Defensive Iron Fist.
Sorry, that was an important phone call because that was my rug that I've been waiting on for 2 months. It's finally ready to be delivered, which means now that that's done, I can then start calling to check on the couch because that's supposed to be this week. Because now I have a delivery date scheduled for the rug, I can call for the couch and schedule that after if it's in. And then I'll have a living room couch.
I was hoping to see Molamran actually pull out some dead.
Permanent boxes though?
Tanuki, well,
right, and I've been waiting for my couch since fucking June. Furniture takes a while, brother. I don't know what you want from me.
To grab him up, the disengage is going to be a little bit tricky, even when you have the crystal.
Do you think I wanted to wait since June for my couch?
Big hit, able to
what couch? My couch from my house. My living room couch.
Still on the Iron Fist.
Extra mobility, very quick character to reinforce onto the point here. Molamran's just looking for someone to pick up, see if they can get a quick pickup, but no, they go down.
Well, now the room will finally have stuff in it. A rug 2 months? Yup, I ordered the rug in August. Early August.
Get back here, DRP. Entering into the 1v1, the percentage damage is going to be good, but the crowd control the DRP does offer does make this fight a little bit more difficult.
No, it's not to be cleaned. It was, I bought one. I bought the rug. It took 2 months for the rug to be available for delivery.
Respecting the 1v1, Molamran with the pickup here. Deflect, dive away, Guardian Shield, and they rejoin the team.
Pretty sick. I mean, if I had seen that fight of like Tanuki on the Iron Fist,
gotta keep the boxes though. Won't be the same without him. Okay.
I assumed it was AI if I just saw the clip. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit unorthodox, but that was always the strength of.
It's a fancy rug. No, it's just.
Sort of working.
It's just a nice. It's like big. It's like a big rug because it's for my living room. It's like a pretty large rug, and it's a nice material, and that's it.
Small dedication on the Amplifier and the Feast of the Abyss, which is
and I got it puggy colored.
Setting themselves up very nicely here. God of Thunder coming in for the first engage on the setup after the re-engage through a portal of Tanuki to bring back this fight to allow Citadel to keep this going.
It is heavy, I'm assuming. It's big.
Side of Enzo to see if they can lock down anyone of the OUG with Mash Fade of both worlds, though they are attacking through this quite nicely. And with It's Jeff nowhere near, suddenly Citadel are extremely vulnerable to Molamran, who's trying to find.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna call about the spot under my desk. I'll probably just call the guy who installed the carpets for this place. See what he says.
Vagamoto only connects onto Mash, and I'm not seeing that HP. Oh no, there it goes. It started to dip away. Able to survive just a little bit more as Taro Cookie has a Galactic Legend in hand. I feel like now's a good time to use it, but it might not even be needed. You've got the portal player.
So you're buying rugs over trees for Gus? Well, I bought the rug because he loves carpets and rugs. He loves them. He loves to run around and like scooch his bum on them, scratch his butt.
Coming on in for the setup to try and lock them down.
Like if he goes in the bathroom, which is like, you know, like the tile floor or whatever, he does not stand on the tile. He only stands on like the bath mat or like the little like mat that's like in front of the sink. He refuses to stand anywhere else.
Defenses are disintegrated again. The structure falls and OUG continue their push.
Yeah, it's so far working out pretty well for Citadel.
You want Gus to blend in with the rug? Yeah!
Various characters having to move up to the Strange. Now back onto the Star-Lord. And Melio now actually is over onto the Rocket, so you have triple strategist.
That's kind of cute, Bugatti.
Chairs around Tanuki back on the Jeff. There we go. And so now, yeah, it seems to be what they're trying to build around. Nice to see Melio a little bit on the Bucky as well, just a character that we've not seen Citadel Gaming play all that much recently. And a little bit precarious from Dewey as Polly's managed to be able to grab the catch and the counter attack.
By the way, we're probably going to watch this last one.
And this is exactly what we need.
And then,
let me see. Going for Thorn and Venom. How do you deal with that? If your opponents even had Psylocke and Star Lord at one point, which they still do, you need anti-dive. Your opponents are trying to pressure your backline, and one of the best options there is Bucky, the Winter Soldier. And Melio is going to be reacting with that, with Enzo bringing up one of the other best options, aka that Emma Frost.
The 4's very good when you have these very death ball compositions that can't move anywhere, but when you're picking a fight with Jeff that is just incredibly mobile, there's only so much that DRP can do. He's going to switch over to the Venom to allow a little bit more of that dive composition alongside Dewey that's on the Magneto. That's the butterflies used from Molanran, but it seemed very out of sync with what everybody else was doing. Enzo's going to use the Silent Seduction alongside the Fate of Both Worlds, which I think was forced out from Molanran's ultimate just a few seconds ago.
Chasing on in, looking to put some pressure onto that point and force him to retreat even through that Fate of Both Worlds. Galactic Legend comes on in, but Polly has already set them up. Taro's just looking for a trade-off at this point. Polly is chased down, but is able to retreat around the corner. It's Jeff for a little bit of extra protection for the team with the extra healing as Melio looks to duel, can't land a Trooper's Fist. Tainted Voltage comes in, and now it's Tanuki on the chase to try and get Taro, but the healing output is too good from Fold.
Has to disengage all the way back out to spawn. Might be looking to change up the character from the looks. Yeah, Molanran is going over to the Storm. Taro over onto the Bucky. So not the Jeff Nader on one side, but they just want to go for an ultimate that's going to harass exactly what Citadel Gaming are trying to set up on his defense. So they're mostly playing close in together. They moved away from the Rocket themselves. And right now it's just a triple strategist, both set up again with Ken having to use the invisible
Are we playing Battlefield?
In the middle of it, though, just
I was thinking if I wanted to play Battlefield after this.
And Feast of the Abyss waiting for DRP.
Retro actually made me a thumbnail last night just to have.
Stack himself on, and
so
the follow-ups there, at least from Molanran, the Storm has actually been working out quite well for them so far.
The pressure's
but I also
had
another idea. I'm trying to see if it comes together.
Can't move forward 2 bodies, so it's at half speed here.
Where's the RuneScape guy? Oh yeah, the RuneScape guy. The RuneScape guy from earlier. There's some like apparently event in RuneScape.
But everyone here is here for Citadel to try and defend this with only Meteorem available for OUG.
That like happens every like year. I don't know if it's like bingo or something else. There's like some kind of event, and apparently it's a good time to hop in and play RuneScape. And I've never played RuneScape. I thought I was thinking of ideas. I was like, man, that might not be a bad idea. But then Arc Raiders comes out tomorrow, and I don't know if I'm going to be obsessed with that game or not. Well, the sponsor segment's over. Sponsor segment's over.
Back onto the point to give the extra couple seconds. Wolverines come back from Do as well, so they can try and force people off the board. With everyone dropping low, DRP's going to Thorn for extra rotation. Cosmic Guard Amplifier for a little bit of a bonus health and some extra damage. It's Jeff, was able to grab at least one. The car moves forward as Citadel have to rush the point as they got Taro removed from the board. Tanuki with the protection, and finally, OUG step off the point.
There was not enough wick left. Just a brief moment for OUG to jump off of the point was enough for Citadel to stop it just before the second checkpoint. And I guess at this point it is a case for Citadel Gaming to try out some different stuff now that they're going back to the kind of more standard thing that we've seen from them. And this is what I wanted to see. We saw a glimmer of the Daredevil of Tanuki on Yggdrasil's path. I think it was against FlyQuest, but we haven't had the chance to cast it so far. It would be nice, Tanuki, I would say.
Would be cool to see any just of the interesting melee characters as they sort of fell off. We actually saw a lot of magic during our actual Ignite stage.
Yeah.
But that was the main one. We didn't see much Black Panther. We didn't see much Daredevil, obviously, because it came out after our stage ended. So if we're getting to see that, I will be pleased.
Well, it's like I think back to the first interview that we had with Enzo after the first Citadel Gaming win of Stage 2. And he was like, one of the things that we really wanted to focus on when we came 4th from the mid-season finals is we need to be good at any character because any character could be meta. And I remember them making very quick adaptations to what the enemy team were running. Just very quick,
Gridmaster.
Like, okay, they're doing this, and it kind of counters our composition. You go this, I go that, bing, bang, bong. They managed to sort of turn...
But I mean, either way, Arc Raiders is tomorrow, so...
So it feels a little bit like Citadel Gaming have sort of had this general idea of what they wanted to work with, but it's been a little bit firm. Now, there's no better time to just show out a little bit of Daredevil. Like, we all expect Tanuki to be able to play it. He's going to go for the Iron Fist because he definitely wants Molanran to be feeling it a bit more. Who's playing the thing, which is essentially Iron Fist, right?
It's pre-Iron, it's Rock Fist. Moving on to the backline. Ironically, the thing's Carapace is actually stronger than Iron, canonically, as Tanuki is forced to back away, taking a big chunk of damage, but will be healed up and be able to pre-armor up with that bonus health from the meditation very shortly. Molan coming on in with the anti-street charge. is going to get caught. But one of the few things that can lock down the thing, that Carbon Crush going for the Fantastic Force team up for a little bit of bonus help. Do is also charging in here. They went very aggressive with their front line here with that Captain America thing combo to try and prevent Citadel from just pushing forward, pushing on through. But Tanuki has found Zoo, who will return at the Battle Rebirth Beacon. The extra bonus damage is going to be pretty useful here. The Straggling Prism will, however, set...
Dude, I couldn't even tell you what's happening in this fight.
Everyone sustained as they were dropping low on the point.
It's such a good POV to be just watching Merlan Rand just absolutely squaring up. Buy one, get one free with these fists, and the Globbering time's going to be used.
Just literally just right-clicking the whole way through, and then... Oh, there goes that ult.
Of the server. OUG holding on for a good amount of time in this first point of Midtown. They still obviously
There's
have
an
like
amp for my
strange bottle of
headphones?
stuff
Well,
to
yeah,
work
I have a
with.
mixer
Citadel
for all
Gaming
my
cleaning
audio
up
stuff.
house With big dedications with some of those ults.
Pushing on through. Portal from the side of OUG not going to be utilized here. They do have Karmic Revival built up though, so they can go in for one on-foot defense here, and then potentially Portal back, and Strange was not bad out. Trying to push up onto the point, yes, street charge once again, trying to zone away Tanuki with all that extra mobility. And they're almost already built up towards that clobbering time, because it was good at the half cooldown, but that percentage damage is proving to be very difficult to deal with. The Straggling Prism onto the point of the Kraken, impact for the reset. Tanuki got Taro Cookie, which means that Cocoon will have to be...
You know, honestly, let me
ask.
ask.
And Tanuki is trying to chase down Stragglers after they come out of that Adam Warlock Karmic Revival onto the point. The mobility is huge, but the evasion is effective. Small can't escape forever though. Clobbering time will come out, but it feels like they're delaying the inevitable unless Freedom Charge comes on out for the bonus help.
He managed to survive with a little bit of help that was coming in from Ken. That's in that engagement with him. It's Jeff that's available, might not even be necessary.
Digital? Well, I mean,
the point is pretty much on
both,
the edge of
technically,
being touched.
but
Now the portal is going to come out from Taro.
I have a big analog, like an actual one with levers on my desk.
It's going to have to be the one for Mash to keep things going for the time being. The Arm Amplifier thrown on top to allow a bit more damage, and enough actually for DRP, who switched over to the Wolverine. You got Black Panther in play. This is just like a bingo card of all of the characters that we've not seen yet.
The delay is good, like you say, the Black Panther coming on out to just try and push onto the point. The damage output is good. Mash takes out Melio, and after getting...
They're actually holding pretty good right now.
Retreating. You cannot use this BP for a full defense, so they're retreating back to spawn with the hypermobility they have and move back to the cap.
Oh man, just...
The BP swap is crazy. How am I doing? I'm doing good.
Trying to pick up a map, the Citadel Gaming have struggled to sort of get their wins in a 2-0 fashion. Have to try and push things a little bit further as they're less than a minute down. There is, in the hands of Polly, that Strangling Prison. He's waiting to see if Melio can get online with a Kraken's impact, because that combination is so good at clearing out the fights. Last Stand is going to go into the invisible boundary for OUG. It's a perfect pick on to Alex, interrupting the invisible boundary that they just set down just a second before. A great pick in the end for DRP, who's the tank player.
Damn, OUG looking good.
Over to this role. Just the adjustments OUG made after this portal play seem to have been working. There's 30 seconds left for Citadel.
Drive them back one more time. Citadel has
that is their tank player. I was wondering, I was like, damn, I thought I remember that guy on Emma.
Economy here. We have that Straggling Prism. We're about to have it's Jeff and Living Chi, whereas and of course Kraken Impact, whereas OUG, all they really have is that Cosmic Yard Amplifier, and they're about to have Aya Magamoto, but with DRP down, they're just going to have to rush on in on something fast. The Wolverine should do the job. Using the elevation, pulling them into the bus, and that bus could be taking Citadel to a higher seed here if they can keep them trapped. Tanuki into the backline with the Living Chi, but he's not able to find anyone in the backline. Aya Magamoto comes on out. The immediate focus, it's Jeff. Swallows multiple members, trying to take Strange away from the point to keep them far away from their team. But we're still seeing a lot of interruption from Due with that Freedom Charge for the bonus help onto the point. Molan's up to 50% on the Karmic Revival, which could be enough as we see Tanuki fall. Citadel are dropping low. They have no defensive abilities, whereas OUG, they are healthy. They are holding. Enzo is down. Tanuki is down. Polly is down. And Due is charging through.
No way. They're actually holding this.
Pushing onto the point, and they are locking down
Citadel, hello? Dude, I thought this was going to be a shutout.
What on earth is going on? That was a dirty way for OUG to be able to take this map. Citadel Gaming definitely going into it with a more lax approach. You could tell from like the Iron Fist, but OUG...
Okay, hold on.
That's either one for the record books or that's one to delete the VOD for. And me right now, Tetra, I can't decide which is which, really. A good way for OUG to take a map and potentially take their first series, but...
Oh no, not the be right back soon of Doom. Not the be back soon of Doom and Gloom. No, please, not again.
Deserved MVP there, by the way. The substitute coming in from Dream Plus in China, the Chinese substitute for this team, and they saved that point so many times. They dived the point, they sustained with Freedom Charge for any extra sustain they needed, and they were able to delay long enough for Portal to come out from Taro Cookie. Just absolute chef's kiss play from Due.
You got DRP as well. It's high up on the eliminations of final hits. It was a little bit of a musical chairs, I think, on the roles that the team were playing at a point. But considering that this is just a slapdash team that's been put together for Over/Under to sort of replace some of the players that were unable to make it, the synergy is there. These guys could do very well if the Ignite is coming back for 2026. Maybe this is a team that you want to be looking to pick up. But at the very least, I think for like DRP and MASH from EMEA, we know well, like they're showing it like, when it comes to Orgs next year, potentially, like, yeah, we can play at all sorts of teams. We played with, like, 4 Chinese players, and we took a map of the Citadel, you know? But I think for Citadel, it's a case of trying to make this 2-2-2 work a little bit more. But there were instances, right at the end, where we see the Strangling Prison used from Poly. Melio did have that Kraken's impact. It wasn't used for whatever reason. Maybe they felt that the fight was easily won, so they didn't want to...
Is it Battlefield time?
But there's definitely like, bits of synergy.
I messaged Boger to see if he wants to play this. I saw him on it the other day, but I don't think he's seen it yet.
What Citadel want to do.
And it has been shown in their matchups. So once again, Citadel continue their theme of every single series they've got into, they have dropped at least one map, in some cases 2, of course, in the ones that they lost. Citadel have yet to get a clean series, and that is going to continue. They're still feeling it out, it feels, but you're running out of time. Yeah, you're in the playoffs, but that just means there are even less games available for you to really just try and fix up these issues before you have to start playing against the best of the best, which they already are, because this group is terrifying.
I imagine my general sense is because we did like have no break, we just
kind of thinking about it.
We would do the same like Citadel. Just like, yep, let's go here. The one thing to say is that usually they go to Yggdrasil, but because we've already played a convoy, we have to go to Convergence. So I think it is Central Park. So
are they just showing highlights?
Blocks away, I guess, in game, but it's something that we haven't really seen like twice, maybe at most. Also, complete segue. Oh no, you have it too, because you were telling me before about the top button stuff, Henry VIII. Like, because I was like looking in.
The Dance of the Butterfly got us a death as well, so many aggressive ultimates coming through from Reject here. They're trying to steal this one back with confidence.
Wait, no, this is an actual match. It's not a...
Finally, they will with the finale.
Oh,
they didn't let the strategy
they went to a be back soon, but then they went right into games.
And you have to imagine with the Heaven's Retribution on top of it all, and that's what you have to do.
Yeah, there's multiple streams.
Finding another shot onto Velocity. Reject, they flip this point, and not too much.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the BRB of Doom and Gloom.
Yeah, great conversion there. You know, they didn't.
I guess be back soon. I actually meant be back soon.
First round there, they're able to get their hands on it a little quicker. But Dark Zero are getting pretty close to a couple of strategist ultimates here as well, so they might be able to flip it straight back if they get the combination there with the Rage of Ultron into the CR. But Freedom Charge could allow Reject to push ahead onto this one with a bit more confidence. They're trying to target down My Amazing, trying to target down these strategists here. Rage of Ultron coming online does allow them to stay online a bit longer, really forcing the retreat
used a
here
pause.
back to the mission area for Reject. And now
Wonder
we'll
why.
see how they go, getting a bit more up close and personal here.
Oh my goodness, shots from Finale needs to get contested. Okay, that was smart. Impunity recognizing the situation, but remember with some hella buffs, you have a little bit more survivability and a nice out back right behind you before he finds the headshot, but it's not going to be enough when the rest of your team has fallen like a
Reframe in specific this game, I kind of want to see the Korean teams do better.
Back on
like, the Korean teams got so smoked at China LAN, like they legitimately were not even close. But this series, like this LAN, it's a lot closer. They're definitely not like the top teams, but they're challenging them now, at least a little bit. So like, I'm wondering by the next one, are they going to be like locked in, you know?
They're just looking to sit on it for the moment. As speak too soon, there you go for straight into it, trying to see if they can convert some KOs out of this one. It's Jeff coming out from Dobie as well. Good timing, catches the rocket there, trying to see if they can swim away. And they will just go for the skies.
Now you see me, now you don't. And you see Mono trying to protect his own teammate here. And while he's so fixated, you see the reason for Finale as he lands these shots to find Korova. Dark Zero
kind
on
of a
no
bad
more.
bird.
And Reject. It's a flip-flop of the point that we see between these two teams.
Yeah, just such a seesaw of a game in this one, going one way, going the other, and now only going to have the Fate of Both Worlds and Reach of Ultron online for Dark Zero there. So, going to see whose Strategist Ultimate might find the most impact if they activate
I'm gonna run
sooner
some
rather
ranked
than later.
games? No.
But at least for now, Dark Zero have a slight flexibility in the sense they're still on top of the percentage there, but Reject, they're trying to claim more than just that.
I'm thinking we'll play in
Down,
Battlefield.
back with the BRB.
Honestly, that's
They
what
pull for
I've
that
got on
fight.
my mind.
They're getting closer and closer by the second.
Nice split of attention here from Impunity, doing exactly what Captain America does best. It's either harassing you like a bug or try to split your attention in trying to backcap the point. Rymazing with the Ultron Rage, though. Finale
Rolled, holy.
has not allowed Rymazing to set up. He needs to swap at this point here, too. You have to imagine, because then you can boost at least into your ultimates if you lose out on this round. Going into round number 3 as Reject now. Gare going to be able to use a Freedom Charge. Gargoyle is the next
Rolled.
to fall, though. It is at the hands of Madara, and with the Sia, it does
One day we'll get
destroy once
Warframe.
immediately
Yeah,
over
one
time,
day
taking
far
away,
from
though,
now.
as Reject still
Far
have
in the
control over
future.
point. But in terms of number advantage, Dark Zero are slowly making their way to evict Reject off.
They will be looking to evict Madara from the point there. Now we're charging ahead. And Marvel, big sedation coming through from Velocity there. And they got the Soul Resurgence as well. Perfect timing on that. Heaven's Retribution in response with its Jeff. And they will be able to zone out at Finale there. So great stuff coming through from Dark Zero. Dobie forcing
We didn't even have it there.
away. The portals come
Oh, but they're
up,
portaling
though.
back anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Down.
That was a crazy
Kill that fish.
steal from
Fuck that
Dolphin, because
fish.
That was while Velocity was in the middle of the Soul Resurgence, wasting time away as they go back and forth. Impunity finding Izayaki, the Galactic Legend, though, needs to go crazy, and at least it clears up the space to allow Impunity to follow up. Piggy is the next to go out, and Dark Zero are nearing 90%. Amazing, maybe didn't even have to swap. Even Finale is popping up.
Finale's
He
been
might
rolling.
next, but it's still Dark Zero having 4 members with Velocity coming back now on the Luna Snow.
Do the best they can here. They do have got us a death.
Oh, we had to reload. Oh, what a horrible reload time.
They are going for it, trying to shut down the Sia there as soon as possible. Great timing from that. It pumps up a lot of damage. So trading ults here and trading blows. Smash so low so far. Does manage to slip away, but
gets
Arma
caught on the
also
flank.
Into the range of Ultron there. Amazing, good for it, but it's going to be the Freedom Charge to keep them online for Reject here. Slow and steady. Might yet win the race. Amazing's down though. Reject clearing space and looking to see if they can get more. But Amazing is back. It's Jeff, and here we come.
And Impunity too, the MVP and taking care of Finale, who makes a swap, by the way, over to the Star-Lord, but with the It's Jeff, Jovi really likes taking him up on the high ground, spitting out that strategist here. Velocity close.
What's the plan with that?
But with Izayaki getting taken out, that is the biggest piece that Dark Zero needed to focus on. Now they don't have that survivability unless the stall keeps going, but Velocity does instead.
What is
They
happening on
still
the screen? I
toss
couldn't
out
tell you.
Korova, and with Gargoyle getting that pick, the dance of the butterfly here allows Izayaki to move in and keep this fight going.
And they trade the dancers there. Velocity's down, looking to see if they can bounce.
There's a lot of rivaling going on. Fuck
No
War thing
one
with 26
else will
months, appreciated.
Just yet, but the OT timer is so close. Galactic Legend, though, could be the final answer. Finale's down, looking to push around the mission area. They're trying desperately to stop
I'm trying to chase him down.
Just get it. Range of Ultron online from Amazing here. They are pumping up the damage numbers. It's all going incredible for Dark Zero right now, but Reject refused to fall.
Dude, how long
They're
has
still
this
stalling.
overtime been going down? Somebody time it for Matsy and I as Dolby gets another It's Jeff. This has to be the
Wait, he gets
third
the
one
Angela.
as he goes all the way to the high ground. He at least takes his own Angelo, but it's a nice little delay for now. Looking down after Gargoyle.
Oh, wait, was it his own Angela?
It's a repositioning opportunity to enable.
No, I think that was the enemy
Gargoyle
Angela, wasn't
losing
it?
out on Korova, though, is big because they do not have that Sia. And Gargoyle now finding Amazing from the skies. Dark Zero don't really have that sustainability. Velocity doesn't have the fate of both worlds, and Gargoyle is about to get another dance of butterfly.
Oh
No way, they actually flipped that back. That's crazy. You gotta be fucking my cheeks.
And you believe
Oh,
it.
you gotta be fucking my cheeks. You got, nah, that's
goodness.
crazy.
What a way to
No.
end the overtime there, but
Nah.
they're still going to
They got me on the edge. I mean, I don't
Nah,
really
dude.
my apple box, I guess. Looks deceiving right now. I'm not this tall. I wish I was Metsy, but it's
Yeah, you're
the
6
way.
foot.
Yeah. I totally am. I'm totally 6 foot.
Yeah.
That's why I was like right there at the same height as Cozy. You know,
Yeah.
taller than Dogman, but. I mean, taller than at least that middle console and a Celestial Husk right there is Dolby on the It's Jeff. And the way that we are seeing this fight, how long has it been? We've seen like, what, 3 different ultimate rotations between both of these teams is actually insane. So far, I'm being told that that overtime has lasted 2 total minutes of a fight going back and forth. If anything, 2 minutes and like 9 seconds, but if anything, Matsy,
Do you think it's gonna come back and keep going, or is the GG?
At home, that we have a banger in store for us between both these teams. I mean, between the seesaw, even in round number 1 and now going into round number 2, we're jumping right into the action. We saw
All right, it's coming back.
in favor for Reject, but now the overtime has reset and is taking away. Can Dark Zero make it back on time? They're trying to call it Korova. He cannot get to the point. You see Marvel harassing him, and we are going to a round 3.
Oh my
Are you
days.
fucking shitting me?
Really great work coming through from Reject here. They managed to make it.
We went to a
pay
little
off in the end
pause.
there. So the vault is closed.
2
and
minutes.
Now we open the Celestial hand.
Just to not even
Will
touch?
they be able to take the high ground nice and
Oh
quickly?
my
Will
fucking
Dark Zero
Christ.
be able to flip things back into their favor as they're opting in for a bit of Asgardian combat this time, bringing out the Thor.
Good
Pomada.
fucking
I
lord.
see you looking to change your pace onto this one. Will the God of Thunder be the answer that they need here, though?
All right, Modder, what are you cooking up? What are you cooking up? We've seen the ammo pop off. We've seen the Doctor Strange before in the past. We've even seen the Groot. All right, you got me. Now we can see the swap up over. But I do like this change up, at least from Amazing, because Finale, they made the mid-game readaptation, right? They went over to the
4,
Hela.
3,
they harassed
2,
Amazing. They
1.
harassed Smash. Both flyers that like to stick hand in hand with one another completely dismantled the comp that they wanted to utilize in the pick and ban phase. Now we're Amazing. We've seen the Daredevil before, Matsy. We have to see if it works out for them, because in terms of ult economy, Impunity has a survivability with a freedom charge, but Reject have 3 ultimates going into this first fight.
And Heaven's Retribution already online into the Agamotto.
Oh,
They have the Freedom Charge though to keep him up, but not going to keep him up long enough. Velocity gets bound through it there. So great impactful KO. Traded out onto Izayaki here, and the mission area is now unlocked. We're going to see if they can lock down percentage with the Dance of the Butterfly. Invisible Boundary, you're going to at least allow them to sustain through it though. And Finale will go down. So great KO from Korova. Velocity going hunting as well with their team. And Dark Zero are powering ahead. It's Dev, could be the answer, but not going to be able to catch much from it as yet. Oh, here we go.
We try to get out, Smash has to back him up. The Galactic
Sorry,
Legend.
check some real
Can
quick.
he stop him here? He has to force him to just back
He's
him
letting
up
his
here.
devil out.
Divert his attention. And
He's letting his devil out.
Galactic Legend, if he can, unfortunately, but you saw that he was trying to back away while Dobby's been so
It didn't do anything, but he let it out.
Velocity takes Izayaki to a dance-off here, as they were both utilizing that fate of both worlds earlier on Velocity second, and now Dark Zero, they've lost out on Smash, they've lost out on Amazing, not enough DPS output, and now it's back to the drawing board with Reject. With neither of these teams flipping the point yet, will be able to at least get it the first time.
Finally, we got our first cap.
Fight their time and time again here. Great to get the delayed KOs as well. They can stagger out a bit of percentage here, build up to 20, 30%, nice and comfortably here. Dark Zero not getting any ultimates online either, so they have to hesitate before going for a bit of frontal presence here. At least once they have that boundary online, things might be a bit easier. You know, Freedom Charge right around the corner, things are looking good, but I mean, Reject, they can stall things out longer with the Heaven's Retribution as well. Lock them in place for a sec there. We'll see how it goes though, as they're getting closer to this one.
They can also stall with Finale.
No way they found him.
The change up to the Adam Warlock. Born again, we go again, as Dark Zero having Korova, that Invisible Woman.
This would be considered tier 1.
Is going to be important. Heaven's Retribution here. It's going to force Korova to try to keep the team alive, as the isolation on Sarai Amazing is saved up with that healing output. Mara calling out Izayaki, even bigger, but thanks to Finale being on the Adam
Wait, did
Warlock,
you try to
brings
Bucky
Izayaki
ult him
right
and
back,
miss?
which is huge because they'll have the fate of both worlds to keep this stall. They've neared already 50+% on this point, and Dobby's back again with another It's Jeff.
That's it, getting a nice
This is good.
drive-by through onto that one, and gonna see if they can keep.
Doesn't
their
seem like the
team
Daredevils
up
get to
as
stay for
well.
very long.
Legend online,
It's kinda sad.
both worlds there, so at least they can keep their team sustained through this.
You got literally no value out of that. That's tough.
Could allow them to empower themselves now. Got the Kraken impact, denying the Psionic seduction too. That is huge from them. Right, Amazing though, doesn't even care. The Kraken impacts are finding their mark. They're sparking ahead. Izayaki in deep trouble. They get the quad KO. Looking to catch the Penta as well.
Oh boy.
Yes, right, Amazing is fired up, and they rip and tear onto a Hexa, and they're beyond.
I mean, they still got it to like 90, so you take those as RC.
Oh my goodness, Amazing does it again. You get the resets. And you know, somewhere.
What ult did you see whiffed? The Star-Lord? That was a big whiff. That's rare.
But that's what Reject saw before they came right back around.
I mean, then we watched the Bucky have 9 resets, you know?
Amazing going down right beforehand, and the Freedom charge, but it's even crazy.
I mean, the Bucky went 6 against. The last one, I wouldn't say is like a big whiff.
Finally just flipped it after the dominating performance in that first round.
The Bucky missed his 6th again, you know? It's like, oh man. That guy sucks.
Mid-place, Reject, cleaning house right now. This is the conversion they needed. Impunity's down, everybody's down. They need a portal, otherwise this is going to be done and dusted here.
Is he going to eat him?
The pressure's
yep, he ate him.
Oh, no! It's Jeb!
Damn, RC actually beating Dark Zero is crazy.
He stops the Doctor Strange portal. I was just
the other one. I wasn't even sure. I thought it might have. It actually, I thought it was a whiff, but it might have been the slam. Because I was confused on that one.
But what an amazing masterclass of a first map between these two teams. This is what we sign up for, Matzy, when we get to witness our international teams compete in LAN.
Absolutely agree there. Amazing stuff coming through from Reject. They managed to convert things into their favor.
Chat.
Complete portal denied.
I think I want to play a little bit of Battlefield for a bit. Is that cool? Is that cool? I want to play Battlefield for a little bit. Let's go. Let's do it. I'm doing it. Oh. I gotta get off the co-stream thing. Oh shit, how do I turn that off? I gotta go to the actual rival stream. Hold on. Stop co-streaming. Stop co-stream. Get Boger? I already messaged him. He didn't see it. He didn't see it. Let's do that.